What's up guys, this is your favorite fanfic YouTuber, the Fanfic Majesty, and welcome to another amazing video. You can follow me on Patreon for exclusive stories. 7 IW Chapter 106 Kaido admits he is not as good as Luo Tian, Dao Meng? It can shock arrogant beast Kaido, and it also shows the status of the overlord territory. At this time, Kaido of Beasts was not unhappy at all, looking at Luo Tian as if facing a monster. Of course, Kaido can be regarded as a monster by the beasts, but it is not a monster in the eyes of ordinary people. A top strong man in his 20s, at the same time, he also has the strongest conqueror's Haki that surpasses everyone in the world. This is absolutely unprecedented in history. Of course, it may also be the existence of no one. At this moment, in Kaido's heart, Luo Tian has been recognized. There are not many people recognized by Kaido. Kaido, the beast, is the kind of extremely arrogant character, naturally, and has a very high vision. Little ghost Luo Tian, let's join hands and dominate the world together. At this moment, Kaido's eyes flickered and finally said his purpose. Luo Tian had guessed about the purpose of Kaido before, and now I listen to it, it really is. Not interested, Luo Tian directly rejected him. Kaido, the beast, this guy, I don't know how many years he can live. Moreover, even if Luo Tian wants to dominate the world, that is, he alone dominates the world, why should he join hands with others? Give you half of the world? Just kidding. Besides, this beast Kaido is also one of Luo Tian's goals. Little ghost Luo Tian, you have to think about it clearly. Beast Kaido snorted. Luo Tian felt a little bit ridiculous in his heart. Kaido, all the beasts, just the old age that is about to be eliminated. Kaido, go back to your Wano for retirement, don't do any tricks on the Whitebeard pirates, don't blame me then, people will be gone. Luo Tian left a word, and the rest is up to Kaido's own considerations. Ha ha ha. By beast Kaido laughed, obviously not taking Luo Tian's words to heart. However, there is no intention to invite Luo Tian anymore. How can the opponent's strength and ability be shaken in a few words? Boy, you angered Lousy. Lousy will use all his strength to kill you. By beast Kaido is completely angry, ready to use all his strength to show Luo Tian this little ghost color. Kaido's sentence was spread loudly with Haki's power. Basically everyone has heard that Kaido, the beast that was so powerful just now, is not yet using the strongest power. But it shocked everyone around the world, and far away in Wano. The people at Beast's Pirates were all excited when they heard that their Kaido boss was about to explode with all his strength. The boss who saw them before was a disadvantage. Even Conqueror's Haki couldn't reach Luo Tian, and they were all worried. Don't worry about it now, because their boss still has spare energy. Jack the Drow laughed loudly. Ha ha ha, boss Kaido is getting serious. Now, that Luo Tian little ghost is dead. Yan Calamity Jin's eyes shined. He knew it was definitely not that simple. I also know what Governor Kaido said, what it means to use your full strength. That is the devil fruit ability. Become a human beast form and maximize your combat power. But Governor Kaido is already very powerful, even in the form of an adult beast. There will be no leap-like increase in the promotion. If Luo Tian also has room, then Governor Kaido? In the end it may also be defeated. That Luo Tian has double devil fruit ability and hasn't used it yet. Anxiously said, it's hard to say, it may be defeated in the end. Jin, don't talk nonsense, Governor Kaido, how can you be defeated? Quinn obviously didn't believe in what Jin said. The sixth volley, Sasaki, said, I think Jin is talking about it. Jack the Drow is angry, and obviously has a big opinion on Sasaki's opinion that Kaido boss will not be able to beat Luo Tian in the end. But Sasaki directly said, I'm just talking about things. Do you really think that Luo Tian is an ordinary character? A man who can be judged as a super monster. Don't quarrel. Jin immediately stopped everyone's quarrel. Even if Governor Kaido can't beat him in the end, he is still a strong player of the same level. Watch it with peace of mind. Black Maria was dangling a cigarette. Her eyes kept watching Kaido and Luo Tian. The Governor Kaido, who thinks he is invincible in the world, will also encounter powerful enemies. Kaido roared. Begin to change form, the form of the blue dragon. The beast's breath is getting stronger and stronger, and the wind is violent. But Luo Tian still didn't move, in fact, when Kaido said just now that he would use his full strength. Luo Tian knows what Kaido is to use. That kind of power is nothing more than bringing demon fruit power into the ultimate form. That is the beastization of human form in Zone. This form has the high speed and agility of human beings, but also the strong defensive power, resilience and explosive power of animals. But only this level, Luo Tian doesn't pay attention to it at all. The eyes are full of indifference. Everything is like floating clouds in Luo Tian. After Kaido's shape change was completed, he looked at Luo Tian angrily. Boy, Lousy wants to see, what kind of power is it that makes you so calm? Although Kaido is angry, he never dared to be careless, because Luo Tian's strength is unfathomable. Luo Tian slowly put down the hands that embraced the Huns. Very calmly said, is this your strongest form, Kaido? It doesn't look so good, then let you see that. Luo Tian said as he walked sideways. The aura of the body has also improved. How much Kaido of the beasts has improved? Luo Tian raised his power to a level higher than that of Kaido. By beast Kaido also noticed that Luo Tian's aura had increased. His eyes are getting gloomy. Clench the mace with both hands, and the dragon's tail swings from side to side. Use the strongest trick, Thunder 8 trigrams. Just smashed at Luo Tian. This time Luo Tian was not using weapons. I told Kaido to see something before, so of course. Luo Tian pulled back with his left hand, and shock fruit energy light balls gathered together. Beast Kaido's pupils shrank, knowing that this was the power of the old man Whitebeard. My heart is more vigilant. Shock fruit's destructive power is not a joke. The people of the Whitebeard pirate group in the distance were so excited that they shouted. Captain Luo Tian, he wants to use his father's power. Now, that beast Kaido is dead. Anyone under this power will be overshadowed. Let the beast Kaido know how powerful our Whitebeard pirates is. Our Captain Luo Tian is the strongest in the world. Luo Tian's eyes were cold and bitter, and the vibrating energy ball exuded destructive power. 100 beasts. Kaido vigorously waved the mace. Go to death, Luo Tian, little ghost. Taste lousy, the most powerful Thunder 8 trigrams. Rushing forward with the breath of a beast. Hey, Luo Tian also swung out with a punch. Boom, the two forces finally collided together. The deafening sound spread throughout the sea. Both of them used great power. Luo Tian, little ghost. Kaido, lightning, thunder, wind and rain. The entire sea area is causing wave patterns. The strong can see and understand, this is different from before. Before it was Conqueror's Haki collision, and now is the real power confrontation. A strange sight is formed over the island. The waves of white and red collided with each other, not giving way. The stalemate continued. The combat effectiveness of the two is constantly improving. There was a stalemate for nearly a minute, when reaching a certain critical point. Luo Tian's shocking energy punch finally surpassed the power of Kaido, the all-out burst of beasts. Overwhelmingly overwhelmed in an instant, the whole fist hit the beast Kaido's chest. Kaido finally couldn't help but vomit a mouthful of blood. The air is shattering. A terrible shock erupted. Cracks swept across Kaido's body. The opponent didn't even have time to defend, so he fell to the ground with a punch. As the power raged, the ground burst into pieces. What? The beast Kaido received a heavy blow, his strong body trembled, blood spurted out of his mouth, and then screamed. Hey! Luo Tian roared. The intensity of the shock attack suddenly increased. The violent power continuously penetrates the body of the beast Kaido, and the shock wave penetrates the body of the beast Kaido and spreads directly. A crack that grew more than 100 meters long appeared instantaneously. Some rocky mountains in the entire island simply couldn't bear it and collapsed directly. Ships in the distance were unstable when the wind was blowing. Baiju Kaido felt that his bones were about to be broken, and he vomited several bites of blood continuously. The entire face is distorted, which is caused by intense pain. He fell heavily to the ground. After being hit hard, he wanted to struggle to stand up. But it can't be done for a while. Punch. After Luo Tian really broke out in earnest, he only took a punch. Just knocked Kaido down on the ground. Kaido. Luo Tian looked at Kaido as if looking down, regardless of the expression on the opponent's face, he said directly. The trick just now is basically my full strength. Unexpectedly, it just made you vomit blood, woo. Beast Kaido resisted the pain on his body and tried to stand up, panting fiercely. Damn it, Luo Tian, little ghost. By Beast Kaido's eyes are red, or else the whole body is in pain now. I'll have to continue to get up and continue to kill Luo Tian. I ate the damage of Luo Tian's shock fruit head on, the kind of power that would shatter everything. Even if Kaido's body is tough when the monster is tough, it sometimes can't hold it. I couldn't help but vomit a mouthful of blood. Now the corners of the nose, mouth, and forehead are full of blood. Ah! Don't underestimate lousy, Luo Tian kid, who do you think I am? All the beasts Kaido roared continuously, no matter whether the body hurts or not, now he wants to kill Luo Tian. Baiju Kaido stood up again. Luo Tian was a little surprised, just now it was a punch with all his strength. He recovered so soon and stood up. The physique is really not terrible. Because of anger, Kaido was completely transformed into a monster. Turned into a blue dragon hovering over the sky, there was heat in his mouth. It is necessary to use heat to give Luo Tian a big shot. Luo Tian clenched his fists, and shock fruit energy gathered together again. But Luo Tian stopped the attack suddenly, because in observation Haki foreseeing the future, Kaido gave up this attack. In reality, Kaido, the beast, also put away the attack afterwards. Said, next time we fight again, this time forget it. Luo Tian didn't respond but he smiled. Boy Luo Tian, a military ship came in the distance. At this moment, Kaido reminded, and Luo Tian had already noticed it before observation Haki. Have you seen that female marine? Luo Tian boy, Kaido said. See, is there any problem? Kaido. Luo Tian, who is familiar with the original book, knows. The female marine referred to by Kaido is one of Naval Headquarters Vice Admiral Momosagi. Also an alternate admiral. Ha ha ha, Luo Tian boy, as long as you want to cooperate, I can help you kill this female marine. A female marine, and, as a person of a force that is hostile to you, killing her, is it more relieved? Kaido, the beast, already knows that in terms of strength, it is no match for Luo Tian. There is no need to continue fighting, then it would be very good to add a block to Luo Tian. At that time, Marine can be hostile to the Whitebeard pirates. Kaido. For the real strong, the weak are nothing more than vassals. Luo Tian did not answer Kaido's inquiry. Momoshage, as the Vice Admiral of Naval Headquarters, is not comparable to those elite Vice Admiral. 0. For flowers. In the original book, after the war at the top, if it hadn't been for Fujitora and Green Bull, she would be one of Admiral. It is estimated to be the same now. The world government launched a world conscription. Fujitora and Green Bull are also expected to join Marine as well. This Momoshage is still one of the alternate Admiral. A powerful woman with the strength of a great swordsman. Similarly, with a strength that is extremely close to Admiral. Even if it may not be better than Akainu and the three of them, the difference is definitely not too far. In the Four Emperors pirate group, it is definitely also the strength of the Emperor's deputy level. Today's time, with the top of the war, is not long after the end. If you want to select the 3 most powerful women in the world, Dao Meng is definitely one of them. The other 2 were the aunt of one of the 4 emperors and the pirate female emperor Snake G. In short, it is very strong. Beast Kaido wants to use him? Think too much. Beast Kaido really thought Luo Tian didn't understand anything. But Luo Tian doesn't eat his style. But on the other hand, Luo Tian really values Momoshage a little bit. After all, women with strong combat effectiveness are indeed relatively rare. Moreover, Momoshage is still an important figure in Marine, and Luo Tian wants to be able to dig it away. Absolutely, the overall combat effectiveness of the Whitebeard pirates is greatly improved. The loss to Marine is also huge. On the other side, when the Marines saw Luo Tian's figure, they collectively shook. It's Luo Tian, the new world's strongest man. The beginning of fame is to kill Crocodile, invade Eni's lobby, and then kill a celestial dragons. Some time ago, I defeated Mr. Bluzolino, a supermonster who can fight against 3 Admiral without losing the wind. Such a character, is staring at us. Marines instantly felt an unprecedented pressure. If Luo Tian wants to do it, except Momoshage Vice Admiral, no one can resist. Of course, I knew that the releaser of Conqueror's Haki, which was just like a natural disaster, was Luo Tian. Momoshage's look is also extremely wonderful. It is difficult to accept in his heart. I can't believe it. However, she had to accept and choose to believe. Super monster. Momoshage stared at Luo Tian. At this time, the warship was only a short distance away from them. Go catch him. Obviously impossible. Let's not say whether I can deal with him alone, even 3 Admiral shots. Now the beast Kaido is also defeated. Momoshage, can she act rashly? Impossible. On the other side, Luo Tian looked towards the warship. But Kaido of Beasts didn't know what Luo Tian was doing, so Luo Tian turned around and then disappeared instantly. In the next second, he had appeared on the fence of a military ship more than 100 meters away. Crouching on the fence of the military ship in a very arrogant attitude, Luo Tian looked at the woman who was close to him. It was Momoshage. And Momoshage was taken aback, immediately drew the knife, and the knife. Luo Tian also drew his sword at an instantaneous speed and resisted the opponent's famous sword. Everyone stay away. Try to stay away from me. Seeing that his sword was actually resisted by the opponent, moreover, the opponent's speed was faster than himself. Momoshage's face changed again. The marine behind her was all shocked, and his heart rate was instantly full. Retreated quickly in panic. Everyone was sweating, and they felt stressed in their hearts, and felt that they were really going to breathe this time. Momoshage Vice Admiral, the only female great swordsman in the world, admiring her name for a long time. Luo Tian smiled. The new strongest man in the world, Luo Tian. I am also a great name for a long time. Luo Tian, what do you want to do? Momoshage stared at Luo Tian. His tone was cold and full of fear. The famous sword Jin Kunluo and his right hand trembled a little. Although they tried hard, they couldn't move forward. Luo Tian's power is obviously much stronger than hers. Thinking that there are still a group of marines behind him, Dao Meng felt nervous again. If the opponent shoots here, it is estimated that none of the marine here will be alive except her. One of Marine alternate admiral also has super strong kendo power. It's better to submit to me, Marine, it's not easy to do. Luo Tian, with a slight ignorance in his tone, and Momoshage's anger surged in an instant. Luo Tian not only lacked his tone, but his eyes were also very unpleasant. I'm not old, but my tone is not young. As a strong woman, how could she waver in the face of Luo Tian's words? You were just afraid of the opponent's strength. This little monster, at this age, how can the power be so terrifying? So, are you willing to submit to me? Luo Tian smiled. Luo Tian's smile was very clean and pure. Momoshage almost forgot that the other party was an extremely dangerous monster. Soon Momoshage reacted. Soon, you won't be able to hang on like this. Naval Headquarters is already launching a world conscription. After that, we will also enter the New World. At that time, it will definitely focus on the Whitebeard pirate group, especially Luo Tian. After all, if Luo Tian is allowed to develop all the time, everything is hard to say. Naval Headquarters, the control of New World can only be said to be so-so, and New World has too many powerful pirates. So it can only be in the first half of the Grand Line. At that time, this monster will be directly suppressed, otherwise, in the future, it will be very difficult to move Luo Tian. What if I can continue to open it? Luo Tian couldn't help being curious. Do you want to negotiate terms with me? Momoshage frowned. Try it. Impossible. Momoshage spit out these words. Luo Tian asked. I heard that you work in New World, right? Yes. Momoshage looked flustered, but answered truthfully. After all, this is in New World, you can find it with just a look, there is no need to hide it. Chapter 107 Luo Tian. Momoshage, proposal? Luo Tian? Seeing the figure in front of him, Momoshage's pupils shrank, his heart beat, and his heart was shocked. In fact, Luo Tian gave Momoshage too strong a sense of oppression. Even if she is confident that she has strong strength, she is not confident that she can fight Luo Tian. Don't want to win me, it's impossible, Momoshage frowned. Although he hasn't played against each other yet, he passed the previous conqueror's Haki and had a battle with Kaido. She knew that Luo Tian was definitely not as simple as it appeared on the surface. Momoshage plucked up the courage to walk over, stood in front, looked at Luo Tian and said coldly. Luo Tian, don't think that you can easily take care of me. Even if the strength is not as good as you, I will make you pay the price. Seeing Momoshage's fighting spirit, Luo Tian was also slightly taken aback and smiled. The ability to be a substitute for admiral is definitely extraordinary. It is estimated that there is no special S+ level combat effectiveness, but also S+ level strength. After hearing Dao Mian's words, Luo Tian stood up, carrying his hands on his back. Faced with everyone, Haki said, really? Let me see your strength, Ms. Momoshage? What's more, although Dao Mian has good strength, it hasn't really reached the combat power that can rival the four emperors. Even Admiral just got closer. Luo Tian can almost figure it out. Momoshage's strength is half-footed into the admiral level. However, it's just half a step, but it's a huge difference. Bold, how dare you say this to Vice Admiral Momomi? How dare to speak to Momoshage Vice Admiral like this, brothers, go to the guy. Unforgivable. Upon hearing Luo Tian's words, the Marines on the warship were filled with indignation. Most of them are fans of Momoshage, especially the men, who worship Momoshage as a goddess. Now that Luo Tian is so rude, he still wants to pull their Vice Admiral into the pirate? They couldn't help it anymore. Noisy, Luo Tian snorted coldly, Conqueror's Haki burst out instantly, and terrifying majesty swept all around. The Marines on the warship fell one after another, and even the Sea Kings, which were several kilometers in radius, were stunned and surfaced. At the same time, the blue and white light flickered, and Luo Tian came to Momoshage in an instant. Fast speed, March 20th. Momoshage was horrified. Luo Tian's speed was so fast that she couldn't react. When she reacted, Luo Tian has grabbed her neck with one hand and looked at Momoshage with cold eyes. It's indeed one. It's no wonder that Admiral Cha Dolphin, an alternate like you, has pursued you so many times. After watching it for a while, Luo Tian had to admit that Dao Miantu was indeed okay, but it was nothing more than that. However, what Luo Tian fancy most is Momoshage's powerful combat power. Buzz. Momoshage was caught by Luo Tian's neck, and the whole person stayed there immediately, his mind went blank. She has been a genius since she was a child, and she has never suffered from being directly seconded like she is now. All of a sudden, never met, Momoshage didn't know how to deal with it, forgot to scold it, and forgot to dodge, just staring at Luo Tian blankly. Stunned for a few seconds. After a few seconds, Momoshage, who reacted with a face full of anger, shakes Luo Tian away, and his body moves back 10 meters before stopping. This means Luo Tian didn't intend to kill her, otherwise Momoshage couldn't get rid of the shackles at all. Luo Tian, what do you want to do? Momoshage pulled out Jinkun Luo, stared at Luo Tian, and the energy on his body burst out. What do I want to do? Luo Tian was stunned for a moment, and said with a sneer. What can you say a pirate can do when facing Marine? Between words. The blue and white rays were radiant, the thunder sizzled, Luo Tian disappeared in place. Next moment, he teleported to the back of Momoshage, his big hand controlled the flashing of thunder and lightning, making a harsh sound. What a fast speed. Momoshage's pupils shrank, a little horrified in his heart. Luo Tian's speed was too fast. It arrived almost instantly, making her almost unresponsive. Unexpectedly, he used the Thunder Fruit ability, the speed will be so fast. Momoshage turned around, and armament Haki covered it. The sword body was covered with a layer of black luster and swept towards the rear. No loss as Admiral Alternate, the speed is really good. Seeing Momoshage react so quickly, Luo Tian's eyes flashed with appreciation. The person who stepped into Admiral with 1 foot is really not comparable to ordinary people. Maybe it's not comparable to Admiral, but it's not that other Vice Admiral level people can compete. It's just that these are not enough. Luo Tian snorted coldly, the blue and white light flashed in his hand, and the dazzling lightning burst out instantly. The power of thunder and lightning. Damn, Devil Fruit's ability, Logia Thunder Fruit's ability, I can't deal with it. I still have Shock Fruit ability, I haven't used it yet. Monster. Looking at the thunder light that erupted in front of her, Dao Mian thought and rolled in an instant. She knew that she could not fight Luo Tian at all. Luo Tian's strength is not only absolutely above her, but even stronger than the current 3 admirals. The strength is absolutely terrifying. Moreover, Luo Tian possesses Logia Thunder Fruit and Shock Fruit, which is extremely destructive. This Logia ability is among the best in Logia, even above the 3 admiral fruits. Shock Fruit is also a top presence in Paramecia. Boom. The violent thunder blasted out, covering the machine in an instant, and the dazzling light spurted out, almost invisible. With a roar, the smoke dissipated. The tall Momoshage awkwardly held Jinpunluo as a fulcrum, half kneeling in front of Luo Tian. Luo Tian walked over and brought Jinpunluo over, and then looked at Doflamingo. He smiled and said, "Momoshage, how do you think I can handle it? Kill you, or use another method?" After suffering such a big lightning strike, Momoshage is not going to die, but it is also extremely weak. If you want to kill it. Marines who have reached their level are extremely determined, and it is basically difficult for them to be softened. Even if you want to be soft, it will take a long time. Luo Tian brought up Momoshage's sword, Jinpunluo, and looked at it. Turning around to Momoshage and slowly said, "I did have this idea before. But seeing you look so tough, I changed my attention. I won't kill you for the time being." Ha ha. Momoshage is also desperately adjusting his state, ready at any time to face Luo Tian's next wave of attacks. Weakly said, "If you don't kill me today, I will kill you in the future. Welcome any time." Luo Tian smiled softly. "It's just that you can never have a chance in your life." Humph. Momoshage snorted coldly, then did not speak in her current state. Speaking has become a difficult task, let alone doing Luo Tian. She could fight Luo Tian fiercely, but because Luo Tian's pressure was too strong, she suddenly forgot that Thunderfruit was extremely fast, so she was hit hard in one fell swoop. Looking at Doflamingo next to him, Luo Tian started to think. He is going to make a big deal. What do you want to do? Momoshage saw Luo Tian pick up her phone bug and suddenly became a little nervous. It's just that the body is too weak, and it is weak to speak, and it is impossible to stop Luo Tian quickly. Call Sengoku. Luo Tian fiddled with the phone bug and said, "Speaking of which, I haven't had a good conversation with Sengoku. Now I want to talk to him about your business." "What do you want to talk about?" Momoshage asked suspiciously. Luo Tian said casually, "It's not a big deal, don't be so panic. I just proposed marriage to Sengoku, let's talk about your and my marriage." Propose marriage? Hearing this, Momoshage was stunned. This is not a big deal? Doflamingo cursed directly. "Luo Tian, you be asterisk 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 d." Luo Tian ignored it. Just a joke. If he really wants to propose a marriage, it is not to propose a marriage with Sengoku. If he wants to follow it, he also goes ahead of schedule. Momoshage is Suru's younger sister, and she takes good care of it. These are all broadcast by Morgans in real time in the distance, Naval Headquarters Marineford, in the high-level meeting room. Many Marines have weird expressions. They should have heard it right? That super monster Luo Tian said to propose marriage to Marshal Sengoku? Akainu finally couldn't help but burst out. "The pirate of damn, it is too lawless. Dare to mess with us Marine? I really thought it would be great to be a emperor, b asterisk 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 d. Marshal Sengoku, I will dispatch now to destroy Luo Tian. Stand up and go out." After speaking, Aokiji reminded, "Sakazuki, don't mess around, Marine is in a period of weakness now. If you are experiencing severe damage, it will be even more difficult to recover. Looking at the situation now, that Luo Tian won't do anything to Momoshage. Let's just keep watching." As soon as Akainu Bai got up, he heard Kuzan's no iron and blood style. He immediately turned and looked at Aokiji with cold eyes. Aokiji also exudes cold air, ready to explode at any time. The two confronted each other instantly. The atmosphere of the entire conference room changed instantly. Now Akainu and Aokiji are popular candidates who belong to the Marshal of Naval Headquarters. Has begun to clash in secret. The other Marine generals did not dare to intervene in the matter of these two admirals. Now they also know that the new Naval Headquarters has already begun. It will be Akainu Admiral and Aokiji Admiral, born of the two. In fact, Marine generals are more willing to let Aokiji take the position of Marine Marshal. However, the senior officials of the world government really value Akainu Admiral more. At present, Naval Headquarters has not yet negotiated a reasonable plan. How do you choose a new Marshal Marine? Are you two planning to destroy the meeting room? My Marshal, I haven't abdicated yet, give me some restraint. Sengoku can't stand it anymore, this is still in the conference room. After Sengoku said so, Akainu and Aokiji both converged, but they still stared at each other. It can be said that in the entire conference room, there are not many people who can say Akainu and Aokiji. After all, it is Admiral, the highest combat power of Naval Headquarters, and its status is quite high. Staff Crane also rubbed his head with a headache. After all, whether Aokiji or Akainu, she can't interfere too much. At most, it is just a seniority. Kizaru, Paluzolino just waited and watched with an indifferent attitude. While watching the screen, he suddenly said, "The big pirate and Marine Senior General are married. This hasn't happened in history yet. It's still a big pirate like Luo Tian, and his fighting power is even more unparalleled." In Kizaru's view, this is a very interesting scene, if it is done. It is estimated that they will leave their footprints in history. After all, the pirate and Marine have always been hostile forces. If this is a marriage, thinking about it makes people feel novel. Garp, who was eating snacks next to him, laughed, "Ha ha ha ha. Kizaru, what you said makes sense, this is indeed a very novel thing." However, the old man still feels that Momoshage has made a profit, haha. After all, Momoshage is a child in his 40s. Both are more than twice as big as Luo Tian, this little devil. No matter in terms of status or strength, it is our Momoshagi who earned it normally. Marine generals, although they know that Garp Vice Admiral is usually inadequate, but it shouldn't be so inadvertent. If this really makes Momoshagi follow Luo Tian, then Marine, really in front of the world. It was ashamed. A Justice Marine needs to be attached to the pirate? This is not a big joke. At this moment, Vice Admiral looked at Garp Zero. Garp is so stunned by seeing it's too scary. If you continue to talk about it, the crane might get up and look for him desperately. Momoshagi is Xiaohei's sister. Forget it. Garp chooses to shut up. Sengoku looked at Garp speechlessly. Which pot is really not open and which pot? Kizaru doesn't tune. You Garp doesn't follow the tune, or is it more exaggerated? Sengoku sighed. Stop talking about this topic. In the current situation, it seems that the battle between Luo Tian and Kaido is over. The result is not what we expected. Kaido can't beat Luo Tian. This also allows us to confirm the degree of danger of Luo Tian. So we must pay more attention to it. There is. Just before Sengoku's words are finished, the phone worm on the side of World Government connection rang. Sengoku is very confused. Why is the World Government calling at this time? Other Marine generals are also particularly puzzled. Under normal circumstances, World Government rarely calls suddenly. Unless something unexpected happens to Celestial Dragons, but now, Celestial Dragons could be unexpected? Sengoku still picked up the phone worm to answer, Moses, I'm Sengoku. From the other side of the phone worm came the voice of 5 elders. Sengoku, we have also seen what Luo Tian is doing now. The 5 of us agreed that Momoshagi could be allowed to enter the Whitebeard pirate group for undercover. This helps increase Marine's control over the Whitebeard pirates. At the same time, we must also understand clearly how Luo Tian obtained the Double Devil Fruit ability. These are the mysterious powers that our world government cannot master. You can't just have the master in the hands of the pirate. For us, this is too passive. In the view of 5 elders, as long as there are benefits, everything else is irrelevant. Suddenly, Sengoku was speechless. In fact, how could Sengoku agree to this kind of thing? Momoshagi is an excellent talent of their marine. If they enter the pirates, even the Whitebeard pirates will not work. At this time, it was obvious that Vice Admiral's face was already very bad. If the level of 5 elders is too high, it is estimated that they will go crazy directly. Faced with this kind of thing, Sengoku also knew that he was very helpless. I can only sigh helplessly in my heart, and there is nothing I can do. The other side of the phone worm. Sengoku, are you listening? Yes, 5 elders, I'm listening. Sengoku answered quickly. Yeah. Then follow the instructions given by our 5 elders. But, 5 elders, Momoshagi is Suru's younger sister. This matter? I see. Sengoku still wanted to keep fighting. What? Sengoku, you want to defy the unanimous order of the 5 of us. I see. 5 elders. Sengoku reluctantly accepted the order. Sengoku glanced at everyone who was sitting and slowly said, just now, you all heard it. 5 elders gave the order. It is for our alternate Admiral Momoshagi to enter the undercover inside the Whitebeard pirates. That is to Luo Tian's side. Crane Vice Admiral held his forehead with both hands, and the world government interfered. I want 5 elders to withdraw the order, unless it can be proven that 5 elders know that there are more valuable things. Otherwise, it is basically qualitative. Another point is that her sister is just an alternate admiral, not the real admiral of headquarters. In terms of the position, only 2.2 belongs to Vice Admiral, but it is more special. If you have an admiral position, even the world government will not arbitrarily issue orders. This is a very real problem. Ha ha ha. Suru, look, 5 elders also wants the 2 of them to marry, haha. Now Garp really couldn't help but laugh. Otherwise, it is not the kind of ridicule, but the reversal of this matter, which is too sudden and unexpected. You better shut up, Garp. Crane went back and asked Garp to shut up. Garp bowed his hand, but there are also some Marines who are worried. After all, the Whitebeard pirates are pirates. If the Whitebeard pirate group is a pirate group, will our people join us in danger? After all, Momosagi's identity is Marine, and it must have been untrusted in the past. Maybe he will still be under strict supervision, and there is no freedom in action. It will become even more dangerous to inquire about intelligence like this. Yeah, this is indeed the case. There is also Vice Admiral, the T-Dolphin. It is estimated that he will run away at that time, and even kill the Whitebeard pirates by himself. Everyone reacted one after another. Yes, that T-Dolphin sees Momoshagi as everything. If he knew that Momoshagi was going to join the Whitebeard pirates, he couldn't break out directly. Even in the past as an undercover agent, Akainu snorted. Kizaru, 5 elders, I am also very worried about Luo Tian. Otherwise, I wouldn't be so willing to pay for it. Able to defeat the monster Kaido from the front. Combat power, terrifying the entire world, no one can beat it. What a terrifying super monster. Kizaru himself knows exactly how terrifying Luo Tian's combat power is. Only really met Luo Tian, only then will you discover the bottomless power. Even Kizaru himself, as Admiral, the highest combat power of naval headquarters. I feel that there will be a kind of helplessness. Chapter 108 Hancock is unhappy. Kazuki Hiyori looks forward to. The Hawk Vice Admiral Ghost Spider said his personal opinion. However, we cannot give orders to Dao Mian at this time. This is indeed a problem. Doberman also felt that the ghost spider was right. Aokiji opened and closed his eyes. Don't act rashly first. Let's observe the situation clearly before speaking. Now the beast Kaido is still on the battlefield and has not left. The entire Whitebeard pirate group is also watching the battle from a distance. Perhaps Taomian is in a dangerous situation. Aokiji observes the entire battlefield more rationally. Even if Momoshagi is very powerful, there is still considerable danger. All these factors must be taken into consideration. Sengoku nodded secretly. In this regard, Aokiji's approach is more satisfactory to Sengoku. Although Akainu is also very good, but sometimes it is too impulsive. Impulse is one thing, it's easy to get on top. Sengoku clapped and said, look at the timing to give Taomian the order. In the current situation, it is impossible to give Momoshagi an order immediately. Then we can only wait for the opportunity. However, Luo Tian's operation shocked countless people. It was the first time I heard that the pirate dared to propose to Marine. But when I think of Luo Tian's strength, I feel calm. With Luo Tian's strength, there is no need to be afraid of Marine. The 9 snakes and pirates. Boa Hancock, who was originally very happy, suddenly became clouded. Gloomy the woman Snake G is definitely the most dazzling one among the crowd. With Snake G's character that hates men extremely, she will never take any man to heart. And Luo Tian is a special case and the only one. Luo Tian, who killed the celestial dragons, made Snake G unable to help but pay attention. After that, they killed 7 warlords of the sea crocodile, defeated Kizaru, and destroyed Eni's lobby. In the top war, crushed 3 admiral of headquarters. Luo Tian can be said to have done something that even the kings of the sea would not dare to do. Therefore, Boa Hancock's evaluation of Luo Tian is very reckless but very charming man. This is a kind of high evaluation, which is unique in Snake G's life. Looking at Luo Tian, no one noticed. Snake G she couldn't help but tremble. That is, a kind of excitement. In the eyes, there is a feeling that is not easy to detect. The female soldiers of the 9 snakes and pirates commented. That man, I seem to have seen it somewhere. The newspaper, it seems that there is him in the newspaper. Isn't this the man that Hancock-sama asked us to pay attention to? Yes, Mr. Hancock asked us to pay attention to the newspaper recently. As long as there is news about this man, we will buy that newspaper. By the way, I remember it too. That man looks different, better looking than all the men we have ever seen. A group of women from the 9 snakes and pirates began to whisper. Master Hancock seems to be very angry. Master Hancock is so beautiful, even the back is so charming. It is the greatest honor of my life to be a member of the 9 snakes and pirates. Even if it was for the birth and death of Hancock-sama, I would not hesitate. Me too. The members of the 9 Snake Pirates group, at this moment, are obsessively looking at Snake G. In 9 Snake Island, almost all women are Snake G's licking dogs. Boa Hancock. This woman gives a strong sense of oppression. And her beauty, when she looked closer, she realized how perfect it was. This woman seems to be the darling of heaven, not only has an overly beautiful appearance, but also a powerful woman. Devil Fruit has the ability to petrify everyone and possesses overly powerful physical skills, and Conqueror's Haki is also complete. This is the template for the perfect woman in this world. This is 9 Snake Island, and everyone agrees with Boa Hancock. How is this going? Boa Hancock, this is not a question, but a simple doubt. Where's the weeds? How dare you win the eyes of Aegea? Snake G was angry in an instant, and the whole person put on a habitual arrogant posture, angrily pointing at Dao Mian on the screen. The Niu mother-in-law next to her was even more speechless, and her feelings were not the problem of Luo Tian's attention to Boa Hancock. It's the dignified pirate empress who is interested in Luo Tian's problem. Moreover, Boa Hancock, who is the man that the whole world knows she hates, actually fell in love with Luo Tian. If this is spread out, this world, at least the first half of the Grand Line will cause an uproar, right? Even Snake G herself has dreamed many times recently that Luo Tian took her to Marijoy to kill celestial dragons. She is second only to New World, the powerful female pirate of Charlotte Linlin, one of the 4 emperors who ruled the waters of all nations. A woman with a king's qualification, and that Marine Momoshagi Vice Admiral, is it worth it? She hasn't spoken yet from Boa Hancock. How could this woman who is the world's most arrogant and most averse to men be like this to Luo Tian? The girl-in-law has no doubt, what Luo Tian wants Snake G to do now, Snake G will not hesitate. No brain. Wayward. Other people, in her eyes, are nothing, trash is not as good. However, she regards the people she likes, and she sees more importantly than herself. In the palace of Dressrosa, Doflamingo felt like he had discovered some big secret. Open your hands and laugh wildly. Hee, I see. To cooperate with Luo Tian, this is also one of the starting points. Now that this is known, the success rate has greatly increased. After that, the Whitebeard pirate group will definitely need a lot of weapons and equipment. It just so happens that I have a lot of resources in my hands. It's Kaido that the beasts lost to Luo Tian, although it is also expected. But seeing it with my own eyes, it still feels incredible. The old 4 emperors lost to the new 4 emperors. The world situation has already begun to change. Doflamingo acts as a middleman in the dark world. The situation of the whole world can still be seen very thoroughly. That is, in this battle between Kaido and Luo Tian, Kaido lost to Luo Tian. Then there are many people in New World who are ready to move, and they have begun to think that the old 4 emperors are no longer good. A new batch of 4 emperors needs to be replaced. At that time, the entire New World will definitely become precarious. Great wars can happen everywhere. The battle for hegemony among the heroes is about to begin in an all-round way. The strong destroy the weak, and the weak are swallowed by the strong. It is about to start full operation. Torpal dragged a heavy pace to Doflamingo's side and said, "Young master. That Luo Tian seems to want to pay that marine to the income." At that time Marine will definitely not let Luo Tian go, and will definitely target the Whitebeard pirates everywhere. Doflamingo smiled and looked at Torpal, said, "You are not comprehensive enough. Torpal, you are only considering the level of naval headquarters." Doflamingo pointed his finger to the sky. Naval headquarters also has world government on its head. Speaking like this, you should understand, after Doflamingo said so, around the members of the Don Quixote family. Immediately there was such an expression, BIGMOM pirates of the world Cake Island. The ant ate her dessert, suddenly looking hideous. Luo Tian kid is fine, unexpectedly, even Kaido can't help you. Well, your strength has been recognized by my old lady. However, this little Luo Tian ghost, if you want to get married, you can find an old lady. My mother's daughters, but so many, there is no need to find any marine. In addition to the strength that satisfies the ant, Luo Tian actually has the idea of marriage. This is very happy for the ant. I'm not afraid that little Luo Tian has no idea, as long as he has an idea, it will do, everything is easy to say. Turning to ask his strongest son Katakuri, "You said it would be better for your sister to marry Luo Tian?" As the highest masterpiece of the Charlotte family, Katakuri, the ant will also value her opinions and suggestions. Katakuri is a cold and calm man. Basically, he didn't pay much attention to other places during the whole process, but was observing all the motives of Luo Tian. I also have my own set of views and opinions, so he said, "Mom, Luo Tian, this man, doesn't care about appearance. It's a real combat power. Either in addition to combat power, there are other conditions Luo Tian needs. Otherwise, it would be very difficult to achieve the goal." Many brothers and sisters of the Charlotte family heard Katakuri's answer. Many choose to believe, after all, their brother is a perfect man. But after Katakuri said so, then the younger sisters who are relatively weak. They have already started to retreat in their hearts. Although Luo Tian's man is perfect, he can also be admired by others. However, there are still many people who unconsciously look at Smoothie. As the second master in the star, he is definitely responsible for the strength. However, the ant was obviously still reluctant to let the powerful daughters under her hand run to Luo Tian. This is the foundation of the BIGMOM pirate group. Unless there is a bigger interest, how could the ant give Luo Tian a powerful daughter for nothing? Wano, Beast's Pirates headquarters. At this moment, everyone at Beast's Pirates showed unbelievable gazes. What they care about is that their governor, Kaido-sama, is defeated. Was defeated by that Luo Tian little ghost. Whether it is in the heart of Beast's Pirates or the Wano samurai hidden in the dark. The impression that Kaido gives them is invincible and invincible. Now completely defeated? The blow to Beast's Pirates was not a big deal. But for the remnants of Wano, it is very good news. They have been unable to think of a way to defeat Kaido, the Beast. Now I see that Luo Tian is so powerful. In a head-on confrontation, he was able to directly overtake Kaido, the Beast. What a terrible scene. This is proof in disguise that Kaido is not truly invincible. There are people who can beat him. Originally, they still couldn't figure out how to get Beast's Pirates and Kaido out of Wano. The first point is to have a strong combat effectiveness. Without a strong combat power, it can't compete with Beast's Pirates at all. It will be able to compete with those Beast's Pirates. Only Kaido, the Beast, can wipe out their entire army. This is a very serious problem if you can't solve this problem. So even if they were trying to defeat Kaido, it would be of no avail. It can only be hoped for a long time, but for so many years, there is still no hope. Now the appearance of Luo Tian has given them hope, which is still a big hope. But I just don't know how to get in touch with Luo Tian, the new captain of the Whitebeard pirate group. If you can get in touch, then everything can be handled better. Beast's Pirates are 4 emperors, and Whitebeard pirates are also 4 emperors. Definitely not worse than Beast's Pirates, as far as the captain is concerned. Luo Tian has surpassed Kaido of the Beasts. Among them, Kazuki Hiyori is already very active. Especially in the scene just now, with that cold look, facing the Beast Kaido. With a punch, Kaido was suppressed. The shock for Kazuki Hiyori was too strong. Secretly asked Shuanjiro, "How can we get in touch with Luo Tian?" Also allowed him to help us Wano and drive away Kaido from the Beast. Don't talk about Princess Kazuki Hiyori, Denjiro himself is already thinking about this issue. The Whitebeard pirates can also be regarded as the place where their young master, Kazuki Oden, stayed. Many of the team captains above now know each other. However, I haven't contacted for so many years, and I don't know how many feelings still exist today. It is said that Whitebeard is no longer there, and Luo Tian is the captain of the Whitebeard pirate group. When the time comes, the Whitebeard pirate group will definitely follow Luo Tian's orders. To get the help of the Whitebeard pirate group, you need to pass the Luo Tian level. However, Denjiro also turned his mind faster. A key point came to mind immediately. So he immediately said, "My lord, the subordinates know that there is a way to get in touch with the Whitebeard pirates quickly." "What's the solution?" Now Kazuki Hiyori almost jumped up with excitement. Fortunately, restrained. Otherwise, if you really jumped up just now, it might really attract the attention of Beast's pirates. Then they would really be completely exposed, and they would be finished. Then he asked in a low voice, "What is the solution?" Chuanjiro settled down and replied, "Princess Sama, do you remember Azong? This is your father, a former subordinate. Now I have been the captain of the 16th Division in the Whitebeard Pirates. Among the Whitebeard Pirates, he is also a pivotal figure. At that time, we will use him to contact Luo Tian, the captain of the Whitebeard Pirate Group. We have also seen the strength of Kaido, which is a monster at all. It is impossible to use the number of opponents to defeat. That Luo Tian is a man who wants to be the One Piece King. So in the end, we will definitely defeat the opponents at sea one by one, including Kaido." After Denjiro's answer, Kazuki Hiyori suddenly realized, "I know what Denjiro meant. It is the first contact. Father's former subordinates are also Azong. Then contact Luo Tian through Yizang. Let Luo Tian help solve Wanakuna's problem." Denjiro is very pleased. It seems that their Princess Sama's comprehension ability is still very strong. When he said this, he could react immediately, understand the meaning. Denjiro and Kazuki Hiyori, they all understood each other and didn't continue to talk about it. In case the news is exposed, just know the next action plan. 320. On the other hand, the overall atmosphere of Beast's Pirates is wrong. The excitement that was before is gone. Instead, there is a sense of decadence which is constantly spreading. After all, their invincible god of war has failed. The defeat in the war has a huge impact on a strong man at the top of the sea. Maybe it hasn't been reflected yet. After that, it will be like a storm. When the maritime hegemon is no longer truly invincible, countless challengers will jump out. Those challengers continue to spring up like bamboo shoots after rain. Governor Kaido failed. What should I do? Will we be kicked out of the ranks of the Four Emperors pirate group? It's over. Master Kaido has failed. Beast's Pirates is a pirate group advocating force, and it also uses force to suppress everyone. That is, the centralized system. This requires Kaido to always have invincible strength. Constantly conquer everyone, otherwise the entire Beast's Pirates will instantly collapse. But the entire Beast's Pirates, there are also very calm people. As the head of the three plagues, the Flames are very sensible. Not because their governor Kaido was no match for Luo Tian. There will be mental instability and so on. In that case, how powerful the fighting power of Kaido is, and Yan Cinder can see clearly. So it's not a problem with Governor Kaido at all. Master Kaido's combat effectiveness is still the pinnacle of the sea. It is that Luo Tian is too horrible cloth and strength pervert. It was terrifying beyond imagination. Governor Kaido was already a monster. That Luo Tian is even more monster. Yan looked at the following people who were already worried. The powerful momentum is released, although there is no conqueror's Haki. But for many years, as a first-class powerhouse at sea, a spirit is also very powerful. The little brothers of Beast's Pirates instantly felt like being blown by cold wind. Jin roared. What are you people doing? Forget Governor Kaido. What is the strongest place? You idiots. Governor Kaido is known as the strongest creature in the world. It means that no one can kill him, not the strongest combat power in the world. You idiots, do you know it? Jin knew very well that at this time, he wanted to bring back the morale of Beast's Pirates. It must be bombed. Sure enough, the bomb went down. The little brothers of Beast's Pirates, everyone, including some of the 6 volleys, all reacted. They, Governor Kaido, have always claimed to be unkillable. And there is no title of the world's strongest combat effectiveness. The style of the entire Beast's Pirates suddenly changed. Ha 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 ha. Let me just say it, Governor Kaido, how could it fail? Even if it is not the strongest in the world in terms of combat effectiveness, it must be the strongest vitality in the world. Immortal Governor Kaido. Yes, that is, even if Luo Tian can beat Master Kaido in combat power? Kaido-sama is an unkillable existence. The entire Beast's Pirates has regained confidence. Yan Calamity Jin also breathed a sigh of relief. If it is not in time to raise the morale of these people, it's probably going to collapse. Chapter 109 The Curtain Falls? Reversal? The people of the Whitebeard Pirates, they have already begun to celebrate and cheer. Because Captain Luo Tian directly overwhelmed Kaido. Long live Captain Luo Tian. With the captain here, Lousy is not afraid of anything. Go ahead. Too strong, Captain, you are really too strong. Captain Luo Tian is too Haki. Ah. Captain Luo Tian, I will follow you all my life, hum. The younger brothers looked at Luo Tian's back. The more they looked, the more they admired, and couldn't help laughing. This is Captain Luo Tian's combat effectiveness, really strong, ha 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 ha. Squeard showed respect, stopped coughing, and said with a smile, as expected of our captain, I completely take it. There are 3 kinds of Haki in this world, and Captain Luo Tian is undoubtedly the best in the world. Yuji Shiryu said with excitement on his face, it's no wonder that Luo Tian has the courage to change the world, he has such a powerful strength, and he is fearless. Shiarli's knowledge of Luo Tian is getting higher and higher. Robin smiled, and said in a very certain tone, when I chose Luo Tian, I knew it clearly. He is not an ordinary man, and he is destined to become a big man. Now it seems that my decision is not wrong. A breeze passed by and the smoke drifted away, revealing the scene inside. Luo Tian's complexion was calm and did not suffer any harm. In other words, any one of Dao Miao's big moves failed again. The blue veins on Momosagi's forehead were violent, and he said in a low tone. Unexpectedly, above the sea, there would be such a powerful kid as you. Have you played enough? Stop it when you play enough. Luo Tian played against Momosagi several times, which was already pretty good. Damn it. Momosagi squeezed Jinpira tightly, once again attacked Luo Tian. What pirate proposed to Marine? What a joke. Aiming at Luo Tian means slashing continuously. Luo Tian dodged from left to right, accurately avoiding Momosagi's attack. However, deep down in Momosagi's heart, he was already shocked. Being able to achieve this level means that Luo Tian's observation Haki has reached an extremely unpredictable level. Momosagi slashed again, and this time Luo Tian directly stretched out his left hand and grabbed Momosagi's wrist. A-hole, you let go. Momosagi was once again restricted by Luo Tian. Remember to almost jump up. I don't want to fight Luo Tian anymore. It really doesn't work at all. Even if the combat power is so terrifying, observation Haki is so powerful. Momosagi suspected the man in front of him who was only about 20 years old. How exactly did you practice? Can raise the strength to such a huge degree. Normally a genius person in a monster, it can't be compared with Luo Tian. Momosagi thought that when he was at Luo Tian's age, he was just a lieutenant colonel. And Luo Tian has stood at the top of the world. Let me let go? Then you just be quiet and don't make any more moves. Otherwise I won't guarantee that I won't shoot you directly. Have you figured it out, Momosagi? Luo Tian directly began to threaten Momosagi, with the purpose of forcing Momosagi not to take action. Otherwise Luo Tian really didn't see it, and directly taught Dao Mengtu a profound lesson. I really thought that the strength of an alternate admiral can dance? After Luo Tian released his hand, Momosagi rubbed his wrist and asked, then what are you going to do? Let's talk about it when I finish dealing with Kaido of Beasts. Luo Tian's eyes swept towards Kaido of Beasts. Momosagi snorted. But Momosagi also thinks that what Luo Tian said is that Kaido, the beast in the distance, has not left yet. There is a 4 emperors staring around, which is really disturbing. Luo Tian wants to deal with this hidden danger, and Momosagi certainly agrees. But it is absolutely impossible to say that she is a woman. But it is also a matter of face. How could Luo Tian listen to what Luo Tian said? She is Marine's alternate admiral. With dignity. At this moment Kaido of the Beasts also saw Luo Tian and turned his gaze again. The reason why Kaido didn't launch a sneak attack just now is mainly because there are a lot of people. His 4 emperors also need face. If in front of the whole world, knowing that he is the 4 emperors, all beasts Kaido likes sneak attacks? Sneak attacks are also in the dark, and the least demeanor on the bright side is still necessary. Little devil Luo Tian, Lousy thought you would continue to accompany that woman. I made Lousy anxious, and even killed you. The beast Kaido doesn't care what Luo Tian's strength is. In terms of momentum, he will definitely not lose. Beast Kaido's eyes shine red, open the blood basin and mouth. Heat breath. The violent energy kept converging in the big mouth in the dragon form. Horror scene. A long dragon of hundreds of meters hovered in midair, condensing terrifying energy in its mouth. Let people see again what a terrifying monster the 4 emperors are. Even if it was suppressed by Luo Tian before, it still has unmatched power. It is not an existence that ordinary people can shake. Suddenly Momosagi looked at Luo Tian with some worry. But seeing Luo Tian, his face was plain. I felt relieved. But then there was a whisper in my heart. Momosagi doubts himself. Why do you care about this B********* D all of a sudden? She didn't want to care about his life and death. Luo Tian walked to the bow of the military ship step by step. Turning sideways, his right hand was raised in a slow motion. Just when Kaido sprayed out the heat from his mouth. Luo Tian followed with a punch to the air. There was a squeak in between, the whole air shattered, and the cracks like spiderwebs continued to spread out. The surrounding sea suddenly caused strong waves to roll. The powerful shock wave hit straight out. Boom. 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 The two forces collide with each other to generate violent energy, which will directly hit the center of the sea. The sea is disconnected. The seawater is directly divided into 2 halves. The tsunami followed. Beast Kaido is still having hot smoke in his mouth. Staring firmly at Luo Tian. If possible, Kaido of Beasts wants to kill Luo Tian directly. Such an existence is too threatening, seriously affect his future success. He muttered, this kid is really hard to deal with. I thought that the old man Whitebeard died, and the shock fruit ability would disappear with it. Even if it appears, it is unlikely to be obtained by the strong. But this kid, the use of shock fruit's ability is not weak at all for old Whitebeard. It looks like I have to get in touch with the old lady Lin. Kaido now knows that relying on himself alone is impossible to threaten Luo Tian. Even if you pull up the entire Beast's pirates, Luo Tian Shaogui also has the entire Whitebeard pirates. Compared with each other in this way, there is no advantage at all. The only way is to attract foreign aid. Moreover, this foreign aid must be strong enough to work. A strong enough foreign aid is the old lady Charlotte Linlin. At least they are one of the 4 emperors with sufficient power and strength. The combined combat power of the 4 emperors' pirate regiments, what a huge beast. Kaido connects himself. Unconsciously excited. Although she and the old lady Charlotte Linlin have not seen each other for decades. At least friendship still exists. Otherwise, they will not be able to resist the subsequent expansion speed of the Whitebeard pirates. Since this Luo Tian kid has taken over the Whitebeard pirate group, there will definitely be a big move. In fact, what Kaido doesn't know is that he just whispered in his mouth. All were heard by Luo Tian. Normally, in the powerful observation Haki, it is impossible to hear such a distance. And Luo Tian observation Haki is a special kind. While powerful, it also combines the .NET coverage of Thunderfruit's capabilities. All things can be monitored within the range of the blockbuster. This is what Luo Tian felt before. Logia Thunderfruit can be said to be the top of Logia. This Devil Fruit's ability is so comprehensive. Like Akainu's Lava Fruit ability, single damage ability, it is indeed impeccable. But Thunderfruit's ability is still capable, and the attack power of Lava Fruit is on par. Kizaru's Sparkling Fruit speed, Thunderfruit also has it. It can be said that it is impossible for Sparkling Fruit to use speed to suppress Thunderfruit. As for the Aokiji Frozen Fruit ability, this Devil Fruit has a strong field control ability. Although Thunderfruit is not as powerful as Frozen Fruit, it still has a certain degree of control. That is to be able to paralyze the opponent. The most important thing is that Thunderfruit has these powerful powers that Logia doesn't. That is to be able to combine with Observation Haki. Increase the scope of Observation Haki thousands or hundreds of times. You can also use the Thundernet to cover and monitor any sound within all ranges. Such a fully developed Devil Fruit is definitely better than Dark Fruit. Now I heard that Kaido wants to be with the BIGMOM pirates, which is the ant. Form a union. Luo Tian sneered. Like this, what happened in the original scene? In Luo Tian's view, it is simply a mob. There are only a few people who can fight. Combat power can't really be combined. Even if 4 emperors pirate groups unite, there is no way that 1 + 1 equals 2. Let alone think that 1 + 1 is greater than 2. Momoshagi is a little confused. Why did Luo Tian suddenly sneer? Haven't completely repelled Kaido, the beast. If you want to laugh, you have to wait until you fight off the beasts. Kaido is talking. Luo Tian rushed forward. Bang, the body burst out. In an instant, he arrived in front of Kaido, the beast. Staying in the air, the cloak fluttered in the wind. Very good, it forced me to this level. By beast. Kaido's eyes were cold, his bloody mouth opened wide, and he said something arrogantly. Next, let you see my ultimate big move, Luo Tian little ghost. Kaido, the beast, gathers energy again. This is definitely a high-density armament Haki. And the strong conqueror's twining power. Kaido, my patience has reached its limit. Luo Tian embraced him with his hands, his eyes dazzled and said, if you don't stop, I will kill you. Don't think you are the 4 emperors, you can scare me. Shock. Beast Kaido was shocked. He never thought that Luo Tian would dare to say such a thing. This is incredible. Ha ha ha. Beast Kaido laughed to the sky, and the laughter spread all over the sea. Zhang Kuang said, interesting, it's really fun. The newcomers of this era will really make the sea boil. Whoosh, the beast Kaido circled in midair a few times, and the figure turned and left, leaving the last words. Boy, wait for you to really gain a foothold in New World, then officially start. As soon as the voice fell, the person had disappeared, and quickly moved away. Many people breathed a sigh of relief. In this confrontation between the 4 emperors, although there was no real victory or defeat. But in the eyes of the world, Luo Tian is more powerful than Kaido. But it is precisely because Kaido is so powerful and terrifying that Luo Tian is even more terrifying. It was actually able to gain an advantage in a head-on confrontation. The Emperor of the Sea has always given the world the impression of being invincible. No one can shake its status, but now someone can be shaken, and he is still a newcomer of the era. Although this newcomer is also one of the 4 emperors. But Luo Tian belongs to a new debut. This is also propaganda, and a new era has begun. It also makes people think of Luo Tian's declaration that shocked the whole world that Luo Tian announced when he was on the top of the war. Some people specially recorded the shocking remarks announced by Luo Tian at that time. Someone couldn't help but ask, speak quickly, I didn't hear it at the time, it's a pity. Although it was only seen in the newspaper, but it is not addictive. And those who remember Luo Tian's declaration at that time. With a mysterious smile, he coughed and cleared his throat. The imitation said, the pirate is evil, marine is justice, this kind of stuff can rewrite as much as he can. Fools who don't understand peace, and wastes who don't understand war, their values are different. The person at the top can rewrite good and evil. Now only this place is neutral, justice will win. Of course, only the winner is justice. Asterisk. Tell the boring civilians who love peace. Marine, the commander, the pirates, the people of the underground world, the celestial dragons and the world government. The future of this world has been fixed, yes, the era of heroes and heroes competing together. What do you think the monsters will do if they lose their prey after the chain breaks? Is there anyone who can be called the overlord of Shanghai? Who is the king of this sea? Is it one of the 4 emperors, or 7 warlords of the sea, who cleverly lives on this sea? Or the little ghosts of the most evil generations? No, our naval headquarters, Marine is the overlord of the sea. However, there are also many strong men who cannot be ignored in the Gemming army, which carries the will of the people. When will the D family hidden in the depths of history show its true face? Who will support whom, and who will betray whom? One Piece Gold D. Roger has conquered the Grand Line like never before. More than 2 decades have passed. His old enemy, Whitebeard, failed to ascend to the throne, but he was behind Ikun for a while. What about now? Compared to the pirates whose numbers are skyrocketing. Who can win the vacant throne? You should understand. It's not just them, the world is big, and there are many ambitious people. Since the era of the Great Pirate, there has only been one vacant throne, see. Cheer as much as you want, have fun, howl, stupid people. This huge Uzumaki that involves the whole world. This is the biggest battle for hegemony in the history of the pirates, and it will begin soon. Go hurriedly and tell the celestial dragons of Marijoy, they are destined to be pulled off the altar. The Void Throne will be the ultimate goal. Whoever wins the final victory in this hegemony struggle will have control of the world. This person imitated what Luo Tian did at the time. It's also full of pride at all, as if it's radiant. But what he didn't know was, among these groups are members of the CP organization outside the world government. This member of the periphery of the world government immediately took out a pistol and aimed it at the brazen man. Several shots were fired in a row, bang, bang, bang. This sudden scene scared many people. Scream one after another. Killed, run away, killed. The person who was shot fell directly to the ground and lost his energy. A member of the periphery of world government CP, holding a smoking pistol, said coldly. From the beginning of your disrespectful words to the world government, your orders are no longer yours, stupid human beings. In the eyes of this world government, killing these stupid people, the ones who are better, is to give them the greatest reward. The person who was shot still had the last breath and said with difficulty, this is not what I said. It's the Emperor Luo Tian. If your world government has the ability, go find him. What kind of skill is it to shoot against me as an ordinary person? You world government, don't dare to take action against the Emperor. Because you, the world government, are also afraid of him. I really look forward to the scene where your world government is defeated in the future. Before I was about to die, I suddenly felt that there was nothing left. When I was shot just now, I still worried about whether I was going to die. Now as long as you die, there is nothing you dare to say. Damn it, go to hell. The peripheral members of World Government CP were annoyed. It was just a headshot that killed this person. Anyone who deterred the world government must die. In fact, although this person is also a person belonging to the world government, he is for Luo Tian. There is still a lot of fear. That is to say, the mouth is hard now. Seeing Luo Tian's combat power just now, he was already scared to death. It is only now that these ordinary people are so hard-hearted. It was originally lurking in this kingdom to be an undercover agent. Now that his identity has been exposed, he must leave as soon as possible. Otherwise, let the people of these kingdoms know that the world government sends undercover under their kingdom. It will definitely cause a series of troublesome problems. It's time to leave here as soon as possible. The people who ran away from the place were more than happy. The scene just now was terrible. It suddenly occurred to me that someone shot. The person who imitated Luo Tian's words died. They really did not expect that there were such dangerous people hidden around them. Shoot without warning. What if you shoot them? Maybe they are lying on the ground now. Fortunately, I didn't keep talking with that person just now. But seeing the mysterious shooter running away quickly, they all breathed a sigh of relief. Just leave, it's terrible. Chapter 110 Momoshagi? Cooperation reached? Momoshagi watched Kaido leave, and his heart was relieved. But it's not completely relaxed either, because there is a more terrifying person in front of him. When I saw Luo Tian about to turn around, I was scared and muttered. Hurriedly asked, Luo Tian, what are you going to do? Don't mess around. I tell you, naval headquarters will not let you go if you mess around. Momoshagi kept using words to warn Luo Tian, hoping that in this way, Luo Tian would retreat in the face of difficulties. Are you really weird? What are you doing there alone talking to yourself? Huh? Luo Tian is a little speechless. Does this Momoshagi need to be so nervous? Then he said, there is something I want to talk to you about celestial dragons. Surprised. Momoshagi squinted slightly and quietly placed his right hand on the hilt with a high concentration of mental energy. Turn around quickly and hold the weapon Jinpira. Luo Tian, this man, is really dangerous. Please don't get excited, Momoshagi Vice Admiral. Luo Tian shrugged his shoulders and said calmly, I will tell you formally, my name is Luo Tian, I am a pirate. It's also the new captain of the Whitebeard pirates, you know. Now continue with the topic, celestial dragons. Momoshagi slowly moved away and the cloak with, justice, written on it looked so dazzling. Celestial dragons, also, you, a pirate, dare to say such things in front of me, you are brave enough. Momoshagi stopped, his eyes flashing coldly, and said coldly, go ahead, I want to see what you are going to do. Luo Tian hugged his hands in front of him, with a calm expression on his face. I have made a series of plans, as long as we work together. You will be able to overthrow the rule of celestial dragons, and pull their damn guys off the altar one by one. Momoshagi was stunned, and said unbelievably, do you know what you are talking about? With your words, it is enough for you to die 100 times. Luo Tian ignored Momoshagi's words and explained it to himself. Ming people don't speak secret words. Momoshagi Vice Admiral, we have a common enemy, let's cooperate. If you don't want to avenge your loved ones, then I didn't say it. Hearing this, Momoshagi's eyes fell cold, and the sword seemed to be out of its sheath at any time. Say, how do you know this? At this moment, Momoshagi was very shocked. She never thought that Luo Tian in front of her knew her greatest secret. Even the things CP0 didn't understand were all known to him. It was too shocking. How do I know that it is not important? The key is to talk about cooperation. Luo Tian said bluntly, your strength is indeed very strong, very terrifying. But by yourself, if you want to overthrow the Celestial Dragon's rule, that 320 is a fantasy and impossible to achieve. However, as long as we work together, then all of this can be solved. Momoshagi was a little moved in his heart, but there was a disdainful expression on Chao's face. He snorted and said mockingly, it's up to you? Who do you think you are? Even if you have the strongest strength in the world now, do you think that world government is so simple on the surface? Momoshagi looked at Luo Tian and said coldly, I'm very curious, why are you so rampant? The corner of Luo Tian's mouth raised slightly, revealing a confident smile. My strength, needless to say, you are also clear. Luo Tian stepped forward, walked to Momoshagi, and said calmly. In addition, you don't have to worry about being monitored. All voices have been blocked by my power grid. Momoshagi frowned slightly and looked at Luo Tian up and down, seeming to want to see him clearly. However, she was destined to be disappointed. The man in front of him was very calm, and he couldn't see the slightest flaw at all. In that case, Momoshagi didn't hesitate and asked, how do you know these secrets? Such an inquiry can be regarded as an agreement to Luo Tian in disguise. Let me guess, was killed by celestial dragons? It should be your relative? Luo Tian directly continued to probe. Momoshagi's face was completely cold, and he said, I'm looking for death. The famous sword Jin Pila on his waist suddenly came out of its sheath, and a sharp cold light rushed towards Luo Tian's neck. Seeing such a big reaction from Momoshagi, Luo Tian can be 100% confirmed this time, if it was Marine's companion who murdered. Momoshagi is definitely not this kind of reaction, so there is only one possibility that can make Momoshagi hate and sense of justice. Celestial dragons. It was a guess before, but now it is 100% sure. After getting the answer he wanted, Luo Tian attached a layer of dark armament Haki to his right hand. With a light pinch of 3 fingers, Dao Meng's sword was pinched. Can't make progress. Your sword has no intention to kill, and your heart has not been encroached on by hatred. That's not okay. Seeing that Momoshagi couldn't kill himself as a stranger, Luo Tian swept an invisible arc at the corner of his mouth. More like a demon than a demon. With a flick of his finger, he flicked the pinched blade. Luo Tian said in a light tone. Now you have 2 options. Join the Whitebeard pirates. I will help you overthrow the celestial dragons. Or, quietly guarding your false and inferior justice. Listening to Luo Tian's words, Momoshagi's pretty face was green and white, and half of his heart was filled with hatred, but he couldn't help but agree with Luo Tian's statement. Maintaining the scumbag marine of celestial dragons is indeed shoddy and false to the extreme. But in Momoshagi's heart, the will to be marine still prevailed. After pulling up the Jinpaluo inserted in the ground, the blade of the cold light shone, aiming at Luo Tian again. Luo Tian of damn, it actually wants to seduce me as a marine. Don't you think it is ridiculous? Momoshagi looked directly at Luo Tian, his burgundy eyes were full of sneers. Overthrow the rule of celestial dragons? The Arabian Nights? Once again without success. Momoshagi put away Jin Kunluo with a sense of emotion on her pretty face, and said in disbelief. You are so young, you can have such a strong strength. It seems that this world is destined to change. Immediately afterwards, Momoshagi looked at Luo Tian with a solemn expression. Celestial dragons have ruled the sea for so many years, no one has ever dared to resist. With our strength, it is simply not enough to shake the world, and nothing can be changed. Then, let me talk about how you planned. I would love to hear it. Hearing Momoshagi say this, Luo Tian knew that the matter had succeeded. This headquarter vice admiral, admiral alternate, agreed to cooperate. Looking at the familiar environment, Momoshagi shook his head slightly and said with emotion. Even Paluzza Lenoro's speed of light can't be compared with you. It's such a powerful monster, it's completely invisible, you are a 20-year-old man. Luo Tian interrupted Momoshagi's exclamation and said, okay, let's not talk more nonsense, now let's talk about the next plan. Luo Tian gave the answer directly. Let's talk about the situation on your side first. First, after you go back, try to win over your subordinates as much as possible. These will play a big role in future battles. Momoshagi nodded, agreeing and said, no problem, I will handle it with caution. Luo Tian walked to another location and said the second plan. You are now an admiral candidate. You must find a way to remove the word, alternate. Luo Tian looked at Momoshagi and said with a serious face, only when you become an admiral can you provide us with the greatest help. Momoshagi frowned her pretty eyebrows, a little embarrassed. Now that San Admiral is full, I don't have a chance to take the position at all. I can't do this. In addition, I also heard from the grapevine that the world conscription was launched. There has been an eye-catching supermonster, and I heard that it is very terrifying. The world government intends to make these monsters Admiral of Naval Headquarters. So even if I am an Admiral candidate now, the competition is too fierce now. Furthermore, even if the position is vacated, the Admiral candidate T-Dolphin like me is not lower than me. Luo Tian nodded, said he understood, and gave the answer directly. So, we have to kill one of them. As long as 3 Admiral vacancies appear, then your chance is here. What? Dao Mian was shocked. Beautiful eyes widened, thinking that she had heard it wrong. She quickly asked, what are you talking about? How is this possible? Nothing is impossible. Luo Tian looked indifferent, took a mouthful of smoke and said, Admiral is Marine's highest combat power and the strongest existence. In history, Admiral has never been killed. No one can do such a thing. However, in my opinion, as long as the right opportunity is found, the hunt can be successful. Momoshagi fell silent. She still couldn't believe what Luo Tian said. Hunting. ACCC, Admiral, how is this possible? Can anyone really do it? After a few seconds, she slowly said, since you have said so, then there must be a detailed plan. Let's listen. Now, let's analyze the 3 Admiral. The light of wisdom flashed in Luo Tian's eyes. Perusalino, this guy is too fast to start, and the probability of success is low. Aokiji can freeze the sea, whether it is land or sea, it will not have the slightest influence on his battle. Luo Tian looked at Momoshagi and said in a deep voice, so, our goal is to choose Sakazuki. He is a capable person. As long as he appears on the sea, his combat power will not be able to play much. If I want to hunt him, I have a 100% handle. After you get rid of Sakazuki, there will be another Admiral who needs to be promoted to Marshal Marine. Then you can free up 2 positions directly. After Momoshagi listened to Luo Tian's plan, he felt that it was a more reasonable plan. It can be said that when implemented, it is indeed. But thinking that maybe Luo Tian doesn't know some things. So he said, I heard sister he said before that the world government inspected 2 monsters. It is said that they are all monsters with Admiral level strength. Even if one is hunted down, one is being promoted, and there are 2 vacancies. My chances are still not high. It would be great if I could be stronger. Momoshagi said here, sighed. I used to think that as long as you keep working hard, you can become the top power on the sea. Since a few years ago, the strength has stopped. Now it is so difficult to compete for the position of Admiral of Headquarters. Luo Tian saw Dao Meng's series of worries. It seems that even if the world conscription has not officially started, the world government has begun to pay attention to the powerful people in the private sector. The intelligence ability is very strong, basically all over the world. Then it is New World with the worst control, it is still fully staffed. In the same way as the 4 Emperors pirate group, it would be more difficult for the world government to go deep. But it is just difficult, there is no such thing as impossible. Even if Luo Tian is very confident, he can crush everyone with invincible strength in the future. But it can weaken the power of naval headquarters. As weak as possible, weaken as much as possible. Including world government too, who knows how many strong people are secretly hidden. Even when Luo Tian himself is invincible, it would be difficult for one to meet 10 admiral level people. Not to mention there is an immortal I'm. Then he said, as for the 2 strong men who haven't been selected to marine yet, I will take care of it here, don't worry, you only need to be within this time. Do your best to join Admiral of Headquarters as early as possible. In addition, if necessary, the T-Dolphin who is also an Admiral candidate like you can also be disposed of. Everything is to make you an Admiral of Headquarters. Being Admiral, being able to control the power will be more. I don't need to say more about this, you know it too. Momoshagi really didn't expect Luo Tian's intelligence ability to be so strong. For the world conscription that has not even started, who is the strongest that the world government values? All know. To be sure, Luo Tian can really push to world government and celestial dragons. Can also think of Luo Tian doing this, what is the purpose? But if her Momoshagi is admiral, she can control a part of marine. Together with Luo Tian's Whitebeard pirate group, this force is superimposed on each other. It can also get rid of those competitors for Luo Tian and make Luo Tian the One Piece. The more I think about domination, my eyes glow. Okay, Luo Tian, I promise to cooperate with you. I won't let you down. I will try my best to seize this opportunity as soon as possible and be promoted to Admiral of Headquarters. Yeah, very good. Luo Tian nodded, got up to fly away and said. Just make the difference here, but if you contact, try to contact as little as possible. Once you are monitored, even if you become an admiral by then, you will be pulled off the horse. I see. Momoshagi watched Luo Tian leave. Today, it can be said that for Momoshagi, there are too many experiences. I can't calm my heart for a long time. It can be said that Luo Tian set a series of plans. It's all very crazy, but the thought of being able to pull down Celestial Dragon's rule can't help but get excited. The position of Celestial Dragons has always been. No one dared to shake it. Even before Luo Tian killed the Celestial Dragons, it caused the anger of the world government. But it is also a trivial Celestial Dragons. The cost of shooting Luo Tian is too high, so now the world government is only temporarily silent. Momoshagi believes that now the world government is definitely looking for opportunities to shoot Luo Tian. I thought that I had to speed up when I went back. Because the battle between Akainu and Aokiji is about to begin. Once the battle for the position of the marshal between the two of them was over, the world conscription began. Dao Mian knew that there was not much time left for her. Looking at the marine soldiers who were stunned by Luo Tian with Conqueror's Haki just now. I think I can't leave by Navy ship now. I really want to beat Luo Tian. He left a mess after he left. Now we have to wait for these marine soldiers to wake up. Only then can I leave. Now that Luo Tian has left, Momoshage also relaxes. Get ready to get up and go in to find some food to eat. Halfway through the view, the phone worm on my body rang. I thought that it should be a call from naval headquarters. They must be worried. After all, whoever it is, facing Luo Tian's monster alone may lose his life at any time. Even if it is Admiral of Headquarters, it is estimated that it is no exception. It's okay now, Naval Headquarters is worried for nothing. Don't worry if Bai is worried, now she has joined the pirates' camp. Think about it, it really feels like fate has changed. Take out the phone worm on the body. Chapter 111 Prepare for Hunting Admiral Plan. Moses, I am Marshal Sengoku, now I will express it to you briefly and quickly, Momoshage. Just now in the world government, 5 elders agreed that you can go to Luo Tian, the Whitebeard pirate group, to go undercover. Since it was Luo Tian who proposed the marriage, then we will take advantage of the trend. This is also convenient. We will control the Whitebeard pirates in the future. When Momoshage picked up the phone worm to answer, Marshal Sengoku's voice came. I thought I was concerned about her. The result is not at all. Is it to express the order of the world government to let her go to the Whitebeard pirates as an undercover? If there was nothing like that before, or Momoshage herself would consider it. After all, everything is for the development of naval headquarters and the elimination of pirates. But now Momoshage has changed her mind, she wants to be Admiral of Headquarters. Even now, even if it is the naval headquarters alternate admiral's position. One thing that the world government decides, it must decide her fate? What a joke, her destiny can only be controlled by herself. On the other side of the phone, Sengoku was confused. So he asked, Momoshage, can you hear me? If you receive it, please reply. While Momoshage was still in a daze, he heard Marshal Sengoku's voice again and instantly reacted. I was more or less hesitant before, after all, working with a pirate. And she is the Marine of Justice, so now is to overthrow the rule of celestial dragons. He replied, Marshal Sengoku, Luo Tian has already left. As for what he said about marriage, it was just a joke. Can't take it seriously at all. Oh, really? Okay, you come back first. In fact, Sengoku was also relieved. After all, if Dao Mian really went to the Whitebeard pirates as an undercover agent. One can imagine how he will be angry by then, but it's all right now, don't worry about this anymore. On the world government side, there's also something to go back directly. At this time, the naval headquarters conference room. Many people seem to have a feeling of aftermath. Luo Tian returned to the Mobi DK. A group of people immediately surrounded them. Keep celebrating. Congratulations to Captain Luo Tian for the celebration of defeating the beasts and Kaido. Luo Tian waved his hand directly and started the banquet. Several Robin came to Luo Tian's side. With a mysterious smile, he asked, Luo Tian, are you honest? Did you look at which female marine you just saw? I can't think of Luo Tian, which type do you like? Robin, you are right. It turns out that Luo Tian, you used to be in disguise. Nami is also following along with him. Luo Tian looked disgusted. Really, don't tag me indiscriminately. As for that Momoshage, I value her strong combat power. In the whole world, her strength is also among the best. Among the strong women, they are basically able to make the top 3. If you can win, but it's got your wish. Now that Dao Meng is our strategic ally, the premise is that she can become Admiral of Headquarters. Otherwise, it is more than cooperation, and there is no need to go on. In Luo Tian's eyes, only those who become Admiral of Headquarters have the value of cooperation. Otherwise, Luo Tian really doesn't care much about a great swordsman who has only a combat power close to the Admiral level. Robin was particularly surprised when he heard this. Curiously asked, is her strength so powerful? Why, before I played against you, I didn't feel that she was very strong. It has always been in a state of being suppressed by you. Normally, those who are eligible to be promoted to Admiral must be particularly strong. On the contrary, that Dao Mian gave Robin the feeling, not so powerful. Fighting with Luo Tian is the kind that has no resistance. In fact, it is hard to think that she can become an Admiral of Headquarters. Nami and Shirley also nodded. They all compared the standards of Admiral of Headquarters with the current Akainu, Aokiji and Kizaru calculations. Now I heard Luo Tian say that Momoshage is the top 3 female powerhouse in the world. That should be very powerful. Luo Tian responded with a smile. For the top powerhouses, a gap of 1 level can already cause crushing. Of course, Dao Meng's strength is not entirely Admiral level, it's a little worse. What is the strength of Momoshage? Luo Tian has already figured it out in the previous battle. It is only half a step away from the Admiral level, which is the same as Luo Tian before. Belongs to the special S+ level, half of the foot enters the Admiral level. As for why Momoshage has half the strength to reach the Admiral level. It was mainly swordsmanship, and it was already at the level of a great swordsman. SS level swordsmanship, other aspects are hindered, otherwise Momoshage is definitely a proper Admiral level combat effectiveness. Nami told Luo Tian that the top 3 powerful women in the world are curious. Asked. Luo Tian, who do you think are the top 3 powerful women in the world? Luo Tian is also happy to answer questions for several people. The 7 warlords of the sea boa Hancock, you know. Her strength should not be underestimated. With all her strength, she may have the same strength as Marco. This woman has Conqueror's Haki. The other one is the captain of the 4 Emperors BIGMOM pirate group, Charlotte Linlin, who is the ant. The strength of this old woman belongs to the pinnacle of the world. Not worse than Kaido, the beast. Among her daughters, there is also a very powerful woman, Smoothie, one of the stars. Luo Tian told Robin, Nami and Shirley 3 powerful women in the world. In the world, women can be so strong. I suddenly feel that our strength is so weak. Shirley had to sigh, they are all women, why those people can be so powerful. Luo Tian interrupted. Everyone has different specialties, there is no need to care too much about this. Just when the banquet of the Whitebeard pirates was about to end, Luo Tian notified all team captains to come to the conference room for a meeting. Many people are wondering why Captain Luo Tian is about to organize a meeting suddenly. Is it to prepare for a large-scale operation? Apart from this, there is basically nothing to do. All squad captains will be organized for a meeting, including the newly joined 2nd Division Captain Yuji Shiryu and 4th Division Captain Haishu Jinbei. Enter it as well. Luo Tian looked at everyone and they were all here. So he said, I summon everyone to come. Prepare the next action plan and hunt down Admiral of Headquarters. When Luo Tian's voice fell, the whole meeting room set off an uproar. This is no longer an ordinary large-scale operation. Is this going to directly work on Naval Headquarters? Still hunting Admiral. If it is really successful, then Marine and World Government can't jump up directly. Rain of Shiryu's eyes exposed red light, obviously this is a state of excitement. But Marco asked with some worry, Luo Tian, are we going to start another large-scale war against Marine? Although Marine also consumes a lot of power, our Whitebeard pirates also consumes a lot. I am worried that if there is another war, other pirate groups may be ready to move. Marco said the reason for worry and many others nodded. Start a large-scale war, simple, but the consequences after the war need to be borne. If one is not good, the entire Whitebeard pirate group may be defeated. Jinbei saw Luo Tian still holding a certain expression, guessed and asked, Captain Luo Tian, you should have a plan. Otherwise, you won't be confident about hunting Admiral. Diamond Joes. How successful, the whole world will be shocked for us, the Whitebeard pirates. All the time, I haven't heard of the existence of Admiral being killed during his reign. Success, the momentum of our Whitebeard pirate group will be the existence of other 4 Emperors group that cannot be shaken. The 6th Division Captain Bramink said, it should have been done a long time ago, Marine is the murderer of Dad and Ace. Look at the color again. The team captains thought that both Dad and Ace were killed at Naval Headquarters Marineford. This is a pain that can never be removed. Now Captain Luo Tian says he wants to do something with Marine. Still aiming at Admiral, it's too frustrating. Everyone looked at Captain Luo Tian. Luo Tian clarified the plan and said, now the top war has passed. Then as the defeat of this Marine war, Sengoku will abdicate. Since Sengoku abdicated, there will definitely be an Admiral who will be promoted to the new Marine Marshal. For the 3 Admiral, Kizaru Paluzolino was excluded first. There are 2 remaining Akainu and Aokiji, and these 2 people are also in full force. I will definitely fight for the position of Marshal. Then this is the time, when a Marine is at its weakest. As long as we launch an impact at this time, definitely a fatal blow to Marine. Major weakening Marine. Luo Tian told everyone about the plan of how to act next. Foil Vegeta thought for a while and said, what Captain Luo Tian said is that this plan has indeed the highest success rate. But we need Master Marine's operational intelligence. At that time, the battle between Aokiji and Akainu will definitely be guarded by Marines. Including that we must act very quickly. What Vegeta said is that our actions must be fast. The 12th Squad Captain Harda agreed with these words. Don't worry, these are all planned. Luo Tian has already simulated a plan in his mind. Then he continued. We will all be dispatched at that time. I took Joes and Vegeta to hunt Akainu. Marco will lead everyone and intercept Marine's support team. Yuji Shiryu and Jinbei, you 2 are strong enough, and they are not demon fruit power. Be careful, don't let us be surrounded by the Whitebeard pirates. After all, you will be fighting at sea by then. Luo Tian brought Joes and Vegeta to stop Aokiji, don't stop him from killing Akainu. And Marco, Shiryu of the Rain and Jinbei are relatively powerful. Must stay to reach Marine's support. After all, without the 3 of them, the captains of the other squads include other captains of the pirates. The total combat power is not enough for Marine to fight. Marco asked. Then when do we start to act? This is not in a hurry, you should be prepared first, and be careful not to let the outside world know. This time we are going to fight a quick battle, so that Marine can react to the quick decision. Luo Tian asked them to prepare well before the war, so as not to be swift enough. There is an island in the first half of the Grand Line. The Blackbeard pirates did not go to New World after the war ended. Instead, they choose to lurch in the first half and wait for the opportunity. To be honest, Blackbeard Diki at this time has become more treacherous. Luo Tian's strength gave him too much pressure, it's no longer normal pressure. It seemed as if darkness kept pressing on him. The villainous king looked at Blackbeard Diki with an uncomfortable look and asked, Diki, when do you say we will go to New World? Don't tell me, you have to stay in the first half of the Grand Line? That's right, Diki, can you give me a quasi-trust? Shiryu and World also agreed with the words of the evil king. Although the keg did not speak, his expression had already told Blackbeard Diki the answer. Does Blackbeard Diki not know what these people think? He knows, but now, there is no way. He took a sip of rum and said gloomily, you guys thought I wanted to stay in the first half of the Grand Line all the time. As soon as we head to New World, we will be chased by the Whitebeard pirates. 0. For flowers. At least in the first half, Naval Headquarters has no energy to control us now. Now, I must find a way to hunt down a powerful demon fruit power. Come and let Lousy become a dual demon fruit power so as to be able to deal with Luo Tian. Otherwise, my dark fruit ability alone will not be able to form a favorable advantage for Luo Tian. The evil king and Shiryu and World are all aware of this special ability of Blackbeard Diki. Before, they found a demon fruit power and hunted him down. Also successfully extracted devil fruit ability, but this is a rubbish devil fruit. So the Blackbeard pirates is not valued. This is also Blackbeard Diki calmly, just these few people. Because of this, now a few of them have not left the Blackbeard pirate group. Just with a little hope, you can acquire the powerful devil fruit ability. Including also experienced Luo Tian, after having double devil fruit ability, powerful combat effectiveness. Now it is after Blackbeard Diki is valued, after obtaining the double devil fruit ability. Can also have such a strong combat power. In this way, they can live a place in New World. Become the overlord of one party. Lafitte now basically goes out all the way to inquire about information. While the current Blackbeard pirates are in the floating period, they cannot lose the news of the outside world. Naval Headquarters Marineford. Aokiji's office. Smoker found him and sat opposite Aokiji. I want to apply for a transfer to work at New World. In the first half of the Grand Line, it was too slow for me to improve my strength. The power of pirates is increasing rapidly nowadays. We Marine needs a stronger force to protect the people. Now Smoker doesn't want to stay in the first half of the Grand Line for a minute, let alone East Blue, which has been in the world. Not yet the first half of the Grand Line. It has been many years, and the strength has not been improved. 0. I haven't felt much before. Now I feel the pressure is huge. As the Naval Headquarters, Logia demon fruit power. People who are not strong enough will be looked down upon. For Smoker's arrogance, it can be tolerated there? In fact, Aokiji was very happy to hear that Smoker wanted to go to New World to practice. After all, Smoker can be so self-motivated, which is a good thing. But as a predecessor of Smoker, there are some things that I still have to remind. There is something I want to tell you. First of all, in New World, it's not that simple. Unlike you were in the East Blue branch before, the pirates are easily cleaned up by you. New World has many powerful pirates. Don't talk about the 4 emperors themselves, it's the powerful under its banner, and there are many better than you. In addition, there are many powerful pirates who have been wandering in New World. It can be said that you went to New World, and it was a lot of harm. If you are not careful, you will lose your life at any time. Aokiji also agrees that Smoker will go to New World to practice, but some need to tell Smoker. Also tell them one by one, or go to New World, if you are not prepared. There is only one chance of life. Smoker lit the cigar and took a deep breath. With a firm gaze, he said, don't think too much. New World, we must go as soon as possible, only to fight those powerful pirates. I can quickly improve my strength, even if it was killed in battle. Aokiji didn't expect Smoker to be so resolute, said, I will handle it for you as soon as possible. But even if the speed is fast, it needs a program. This is the fastest in half a month. During this time, you can apply to lead your subordinates to the New World. I see, there is no difference between half a month and a month. Smoker didn't care about such a little time. By the way, I heard that you were going to compete with Akainu for the position of marshal. How sure? Aokiji didn't expect Smoker to ask about this. Indifferent replied. This matter, how do you say it? Feel free to do it. Smoker looked like a torch and asked, don't tell me, you will be willing to give up the position of marshal to Akainu. Smoker doesn't believe Aokiji's perfunctory answer. Now basically the entire Naval Headquarters knows that Aokiji and Akainu are basically about to break out into a battle. It is for the position of Marshal Naval Headquarters. If they don't give in to each other, then in the end they can only speak with their strength. This is also the most direct and effective method. The winner gets the position of Marshal, the loser shut up. This is also the unchanging iron law of the whole world. Aokiji rubbed his head and replied helplessly, you said, the position of Marshal, I can't give it to Akainu. After all, his approach is too radical. The situation in the entire world today is precarious. Once Marine falls into Akainu's hands, you don't have to think about it, there will be no less wars. From the previous war with the Whitebeard pirates, there is no way for Marine to gain a big advantage. Don't say that there are so many thieves in the sea nowadays. Marine can defeat a pirate force, unless it is crushed, it will consume power. If things go on like this, Marine is so powerful and will be consumed. How can you suppress the world then? As for the world government, forget it. When Aokiji finally talked about world government, his vision became a little bleak. I believe you can handle it, I'm leaving first. Smoker knew he couldn't help. Can only silently cheer up Aokiji Wei. Chapter 112 Watch the World. Shiryu of Rain is dispatched. Kaido, the beast, returns to his territory, Wano. There are many people who do not live or die and challenge it. To defeat the 4 emperors, put them in the position of 4 emperors. What does this mean? You know, whether it is 7 warlords of the sea, marine or 4 emperors. As the overlord of the sea, these people will not be harmed for their own face and protecting their own interests. These people will never allow trash fish to challenge their majesty. Especially 7 warlords of the sea and 4 emperors as pirates. They have always been the overlord who pays attention to Javier. Most people, after getting into their forces, are often killed before they live until the next day. Especially the 4 emperors, as the maritime hegemon has never been shaken for decades. The arrogance in the heart can be imagined, except for people of the same level, it will give some face. Anyone else? Dare to challenge, that is, waiting to be eliminated. Emperor of the Sea. What does that mean? These hillbillies may just have heard, but they cannot understand. But like people who understand in New World, how can they not understand the meaning of this name? Anyway, people who have also made a reward of tens of millions of Bailey for themselves know nothing more. That represents the force and power of ultimate. That represents the reputation of the world. That represents the supremacy. People sitting in this position, their every move has attracted the attention of the whole world. It can be said that he is a man of the world. Many people think that all they have to do is to choose a place and form their own forces. There are also many guys who think they are strong, gearing up. Prepared to join this emerging battle, Sea Emperor, forces, eagerly hope to get a place of their own. I was also fortunate to have seen the scenes of real strong men fighting at sea, so some people know it very well. In the eyes of the other party, they are just ants that can be killed easily. It is for this reason that the person who kneels and kowtows at the first sight of the other person, who speaks all the good things. In front of a strong man of this level, struggling to death, I am afraid that he can't even enter the other side. As for the life and death of those second-class pirates who stayed in place, no one was too lazy to care. In a very short period of time, all the pirates with panic and desperate faces were flooded. March 20th. In less than a second, the violent, distorted dragon's breath jet quickly swallowed every inch of the pirates' land. The scorching violent energy swept through the bodies of all the pirates, destroying everything about them. Under the power of this unresistible terror, these pirates could not even make a cry or begging for mercy. Then disappeared in the dazzling heat. Those who were lucky enough to survive were forced to close their eyes tightly by the dazzling light. Cover your eyes with your hands, or turn around. They lowered their heads stubbornly, not daring to look directly at the bright light. The huge heat of destruction swallowed all the pirates instantly. Under this devastating blow, they didn't have time to make any response, and they turned into nothingness in this huge energy. Only a few strands of burnt dust fell. The explosions and fires continued for a long time. Even the pirates have been wiped out in this hit, but this hit. The remaining powerful energy still flows freely on this land. At this moment, it has completely turned into a piece of nothing. Huge cracks expanded wantonly on the ground, and thrilling cracks opened in the ground. Even the entire ground was stained with a layer of coke like gray and black. The sand and stones on the surface of the soil, under the terrifying high temperature, all turned into colored glaze. Under the action of the moist air, these melted colored glazes are emitting strands of blue smoke. Everyone was stunned. They seemed to be immersed in the fierce coercion of Kaido, and they were unable to recover for a long time. There was no sound in the field. It wasn't until several minutes later that someone finally awoke. Is this the legendary Sea Emperor? Except for necessary communication during the whole process, all the remaining people seldom spoke. Only occasionally someone would raise their eyes and stare blankly at that piece of scorched soil that had become a piece of white ground. Looking at the land that seemed to have experienced natural disasters, there was only one thought left in the hearts of everyone present. Humanoid natural disaster. The voice of everyone present. This is the Emperor of the Sea. The expressions on everyone's faces at this moment were varied. These people who do not live or die, dare to challenge our beasts, Governor Kaido, really looking for death. Now you know how great it is. The soldiers of the beasts' pirates laughed when they saw the remaining people. 100 beasts Kaido dragon form, hovering in midair. He glanced at the small group of people who were lucky enough to escape his attack just now. A loud and deafening sound came from the dragon's mouth. You guys, join beasts pirates, and I will spare you not to die. Beast Kaido now attaches great importance to enhancing the power of the entire pirate group. I have been relying on my invincible power before. Now I know that Luo Tian is stronger than him, immediately began to improve other external combat power. He was crushed by the old man Whitebeard before, and now he was crushed again. In fact, who can understand the deep anger in Kaido's heart? These are the people who are not dead and challenge Kaido of the beasts. I thought they were dying. Unexpectedly, he would survive, but he had to join beasts pirates to survive. In fact, they are all the captains of the pirate group, even if their pirate group is not very good. At least he is also a leader. If you join beasts pirates now, your status will definitely drop a lot. They are not even cadres, they can only be regarded as combatants. This contrast is too great, but if you don't join, you have to die. In this case, few people can withstand the pressure. Unless they want to eat a shot, the heat attack from Kaido, the beast just now. They have no confidence at all to resist the power that destroys everything. I chose to join, Master Kaido. Me too, choose to join Lord Kaido. Me too. The first one to surrender appeared, and immediately surrendered one after another. Even the pirate who lives under the knife every day can't stand the beast Kaido's look down. Kaido, the beast, slowly regained its dragon form and returned to human form. Said, Jin, organize these people and go to the rabbit's wrist first. After that, those who are qualified will formally join Beast's pirates as a real fighter. Kaido finished speaking and left while drinking with the flask. Don't worry, leave it to me, Jin received the order. Watch the beast governor Kaido leave. The next step is how to deal with these people. Jin is the best at these things. The whole world has not stopped running because of any one thing. At present, the Whitebeard pirate group lacks a lot of weapons, although it is within the territory of the Whitebeard pirate group. It can also produce weapons and ammunition, but the speed is not so fast. If you want to quickly equip weapons and ammunition, you can only buy them from the underground world. This is also the fastest and most direct way. Instead, the 7 warlords of the sea Doflamingo took the initiative to contact him. In this regard, Luo Tian said yes. Luo Tian is also very satisfied with the efficiency of Doflamingo. Weapons and equipment were delivered batch by batch to the territory of the Whitebeard pirate group. Even the world government cannot interfere too much. At this time, a phone call came to Luo Tian. Pick it up and answer. Moses, what's the situation? Captain Luo Tian, our cargo was intercepted twice in a row. Just after the 3rd batch of goods was intercepted, the captain of the 4th batch of 15th Division Fossa personally escorted them. As a result, I was injured by the opponent. The opponent's strength is very strong. Captain Fossa is not an opponent at all. The younger brother of the Whitebeard pirates hurriedly reported the situation. After all, this has involved the injury of the squad captain. Must report to Captain Luo Tian immediately. Luo Tian frowned. Who is looking for death like this, dare to move his soil? Asked. Do you know who the other party is? I know, Captain Luo Tian. The other party is World. That person's devil fruit ability is very strong. Captain Fossa was defeated by the opponent's devil fruit ability. Luo Tian also knows who it is. Isn't that World just a person who just escaped from impelled down? I really don't know how high the sky is. An old man who is nearly 80 years old can come out of impelled down and don't find a place to take care of the elderly. Also dared to join the New World 4 Emperor's pirates. Then we can only send him to hell sooner. Let Shiryu of Rain dispatch and slaughter this world. Luo Tian said to this kind of stuff. There is absolutely no need to go out in person. Let Rain Shiryu, the first 3 combat forces of the Whitebeard pirate group, be deployed. Enough to solve World. Even if that World was a man of the world 30 years ago. At this old age, his mobility is not as good as before. Whether it can maintain the combat effectiveness of the Emperor's rank is unknown. Rain Shiryu is wiping his famous sword thunderstorm. Suddenly a younger brother ran in and hurriedly said, Captain Shiryu, Captain Luo Tian asked you to go out to solve that World. World? It turned out to be that old guy? Let's go, tell me what happened? Rain Shiryu put away his weapon, stood up, and asked about the situation. That World has intercepted the weapons and ammunition of our Whitebeard pirates twice in a row. On the last time, Captain Fossa personally escorted him and was injured by the opponent. The younger brother quickly explained. Yuji Shiryu looked at his weapon and said, then the prey this time is very good. Dare to move the things of the 4 emperors, this old thing will not survive tomorrow. In Yuji Shiryu's view, World has already been sentenced to death. Many people in New World already know that the cargo of the Whitebeard pirate group was intercepted. Unexpectedly, the Whitebeard pirate group is so powerful now. There are people who dare to challenge this tiger. It is really curious about the follow-up development. After all, some people had challenged Kaido before this. As a result, all were convinced, and some joined Beast's pirates. I don't know what the Whitebeard pirates will do this time. This is a similar situation. Ward pirates. Captain World, we continue to snatch the cargo of the Whitebeard pirates, and the other party will definitely not let it go. Or Captain World, let me avoid the wind, I feel really too dangerous. This is directly against the 4 Emperors pirate group. This little brother has been active in New World, so he knows how terrifying the 4 Emperors pirate group is. Only now will I keep reminding myself of Captain World, not to stay for a long time, or wait for the opponent to kill him. Then you can only wait to die. The opposing personnel are all wave after wave. Otherwise, the 4 Emperors have countless manpower in such a huge territory. But it is clear that World is not afraid of these at all. He said directly, what are you afraid of? The Whitebeard pirates? Even though Whitebeard was still there, I have never been afraid. Are you afraid of his sons now? Stop kidding me. Don't tell me what 4 emperors are not 4 emperors, Lousy doesn't care about these. As long as Lousy sees things, no matter who belongs to it, they will grab them all. These little brothers were scared to death, after all, don't think World is an old man. But if they get angry, their lives will be in danger at any time. World asked again. Now the Whitebeard pirates have stopped delivering weapons and ammunition. I heard that Kaido, the little monster, also has a lot of supplies. World has once again aimed at Kaido's pirates 0. The trade Doflamingo is currently doing is the main Beasts Pirates, and now there is an additional Whitebeard Pirates. The supply of Beasts Pirates is still ongoing. Captain World, don't mess around. This is against 2-4 emperors at the same time. We will be wiped out to the detriment of even the scum. Thinking about it, I felt terrible, and faced off with 2-4 emperors pirate groups. What a strong heart is needed to withstand it. They all wondered if Captain World was kicked in the head by a donkey. Now a Whitebeard pirate group needs to deal with it carefully. If you are provoking a 4 emperors pirate group, this new world, can you continue to stay? World roared. Don't ask so much, just do as I said. Yes, I see, Captain World. The younger brother was also helpless. Can only accept orders. It feels like I won't survive tomorrow. Time slowly passed. Beast Kaido is on his ghost island, drinking wine. The younger brother ran over to report, Governor Kaido, that world is not only to snatch the goods of the Whitebeard pirates. Now even our goods are being snatched together. Among them is the man-made zone devil fruit. Kaido, the beast, exploded in all his energy. The violent air wave instantly blew up the pirate boy, mixing for tens of meters continuously. World. I really thought it was the old sea. I used to be a sea hero, but you have been eliminated by the sea. World. Let the 6 volleys dispatch 2 people to capture this world to lousy. Beast Kaido is the same as Luo Tian for this kind of character who has been eliminated by the times. Don't bother to shoot at all. At most, it will be sent out to solve it. World's approach has shocked many people. Play on 2-4 emperors in a row. When you say that you are working on a group of 4 emperors, it can be understood that you want to challenge the status of 4 emperors. Replace it. But you did 2-4 emperors in a row? I'm afraid it's not a problem with my brain. Otherwise, who would directly attack the 2-4 emperors pirate group? Naval Headquarters Marineford. Sengoku also paid attention to this matter. A bad, New World situation is barely completely unrest. It will simply become a mess. Sengoku called Admiral of Headquarters Kizaru. Now Kizaru is a relatively free admiral. Kizaru came to Sengoku's office. Yo-Yo asked, Marshal Sengoku, what is the mission? I need to be so violent, send me here? Kizaru still looked absent-minded. Sengoku had become accustomed to it and didn't care much. He said directly, you go to New World now. World, now holding a large number of weapons and ammunition, there may be devil fruit among them. This is a huge batch of supplies. Can't fall into the hands of Luo Tian and Kaido. Otherwise, their power will expand even more. Marshal Sengoku Yo. Are you assigning a task to me? Fight with 2-4 emperors pirate groups directly? I'm afraid not. First, Marine Admiral, won't be able to come back then? Kizaru originally thought it was a simple task. It turned out to be such a dangerous task. Pack up some little pirates. Kizaru is still happy to be dispatched. But the opponents are Beasts Pirates and the Whitebeard Pirates. Even if he is Marine Admiral, he dare not take this kind of work. In case the 4 emperors are dispatched directly, then he has to die. Sengoku 2.2 slapped the table directly and roared, hurry up and get me out. If you have sparkling fruit, you will still be afraid that you won't be able to leave by then. Hurry up and don't lose your chance then. It's terrible, Mr. Marshal Sengoku. Kizaru rubbed his shoulder helplessly. But seeing Sengoku's expression, he bowed his hand and said, I know. Get out now. It's really a trip. Ask him. Kizaru desperately, that's impossible. Kizaru is gone. Sengoku also starts to think, without this world grabbing resources, Marine is still not sure if it is. Kaido, the beast, didn't even have enough man-made devil fruit in his hands. Thinking of this kind of thing, Sengoku didn't sweat his back. These 4 emperors pirate groups have unknowingly become more and more powerful. Originally, most of the attention was focused on the Whitebeard pirates. Beasts Pirates' attention has declined. As a result, I also received grapevine news this time. Beasts Pirates continues to introduce man-made devil fruit. If this keeps improving, hundreds and thousands of demon fruit power appeared, it is not impossible. At that time, Marine took the head to fight, so it has reached the point of having to act. Even now Marine belongs to the point where he can't act rashly. Measures and actions must also be taken. The main purpose this time is not for the weapons and ammunition of the Whitebeard pirates. Instead, let Kizaru confirm whether Beasts Pirates really controls the channels of artificial devil fruit. Now Sengoku's nerves are very sensitive. 1 Luo Tian, double demon fruit power. If Kaido, the beast, has another hand, hundreds of thousands of devil fruit are capable. Marine has always thought that the position he maintained in front of the world would burst. Sengoku absolutely does not allow this to happen. Chapter 113 World Drama wants Supernova. It is not only the Whitebeard Pirates and Beasts Pirates who are angered by Brandy, World. 7 Warlords of the Sea Doflamingo is also very angry. Even the red wine glass I usually like to use was directly scratched. One can imagine how much Doflamingo wants to kill now. The goods are constantly intercepted and looted by people. In fact, Doflamingo doesn't care too much about these things. Even if the cargo is intercepted, we can only blame the Whitebeard Pirates and Beasts Pirates for their inadequate guarding power. What really makes Doflamingo angry is, this time, among the goods escorted to Beasts Pirates, there is an artificial zone devil fruit. Just the idiot of World, absolutely can't keep the news. When it spreads out, it will definitely attract attention. With the help of the world government, he will definitely be found step by step in the end. Doflamingo is not afraid of world government, but once things came to light. Just the habit of world government. You don't need to think about it, even if you don't directly own it, you will get a share of the pie. Is he Doflamingo willing to suffer this kind of loss? If you don't kill World himself, he is Doflamingo, as one of the kings of the underground world. Can't bear this tone. Even Torpal, who had been following Doflamingo, could feel the murderous aura of the young master at this moment. He hadn't seen Doflamingo so angry in a long time. It seems that this time, that world completely angered young Master Dover. Doflamingo stood up and said, Torpal, take care of Dressrosa. Don't let all the bugs get in. I want to take it myself and clean up that world. Let him know that this is a new era. It's not his legacy from this old age can get involved. Torpal never expected that young Master Dover would take the shot himself. But there is one thing that must be reported, saying, Dover, our people have received the news. The Whitebeard pirates and Beast's pirates each sent their own pillars. The Whitebeard pirates, that impel down guard Shiryu of Long Reign is dispatched. Beast's pirates is, dispatched 2 volley 6. Their goal is Burndy, World. Dover, if you go, will you cause conflict with them? Doflamingo sneered. Hey, I know they will send someone to do it. If you don't make a move, it would be weird. After all, this is a matter of face. I'm going to shoot myself this time because we can't let the origin of the man-made zone devil fruit be spread. Especially O2 world government and marine. If we don't deal with it cleanly, once the world government and marine will target us. It will become very troublesome then. The identity of 7 warlords of the sea is not a 100% amulet, Torpal. Doflamingo has been able to guess the consequences of the spread of the artificial devil fruit ability. So now I have to go out to remedy it and kill the B********* D world at the same time. If the world government continues to cause trouble by then the man-made devil fruit will be cooperating with Kaido. There will be resistance. Make sure that Kaido, the beasts, will put pressure on him. I see, Dover. Torpal will be during Doflamingo's absence. Dressrosa is properly arranged, and the manufacturing plant is in Dressrosa. Torpal dare not take it lightly. Doflamingo uses its own string fruit ability. Keep running in the sky, fast forward at a distance of several hundred meters. Now the whole world can be said to be directly muddled by Burndy, World. Directly affect Marine, 4 Emperors, 7 Warlords of the Sea. Undoubtedly now World is the center of the storm. Hydra Island. The girl's mother-in-law kept pulling Boa Hancock, or she would have let Boa Hancock run away. Hancock mentioned the girl-in-law and asked, Old lady, what do you want to do? I'm going to New World to solve the world. This B******* D dares to cause trouble to Luo Tian? Now you are the former emperor? You want to run out to stop the concubine? Believe it or not, I'll just throw you out of my concubine now. Boa Hancock's eyes are fierce, has endured the limit. If this old lady is still obsessed with understanding, then just throw it out. It's best to just fall to death, so as not to keep getting in the eye. Hancock, you have to figure out one thing, that is, Luo Tian doesn't need your help at all. You are 7 warlords of the sea. If you launch large-scale operations at will, world government will have a heart for hegemony. At that time, it will be listed as a key concern by the world government. Granny Niu really feels that she is broken for Boa Hancock. You dead old woman, do you know that you are a lot of nosy? Neither does it work, nor does that work. Isn't it just a broken Shichibukai? It's really troublesome that the concubine doesn't do it. If world government and marine dare to do something, let them know how good they are. Now Boa Hancock is not worried about world government and naval headquarters? This statement, I want you to go to New World, but it can't be now, you have to wait a while. The New World is chaotic now, and wars will break out at any time. In the end, Niu's mother-in-law had no choice but to agree to Hancock's proposal and let her go to New World. But you must wait for the right time, not in this sensitive period. In fact, Hancock just wanted to go to New World and meet Luo Tian in person. After all, before at Naval Headquarters Marineford, I never had the opportunity to have a good exchange. An island in New World, World is here. I also know that many people are looking for him now. Now is waiting for the opportunity to wipe out all these people who don't know the heights of the sky. Actively reveal the position, which is also the intention of World. Otherwise, those people will find him, then we have to wait 100 years. This time World caused a series of reactions, including supernovae in the era of extreme evil. It also caused great concern. Many said that they would meet this old man for a while. What is his strength? Dare to directly touch the tiger whiskers of the 4 Emperors pirate group. Drake, who was the first to arrive, this time Drake came, not just to meet World for a while. At the same time, to be able to break into the 4 Emperors pirate group. As for how to break into the 4 Emperors pirate group, Drake has already simulated a set of plans by himself. And because he is the ancient devil fruit of Zone. Therefore, Beast's pirates is the first choice, followed by the Whitebeard pirates. Including the subsequent arrival of the Kid pirates. Unlike Drake, Kid completely targets World. Already regarded World as a prey, and then he was the hunter, Kita, who was about to start shooting. Dian Yin Apu played music all the way, humming a little tune and rapped. It turns out that there are people who arrived earlier than me. That red-haired monster over there, haha, Kid heard this sentence clearly. The magnetic fruit ability is activated instantly. Before killing that world, you can consider killing you first. Kid, let's leave him alone, I feel that world is coming, Kira reminded him. These supernovae have a weird temporary suspension in a solidified atmosphere. There were also many people watching the game on the island. Asterisk. A burly figure appeared in front of Jujian. This person is Burndi, World. Sasa. It turns out that the people who have to challenge the old man first are all little ghosts. For this group of little ghosts, World is dismissive. Let's look down on people. Let Lousy see how strong your legacy is from the old age. Kid saw World appear. Immediately launched an attack. Condense a huge steel arm and shoot directly at World. At this speed, want to beat the old man too? 6 styles, shave. World uses 6 shaves to evade Kid's attack instantly. Kid frowned, his sudden attack was actually avoided like this? Drake's face is a bit unpleasant. A pirate could use Marine 6 styles so skillfully. This is Marine's trick and is now being used by a pirate so unscrupulously. Drake also uses the Devil Fruit ability to transform the ancient beast into a Tyrannosaurus Rex. Roar. World took a rare look at Drake and said, is Zone an ancient species? It's a good devil fruit. If it's a common species, it's really not worth paying attention to. Ancient species, barely valuable. After Drake turned into a Tyrannosaurus, he ran all the way to the world. The huge body gives people a sense of blasting power. World uses Momo fruit ability, 50 times cannon. A bullet instantly becomes 50 times bigger. Drake was still in the sprinting stage, and saw a huge cannonball appear in front of him in an instant? Some doubts? How come there is such a big shell? It's too late to avoid, but I can only bite the bullet. The huge dragon head directly hit the cannonball. Trying to fly this huge cannonball to the top. It's a pity that the cannonball hasn't fly out yet, and the whole cannonball was detonated in an instant. Boom. Drake let out a painful roar. Even the ancient species of Tyrannosaurus could not withstand the attack of large artillery shells and would feel severe pain. Arp on the other side is constantly preparing to attack the prelude. Quickly beat the gongs and drums that the body changes. When the beating is halfway through, Apu shouted, blast. Seeing World's waist directly exploded, Puffy. Has it succeeded? Apu was also guessing whether his attack was successful or not. When the smoke clears, revealing the figure of World. The bombing wounds in front of everyone did not appear at all. Instead, the whole body of World at this time exudes black light. This is the hardening of the whole body armor color. Can directly resist most attacks. Behind World, Kira rushed forward quickly. Dancing with 2 knives, intending to give World a fatal blow. And World's observation Haki has long noticed someone behind it. 6 styles. Moonwalk starts. Step directly into the air, step by step into the air. Kira's full-scale attack came back in vain. The supernovas present are 4 to 1, still unable to gain any advantage. This has caused some of these supernovae to be hit hard. They are all remnants of an old era, and their strength is still so strong. World disdainfully said, a group of kids, it's decades too early to challenge the old man. As far as you are, also worthy of being called the evil age? I think you were just playing the pirate house game. World constantly mocked several people, originally thought it would bring him a little fighting fun. The result is so vulnerable, even if it is vulnerable. Even Haki, which is basically controlled by the strong, can't. That's how it got mixed up in New World. Damn it. Kid clenched his fists, not reconciled. I originally planned to kill this world alone, but it turned out to be working with this group of people? This makes Kid, who has a very strong self-esteem, unbearable. Open your mouth and roar, quickly rush to the world, all the way to absorb all the weapons with iron. Form a larger robotic arm. Let's look down on people, go to hell. This attack, Kid expanded the scope. In order to prevent World from being able to escape his attack again. World can be considered a veteran of combat, don't you see Kid's plan? However, World did not intend to flee, but chose to be tough. Little devil, let you recognize the fact that your attack, even my Haki defense can't break through. World has kept the whole body armament Haki hardened. Raise your left hand and stretch out your palm, bang. Directly against the robotic arm that Kid was shooting over. What? Kid was in a daze, but he couldn't think of being blocked so easily. World let out a sneer. The old man has said that just like you little ghosts, they're basically pirates. There is no need to mix in the sea, let's go home and farm. Kid still doesn't give up, he keeps on controlling the robotic arm and pressing against the World. Are you still obsessed with understanding, little devil? Now World is a little angry? One used force to bounce the robotic arm away. Kid was unstable and took 2 or 3 steps back in a row. World uses 6 styles, shaving and rushing forward quickly. Fists up. Hit Kid's stomach with a punch. Kid spit out blood in pain. It flew back several tens of meters in an instant, and finally hit the rock hard, and the whole rock was broken. And a kid. World said casually as if doing an inconspicuous thing. The remaining 3 people looked nervous and didn't dare to be careless. The strength of this person in front of you cannot be underestimated. World shook his arm. Eyes kept scanning the remaining 3 people. Hey. The pile of rubble flew, and Kid jumped directly out of it. His face was full of blue veins and roared violently, "Don't think that you will defeat Lousy like this. I won't kill you today. Where's Lousy Kid's face?" Very energetic, Kid, then the next blow will make you unable to get up. World is a little bit surprised now, he just hit the armed fist with all his strength. This kid hadn't had Haki defense yet, so he stood up so quickly. In terms of physical strength, it's pretty good, but World doesn't believe that this kid will defeat him even if he stands up. In his attack just now, the Devil Fruit ability hasn't been used yet. It's just a blow with armed colors. Kira came to Kid and asked, "Are you okay?" "It's okay, but the guy's fists are very hard, be careful," Kid also had to admit. That was the blow that hit him just now, and it was really painful. 323 now, the whole belly is still overwhelming, it's still hard to resist now. After a short match, Drake and Kid were injured consecutively, and now Kira and Apu are not injured. On the other hand, there is nothing wrong with World. It is hard to imagine that this is an old man who is about to enter the soil, and his strength is still so strong. Kid continued, "Wait, let's cooperate with the attack. It's hard to hurt him by fighting against this old guy alone. Must cooperate." Kira was a little surprised, Kid who always likes to fight alone. It is rare to want two people to cooperate and attack together. But it is true that it is really difficult to deal with him alone. Those who watched the battle from a distance were also excited. However, someone was the first to discover something was wrong. Hurriedly said, "Look at the distant sea area, a pirate ship is coming. That banner, that's right, it's the people from 4 Emperor's Beasts Pirates who are here. Here is a good show, it was Supernova versus World just now. Now it's Beasts Pirates versus Burndy. World. That's right, today's trip is really not in vain. There are also members of the Whitebeard Pirates, they haven't come yet. I don't know if the people from the Whitebeard Pirates are here, what will it be like? These are not things we care about. Watching the battle between the strong is the most interesting, isn't it?" Indeed, on board the Beasts Pirates, this time, 2 volleys were dispatched. Peggy Wan and Uldi's sister and brother were sent by Kaido to clean up the world. On the pirate ship, Peggy Wan put his hands around his chest, and said proudly, "It looks like someone has already played against World first. Still a few supernovas? It seems that the strength of these supernovae is not so good? A few people teamed up, and they couldn't beat that old World? What a heinous age, there is so much water, sister, let me solve the world afterwards. It's just an old man, watch me clean him up in minutes." Peggy Wan is very confident of his own strength and feels that he will be able to solve the world by himself. Ulti knew the character of his brother too well, although there is such a little strength, it is too easy to be arrogant. That's it, if you meet a tougher person, you will have to roll over. Don't give me this one, and let's make a shot together later. Governor Kaido, I said I want to get back alive, but I don't have time for you to fight with World slowly, understand? Ulti directly refused his brother Peggy Wan's request. Finish the task early and return to Wano Kuni early. Including which weapons and ammunition and the man-made devil fruit to bring back together. Now people from all walks of life keep coming, if it's too complicated. In the end, it is troublesome to retreat. Ulti has no choice but the task is tight now. Otherwise, she also wants to fight this old guy alone. Don't look at Ulti's appearance as a weak woman. In fact, she is very combative. Peggy Wan made a cut, but Peggy Wan don't want to argue with her sister too much. Chapter 114 Mini-parties gather. The war begins. World also found the people from Beasts Pirates and came over. He said disdainfully, "That kid Kaido, don't you come here in person? Send someone to come here?" I looked down on the old man. The old man, kill all your subordinates. See if you can sit still. World feels that he is completely underestimated, he is the world destroyer. It was sent by someone to deal with it. When he was calling for rain on the sea, Kaido was still a fledgling kid. So much style now, he grabbed a wooden stick next to him and grabbed it firmly. Momo 100 times, gun. The wooden stick is directly changed and enlarged by 100 times, and it becomes a giant wood through the sky. Directly aim at the ship of Beasts Pirates and smash it over. This sudden blow stunned both Ulti and Peggy Wan. Really, this guy's devil fruit ability can actually enlarge the object 100 times? It was the first time Peggy Wan had such a devil fruit ability, and he was immediately surprised. Ulti glanced at his younger brother, he was so handsome just now. Now that the enemy is only hitting for the first time, I am stunned. In fact, Ulti herself was stunned, but she must be calm. Zone's ancient swollen head dragon form burst out instantly. Leaping up, his head is hardened in armor. Boom. And the giant wood hit each other. World was also a little surprised. Is it another Zone ancient species? Still a girl doll? But it's okay, I will use armament Haki. Ulti barely resisted World's attack and jumped back on the pirate ship again. Really a powerful old man. T also indirectly admitted World's strength. She has to resist it with all her strength. It can be seen that the strength is equal to or stronger than her. World laughed. Ha ha ha, you guys, let's go all together. Saving the old man, you have to clean up one by one. World is also a long-lost experience of the fun of fighting, has not enjoyed the fun of fighting for many years. Now even a group of little ghosts can provide him with great fun. A-hole? What is arrogant? We, Beasts Pirates, disdain to work with a group of supernovas. Obviously, this made Peggy Wan very uncomfortable. They were the Four Emperors pirate group. How to work with a group of supernovas to deal with an outdated old man. Peggy Wan would never do this kind of price drop. Ulti asked the boys to quickly dock the pirate boat. World did not stop the beast's pirates, but let them land. Now that you are planning to fight all of them, you should show your momentum. Although it is now a 6-to-1 situation, but the 6 people are divided into 4 camps, and it is impossible to form a true cooperative relationship. Of course it is impossible to cooperate. Now it is a last resort, that World wants one person to play against everyone. They can't beat World alone when they go up alone. So they besieged together. However, the previous 4 supernovas were unable to fight World at all. Now join the 6 volleys of the 2 beasts pirates. Bring the situation back right away. Peggy Wan also used his devil fruit ability. It is also the ancient form of zone. It also shocked many people and sighed that there are so many zone abilities in beasts pirates. Forget it, they are all rare species like ancient species. The value of the ancient species is much higher than that of the common species zone. When World saw these people, they were all here. Take the lead in attacking. Momoguo teamed up with Armament Haki to beat 6 people back and forth. Peggy Wan and Ulti are better. Everyone considered Ulti the strongest, but there was still a gap with World. It turns out that World is really powerful. In the face of 4 supernovas, as well as the 2 volley 6 of beasts pirates, they can fight evenly. No wonder you dared to attack the 2 Four Emperors pirate group. There are real materials, and I don't know how the strengths of this World and 4 Emperors compare. It should be impossible to be stronger than the 4 Emperors themselves. The 4 Emperors are real monsters. It should be impossible. The 4 Emperors are simply beyond description. That's a real monster, a monster that can destroy an island in turmoil. But World is really amazing. I heard that this person, but he is almost 80 years old. At this age, the combat effectiveness is still so strong. When I was young, I might be able to fight against those 4 emperors. The people who came to watch the battle in the distance, everyone has a different view. But all of them agree with the strength of World. The 6 people he is currently fighting against are big pirates with a reward of over 100 million. It's amazing, nearly 500 million has been offered as a bounty. Just like that, you can beat 6. Peggy Van's ancient spiny-backed dragon form is also constantly ramming towards World. Angrily said, "You damn old man, string around indiscriminately. Have the ability to face the challenge." Peggy Wan broke through a pile of rocks again, staring at World with an angry face. And World escaped Kira after a round of slashing. Use Momo fruit ability, 50 times faster instantly rushed in front of Peggy Wan, clenched his fists, armament Haki hardened. There was a collision with Peggy Wan head-on. Peggy Wan also used armament Haki to harden the counterattack. It's a pity that it lasted less than 10 seconds before being hit by World directly over a distance of tens of meters. After World flew to Peggy Wan, the 6-style moonwalk ran fast. In the same way, he hit Armament Haki's fist, hit Dai Yin Apu and went to the head. Apu hurriedly covered his head with his hands. Strong impact. Taste. With the clear sound of broken bones, Apu almost screamed in pain. Without Armament Haki as a defensive method, facing the armed force of World, it is difficult to resist. One punch and fly, and Dai Apu hit and fly hundreds of meters in a row, and set off dust all the way. Apu, who was beaten into the air, couldn't help but stood up all at once. His hands are really sore now, and his bones are shattered, which has begun to seriously affect his fighting strength. Like Drake, Ulti, and Peggy Wan, they have the ancient species of Zone, so they are more resistant to beatings. But the situation of Drake is even worse. Even if he maintains a completely beast-like form, he can withstand World's several consecutive heavy blows. I have no choice but to be forced to retreat to human form and regain strength. It can be said that the real main fighting force is Ulti and Peggy Wan. Kid also plays a role in output, but the impact on World is not great. All the shell attacks of World can be restrained by Kid. Otherwise, Kid's situation is not much better. Ulti did not continue to be completely animalized in order to improve his mobility. Choose to change into a human beast form, which can maximize mobility and combat effectiveness. It can be said that I went all out. On the other hand, World became more and more excited as he fought, and said, "You little ghosts, what else do you have? Tell me all. If there is only this level, it would be too disappointing. Little ghosts, hurry up and explode your stronger power." World smashes Kid's robotic arm and uses Moonwalk to stay in midair. Ulti clenched his fist tightly. I already have an evaluation of World in my heart. The strength of one body can be compared with the 3 plagues. Very powerful, but not as powerful as Yanjin, the head of the 3 plagues. Ulti felt that he could also fight, but the devil fruit ability of this World is too troublesome. What Momo fruit ability in one hand, directly to speed up. Originally, Ulti is not a speed-oriented person. Now fight against someone who can speed up instantly. No advantage at all. You can only use the opportunity of other people to attack World to conduct a quick assault. But it can't cause real harm to World. The strength of this guy Armament Haki is not low. World laughed again. Ha ha ha, you dolls are not as powerful as a girl. Are all the pirates now so trash? I think back then, the old man's era was the real pirate era. What era is this now? A group of little ghosts play a pirate game. What news is World facing right now, in the extremely evil era? Luo Tian era, the world's strongest Luo Tian? Just a kid, where can it be so strong? It's just the kid who inherited the position of Whitebeard. When he was active on the sea, none of these little ghosts were born yet. A ship bearing the flag of the Whitebeard pirates is approaching the battlefield continuously. Captain Shiryu, we have 5 minutes to reach the battlefield. Now I have received the situation, and now there is already fighting over there. There are many people who are at war. There are several supernovas, and 2 volleys 6 of Beast's pirates. They are all at war with World. It depends on the situation, there should be no winners or losers yet. The younger brother of the Whitebeard pirates will collect information and report it to Shiryu of Rain. That's it, people from Beast's pirates, have you arrived first? It seems that Beast's pirates' volley 6 is not very strong. If you send out 2 people, you can't get a World. According to Shiryu of Rain, since Beast's pirates has dispatched both of them, that should be able to end the battle quickly. The result is not over yet? Originally, I was still looking forward to the 6 volleys of Beast's pirates. It's gone now, and the strength is not enough. As for the supernovas that haven't grown up yet, including Yuji, Shiryu disdained to ask. When will these people fully grow up? Let's talk about it if it can be at the same level. Although the little brothers of the Whitebeard pirates have not really seen the Rain Captain Shiryu take action. But I also heard about the combat effectiveness of Captain Rain no Shiryu. Is very powerful. I also heard from other team captains that Captain Rain Shiryu can match Captain Marco. They all know how strong Captain Marco is. That's the second person in the Whitebeard pirates all the time. Now Captain Shiryu of Rain can stand shoulder to shoulder with Captain Marco. It shows that they must also be strong at the same level. Then this time Captain Shiryu of Rain will be able to clean up the world. But for Shiryu of Rain, now that he has joined the Whitebeard pirate group. At the same time, he also agrees with Captain Luo Tian's ambition. He also said that he would assist Luo Tian to ascend to the throne with all his strength. Now that the first enemy has appeared, Captain Luo Tian still asks him to dispatch. That is to give him a chance to perform in front of the entire Whitebeard pirates. Shiryu of Rain regards World as a prey, only beheaded him. Then his position as the left and right hand in the Whitebeard pirates is stable. Once Luo Tian sits on the throne, then Shiryu of Rain is the fame well known all over the world. This is much better than staying in Impel Down, the dark place. At the same time, he is full of expectations for Captain Luo Tian's next plan. Hunt down Admiral of Headquarters, what a crazy thing. Once it succeeded, then Luo Tian's hegemony position is completely secured. No one can shake. As for those watching the game, some people are starting to wonder. You said, why the Whitebeard pirates have not come yet? From Beast's pirates, they have been fighting for nearly half an hour. It will come, but that is the Whitebeard pirates, how could it not come? Even Naval Headquarters Marineford dared to attack. Now World defends them, it's impossible to ignore it. Indeed, just when these people are talking to each other. In the distant waters, a sub-ship of the Mobi DK is constantly approaching. Suddenly someone looked towards the sea shocked. Come, here comes the Whitebeard pirates. This is the Mobi DK, this time, it must be the heavyweight of the Whitebeard pirates. Definitely a master of masters. It's great, the really strong showdown is about to begin. These previous battles were simply not enjoyable enough to watch. No one can be evenly matched with that World, however, I think it's better for us to stay away. Otherwise, if you are affected by the battle and injured, it will really outweigh the gains. It makes sense, let's stay away now, it's enough to be able to watch the battle. Yes, you can't end up losing your life just to watch the battle. These people who came from afar to watch have begun to distance themselves. Go further afield and watch the battle. World is now stepping on the moonwalk. I also saw the ship of the Whitebeard pirate group which was approaching fast. Chi Zhang said. Is the last guy here? I hope I don't let the old man down. Like these 6 guys, fighting is not enough at all. Ulti, Peggy Wan, Kid, Kira, Drake, Apu, the 6 were instantly angry. What does this World mean? Do you look down on them? Not to mention the 2 siblings of Ulti and Peggy Wan. These supernovas, who is not the captain of a pirate group. Be looked down upon by an overly old man, it is not enough if you can't beat it or kill 100 times. But it also shows that the strength of this World is really not covered. I also hope that the Whitebeard pirates who are waiting to come will be able to have enough strength. In this way, the pressure to clean up the World is also relatively small. In fact, Beast's pirates and Kaido despise World too much. Otherwise, if the 3 plagues were dispatched, it would not be so unbearable. Nor will it continue to give the World's growth arrogance as it is now. The whole battlefield stopped strangely, as if waiting for the arrival of the Whitebeard pirates. A few of them also know that if they continue to fight, there was no result, so it might as well be a truce temporarily. World has lost interest in these few too, just waiting for the arrival of the Whitebeard pirates. I also look forward to a stronger person. Of course the best thing is that Luo Tian, the 4 emperors' deity, is best to dispatch himself. World feels that only by fighting against those 4 emperors can his value be reflected. Even those squad captains, playing against them, World feels a drop in price. Ting looked around and found that the one standing at the bow of the ship was still an old acquaintance. World muttered. It turned out to be impelled down guarding Shiryu of long reign. Also, okay, after betraying Marine, did you join the pirates? The most annoying thing in my life is a traitor. It just happened to be operated on you today. World thought that decades ago, it was because a traitor appeared in the pirate group. Eventually it will be caught by the world government and Marine. Now for any traitor, we will kill one by one. However, Yuji Shiryu's strength also made World feel that he could fight a good battle. Rain Shiryu also saw World and found himself. The corners of the mouth are raised, the excitement that has been missing for a long time. This can be regarded as a kind of fate for opponents of the same level. The best experience in combat is to be able to fight each other with a well-matched opponent. He didn't turn his head and said to the younger brother next to him, "Wait when I get to the shore. You just hide farther, this guy's devil fruit ability has a wide range of attacks. If you are not careful, you will be affected." "Yes, Captain Shiryu," the younger brother quickly replied. Ulti watched as the ships of the Whitebeard pirates kept approaching. Their captain Luo Tian is the one who can defeat Governor Kaido. I really want to see with my own eyes, what kind of person is Luo Tian like? Sister, you will see it, but looking at Luo Tian on the screen, it is hard to imagine that such a young strength is so terrifying. If only I had that kind of strength, Peggy Wan also had to sigh. That Luo Tian's talent is really powerful and terrifying. Peggy Wan is also a genius, but compared with Luo Tian, the difference is the difference between heaven and earth. Ulti said, "Leave it alone. Wait for Shiryu of Rain to fight against World. We look for opportunities and retrieve those goods, which is the most important thing. If they lose both, we might be able to kill them. It can be considered to weaken the overall strength of the Whitebeard pirates." In the eyes of his younger brother Peggy Wan, Ulti was a particularly cruel person. Any means that can strike an opponent will not be let go. As it is now, those two who have suffered both losses will immediately jump on them. Chapter 115 Strong. Strong Duel. Shocking. World. I am the Whitebeard Pirates, the 2nd Division Captain Yuji Shiryu, please advise. Yuji Shiryu faces the World, and comes first with a salute and then a soldier. Wait until the real contest begins. World also fell from midair and stood on the ground. World Destroyer, Burndi. World. Come on, you former impelled down guard, your strength should be able to excite me. Each other, a smile appeared on Shiryu's lips. Rain Shiryu then said, the captain of the World Destroyer, Burndi World. The big pirate who galloped on the sea 30 years ago escaped from the eternal hell on the 6th floor of Impelled Down. Having the ability of Momo Fruit has a lot of fighting power. It's a man who feared world government and marine with Roger and Whitebeard. Now 76 years old, skilled master Haki, is a capable person of Momo Fruit, with great ambitions to subvert the world government. Roto-chan is to eliminate everything that is blocking me, marines, warships and powerful pirates. Innocent residents are constantly being destroyed, so they get the alias, World Destroyer. Later, because the world government planted spies and instigated subordinates and was taken prisoner, he was imprisoned in a frozen state for 30 years and impelled down. Devil Fruit, Momo Fruit ability. After eating, it can increase the speed of the object and the size of the object, up to 100 times. This ability is often used to increase the size and speed of the object in contact, and to enhance the destructive power of the object. You can also increase your movement speed at will and raise your speed to a higher level. But I can't make creatures other than myself become bigger and better. When Shiryu of Rain was the head guard at Impelled Down, these things were recorded long ago. When everyone heard Shiryu's explanation, they were also surprised. They didn't expect that the other party was really a master of the old age. Ha ha ha. I didn't expect that you would be unwilling to be lonely after you came out of Impelled Down in World. Rain Shiryu still knows Burndi World quite well, and this battle can be regarded as a sharpening stone. At this moment, the battle is about to begin. World stared at the guy in front of him with a serious expression, telling him intuitively that this man is not easy. Even if there is no official match, ha ha ha, just let the old man come and learn about your strength. Momo, 10 times the shot. Spraying the core with a mouth will increase the speed of the core by 10 times. It can also be thrown out by hand to increase the size and speed by 10 times. Burndi World, spray the fruit core from the mouth and shoot it towards Shiryu of Rain. Rain Shiryu saw this and immediately reacted, lays on. Rain Shiryu quickly swung the sword slash, flying and slashing, fast through space. In the next second, the two attacks had collided together, and the collision sound of the collision sounded. A shocking wind and waves also swept along. With the two as the center, the ground under their feet was crushed and collapsed. Ha ha ha. Very good. Response quickly. Can immediately block my attack. Burndi World, smiled 323 and looked at Shiryu of Rain, said. The surprise you gave me is more, the attack speed of a core. It will improve so much in an instant. It seems that your devil fruit ability is not easy. When Shiryu of Rain saw the opposite, he immediately increased the speed of a fruit core. Guess the ability of this devil fruit is not easy. It seems that next is a tough battle, so strong. Yes, the first thing the two played against was so wonderful. Sure enough, it's still live, it's better to watch the game. The people watching the battle around, looked at Shiryu of Rain and Burndi World, after the first move to fight against, began to discuss. Yuji Shiryu and Burndi World looked at each other. The two approached in an instant, and immediately began a swordsmanship and physical showdown. World showed his amazing 6 poses. Shiryu also showed his fierce swordsmanship to the fullest. The two sides fought quickly for about 10 minutes. Most people were stunned, but stunned is actually not enough to summarize their state of mind at this time. Both of them are very strong. A sharp-eyed person gave an affirmation to the combat power of Shiryu and World. After all, the two people in the war can be regarded as the best in the world. Rain no Shiryu? Unexpectedly, the strength of the former impelled down guard is worthy of the name. But it has reached the level of the great swordsman possessed by the strong sea. Moreover, his swordsmanship is full of bloodthirsty. At this time, World's eyes were hot, looking at Shiryu of Rain who was fighting with him. This old guy's physical skills, the use of Marine 6 styles is very grandmaster. However, this kind of battle is interesting. Shiryu of Rain. It is also swollen, watching World playing against him. Rain Shiryu changes strategy. After using the fast slash, it turns into a series of fast slashes and shoots upwards into the sky instantly. When in midair, it can also be launched downward to impact the ground, to clear the enemy below. One of Shiryu's special moves of the rain is a large-scale attack. I intend to use this trick to retreat from a close battle with World. So as to change into long-range combat, use your own swordsmanship-level swordsmanship. World saw, flying and slashing in front of him, rushing towards his face. Momo, 10 times faster. Increase the speed of its own movement by 10 times, which is 5 times faster than the shave in the 6 formulas. World kept retreating quickly, and it would be troublesome to be hit by these consecutive slashes. The two separated from close combat. Good coming. That's the truth. Momo, 100 times the gun. The size of the bullet fired by the pistol is increased by 100 times, and the speed of the bullet is also increased by 100 times. A CCC can crush a warship. World saw that Shiryu of Rain was attacking faster and faster. I was also very excited, but also used my own trick, took out a pistol, and shot a bullet. The ability to let the bullet pass through the Momo fruit is 100 times stronger. The bullet instantly became fast, and its scale became especially huge. Boom, 2 shocks collided, and immediately swept through the terrifying explosion, centering on the collision of the two attacks. An energy ball produced by the explosion continued to expand and quickly spread to the surrounding seas. Sweeping the sea caused waves, pushing away a large amount of seawater. Someone saw this and said, "These two people are starting to move in real life. I'm already fighting with all my strength. It's completely different from before. This is the battle between the strong." Others nodded involuntarily. Supernovas who became spectators on the sidelines. Sure enough, that world didn't burst into full force just now. Apu looked at the two people fighting in the field, although he said with a sigh. Of course. Rain no Shiryu, the strength of this guy is very strong. World will die if it doesn't fight with all its strength. Drake said confidently about the strength of Shiryu of Rain. To serve as the head guard of Impel Down, first of all strength must pass the barrier. Kira, if this is the basic strength of New World's top level. We still have a long way to go. Kid compares the strength of the two people who are fighting with himself. Found that there is still a lot of difference in strength. It also burned on Kid's body with a strong will to fight. No matter who wins in the end, it will be his goal to surpass in the future. At the same time, I am determined to become stronger. Rain no Captain Shiryu, come on, Captain Shiryu of Rain, kill the opponent. We, the Whitebeard pirates, are the strongest, come on, Captain Shiryu of Rain. On the ship of the Whitebeard pirates, the crew members were screaming desperately. This can be regarded as Shiryu of Rain. After joining the Whitebeard pirates, this is the first official battle. More than an hour has passed since the battle. In the field, Shiryu of Rain and World. The two of them had no room left to attack each other with all their strength. World is the more you fight, the more you discover the strength of Shiryu of Rain, which is really powerful. No matter how he bursts out, or uses the boosting ability brought by various Momo fruits. You can't get it 100%, Shiryu of Rain, so strong. Did he still hide his strength? I have no reservations. Why do you get more and more courageous in the war? World shocked Shiryu who looked at the cold-faced Rain who rushed over again. The strength of Shiryu of Rain in front of him is definitely the strong one he has played against and ranks in the top in strength. In the era of 30 years ago, among the famous powerhouses, Shiryu's strength absolutely ranked top. Boom. World stepped on his right foot and pushed harder. Momo, 30 times faster. Increase the speed of his own movement by 30 times, and when the speed bursts out, he rushes towards Shiryu of Rain. Rain Shiryu saw World rushing over quickly, and immediately counterattacked. The fierce flying slash cut through the sky and went straight to the world. The whole body is hardened. Armament Haki will harden World from head to toe. Ah, World, shout, directly rushed away with the flying slash. Shiryu of the Rain looked at World, and completely resisted his own slash, and rushed to himself. Stop looking down on people. B******************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************* weapons and arms, and entangled the violent bloodthirsty again. The goal of this is to let the slash bring Haki's power. Burndy World rushed out, Shiryu of Rain was already smoky all over after slashing the rain continuously. With such a violent slash, the pressure was not small. Just rushing out of the sword rain, World suddenly had a bad feeling in his heart. Next moment, Rain Shiryu watched World rush out of his attack range. Juhizan, put the thunderstorm into the sheath, quickly pull it out again, and sweep towards the world. Since World just rushed out of the sword rain, although it has armament Haki defensive power. But the strong slash still caused some damage. Let World's ability to react a little bit down. Coupled with getting older, observation Haki can't stay awake all the time. In the end, he had no choice but to resist Shiryu of Rain's Juhei slash. Damn it's B***********. D. Boom. Eyes and hits after World. Rain Shiryu is even more chasing after victory. Boom. 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 World was directly fired by Shiryu of Rain and concentrated on fire. The location of World instantly turned into a smooth cutting trace. Shiryu of Rain, you are too arrogant, Momo, cut 100 times. World took out a knife directly from a certain part of the body. Increase the size of the knife by 100 times, and the speed of slashing is also increased by 100 times. The powerful attack of World directly broke the passive situation. Go to hell. Shiryu of Rain. The sword's slashing trajectory was overwhelming and rushed towards Shiryu. Rain Shiryu saw this huge slashing wave, his pupils shrank. But immediately his expression became serious. Shout. You are too smug, World. Rain Shiryu also exploded with his strongest slash. Now you can only use this trick to block World's huge chopping wave attack. Boom. The fluctuations caused by this blow were even more terrifying than the fluctuations in the battle of the past hour. The entire ground was directly exploded, and a large number of gravel-sized stones poured down. At this moment, this kind of scene is truly like the end of the world. And the two energies of Cyan Slash and Red Slash were also surging crazily. Whether it is the people who come to watch the game, or the Supernova, or the 2 volleys 6 of Beast's pirates. T and Peggy won. Everyone was surprised at the battle between Shiryu of Rain and World. Countless people swallowed their saliva several times, and a sense of anticipation reached the highest level, and the shock in their hearts never subsided. There is no one who doesn't gaff, everyone else is basically. The difference between them and Yuji Shiryu and World is not the difference between the sky and the earth, but the difference in one dimension. These two people are monsters at all, it's not a level creature at all. Reign of Shiryu and World, the battle between the two has turned into a white-hot stage. The two sides broke out in a fierce battle for several hours. Both appeared, injured in varying degrees, from the most intense collision to the current normal battle. Shiryu of Rain, that's okay, can fight me to this extent. But today, you still have to lose to me, World. World kept breathing, and after such a long battle, I was very tired. But he said strongly, stop talking big, who wins and who loses, I don't know yet. However, your stamina has begun to fail. Rain Shiryu knows the enemy in front of him, World is very strong. But Shiryu of Rain is 100% confident that he can kill World. Just as World took a breather, Shiryu of Rain caught on the right time. A quick dash, hit World instantly. Damn it, careless. Momo, 50 times faster. World, looking at the cut wound on his body, he also used Momo's ability in an instant. Use fast speed to get rid of Shiryu's pursuit again. A-hole, take the trick. World, roared towards Shiryu of Rain. Many people have already thought that if Shiryu of Rain from the Whitebeard pirates does not come this time, there may be no way to end it. Even the two ancient abilities of Beast's pirates can't beat World. It can only barely be able to fight. As for Supernova? Just forget it, it's simply not enough for World to fight. Have been crushed. But there are two people who are more anxious, that is Ulti and Peggy Wan. They came with a mission this time, now it's so bad that you can't even join the battlefield? It really loses the face of Beast's pirates, but how can they be the sixth volley? Peggy Wan has a bounty of more than 200 million, and Green has a bounty of 400 million. Did the people from the Whitebeard pirates dominate the battlefield? They can only be reduced to watching the battle? Peggy Wan asked, Sister, what do you do now, if you wait until their battle is over? At that time, the Whitebeard pirates will definitely take all the supplies to their own. In the end, we, Beast's pirates, may not get it at all. This is what Peggy Wan is particularly worried about now. There is no way, now I can only ask his sister Ulti. What to do? Ulti also had a headache. Now the situation is becoming more and more obvious, that Shiryu of Rain is already gaining the upper hand. It is estimated that it may not take long before World will be killed. Then they Beast's pirates may have to stand aside. After thinking about it, he replied, there's a way to crack it. That is to call back and ask for support. Strong support is needed, otherwise it's useless. The strength of Shiryu of Rain is obviously very strong. It is estimated that among the 3 plagues, Jin may only be able to fight him. We all miscalculated, we didn't expect that World would be so powerful. Fully possess the combat effectiveness of the senior cadres of the 4 Emperors pirate group. Although we were able to fight a battle, we did not win. Ulti has never called for support, this kind of shameful thing. I can't do it a bit, and I will definitely be laughed at by Beast's pirates. But the situation is getting worse. It's reached the point where a decision must be made immediately. If the task is messed up, Kaido will definitely find the two siblings to settle the accounts. Sister, call back and ask for support. Peggy Wan felt that he couldn't delay. I see. Finally Ulti was also relieved. The other four Supernovae have clenched their fists. Today is a real lesson for them if there is no absolute strength. Everything is no good, especially Kid, his self-esteem was really hit. He should be on the court at this time. You can only watch the battle from the sidelines? I also felt a force in my body, as if it was about to burst out. Chapter 116 Rain Shiryu taunts Kizaru Beast's pirates in Wano Kuni. I also received a call from Ulti, asking for a support call. At this time, Beast's pirates is basically fried. Sasaki cursed directly. Ulti and Peggy Wan, what do those two idiots eat? It's all 6 volleys? These two guys are so embarrassing. Governor Kaido, I suggest expelling those two guys from the position of volleyball. With this level of strength, I don't deserve to be the 6th volley with me at all. Shut up, don't make any noise. Kaido directly stopped Sasaki from making noise. Then he said, Jin, you go for a trip, that old ghost, there aren't many people whose strength has declined. I thought it was impelled down for decades, but it should have been abandoned. I see, Governor Kaido. At this time Kaido sent him out. It is also a last resort. Normally, there are very few things that need to be handled by him personally. But at this time, he and Governor Kaido were the only ones who could reach the battlefield quickly. Governor Kaido cannot surrender himself to solve World. Then he can only be dispatched. The Flame Cinder walked out of the Ghost Island and directly transformed his body into a zone, transforming into a toothless pterosaur form. Spread your wings and fly out. The wings burned with flames. The speed is extremely fast, and it keeps flying towards the battlefield where T is. A marine military ship is sailing forward. A Captain Marine ran up to Admiral Kizaru and saluted and reported, Report, Paluzolino Admiral. At present we are about to reach the battlefield. Do you want to sail at the current speed? Or do you go first? Now Shiryu of the reign of the Whitebeard pirates over there has already battled World and is about to win. There are also 2 members of Beast's pirates and 4 Supernovas, all of them are there. Kizaru lay on a chair, enjoying the sun, hearing his report. The wretched said, It's terrible, a humble island has so many pirates concentrated. Marshal Sengoku is also true, sending such a dangerous mission to the old man. Marine soldiers on the side, they were all embarrassed. This Kizaru hit Admiral is really out of touch, such a tense moment is so leisurely. Kizaru stood up and rubbed his shoulders and said casually, Since the battle over there, it's almost over. So old man, I can't go on leisurely anymore, you guys will follow up afterwards. The old man will go and meet these pirates for a while. The moment Kizaru's words fell, it turned into a stream of light and flashed. A straight line of light burst straight into the distant waters. Kizaru Admiral's speed is still so amazing. Yeah, it disappeared in an instant. Anyway, Kizaru Admiral is Naval Headquarters' highest strength admiral. But the opponent is the Whitebeard pirates. What are you afraid of? It's not the 4 emperors Luo Tian who is dispatched. I believe Kizaru Admiral, it can definitely be done. Yes, the 4 emperors pirate group, also the 4 emperors, have terrifying combat power. Those members are just a few that can compete with Admiral. As for why now, Marine has thoroughly analyzed the battles of these 4 emperors pirate groups. Because it is on top after the end of the war. Naval Headquarters conducted a systematic investigation of the 4 emperors pirate group and analyzed its combat power. It's really because of this all-out war with the Whitebeard pirates. The wrong assessment of Luo Tian caused Marine to be hit hard. Marine is also afraid that this will happen again the next time he fights with other powerful pirate groups. At this time, Shiryu of Rain and World are facing each other. The state of World has taken a turn for the worse. I feel physically weak on the other hand, Shiryu of Rain is still in a very saturated state. The difference between high and low is immediately reflected. Their battle will soon be determined. It seems that they are still from the Whitebeard pirates, even more powerful. I heard that Shiryu of Rain is the captain of the 2nd Division. If you don't have enough strength, there is definitely no way to be the captain of the 2nd Division. But it seems that the captains of the first 5 divisions of the Whitebeard pirates are very powerful. The captain of the 4th Division is the original 7 warlords of the Sea Jinbei. The spectators also discussed the distribution of the new forces of the Whitebeard pirate group. Others went on to discuss, these 4 Emperor's Regiment cadres alone have made countless people unable to shake their status. Otherwise, how could the status of these 4 Emperors be so high? It is to have countless capable people, these people consolidate the position of the 4 Emperors. It's like now whether it's the Beast's pirates or the Whitebeard pirates. If you pull out a senior cadre alone, you can become a big pirate. Just leave it alone, this battle is about to end. I feel that it's over, it's a pity, it should be more interesting to follow up. It's terrible, unexpectedly, so many pirates really gathered here. The old man is looking at it, is it a headache? After Kizaru arrived, he made a long voice. Everyone who heard the sound looked quickly. That's Marine Admiral Kizaru. Damn it, Marine, came here without warning. What should we do? Shall we run away? That's Marine Admiral. What are you afraid of? Even if the sky falls, there will be tall people standing against it. 2. The pirates who were still talking excitedly were shocked, but Marine Admiral was too oppressive. Usually when they see Marine Admiral, they always run far away. But now there are 2 members of the 4 Emperors pirate group, there is no need to be so scared. If something happens, they will stand up first. Originally planned to quickly kill Shiryu of Rain in World, he had to stop. His eyes swept towards Kizaru. Perusalino, it's not a good thing to come here at this time. Yuji Shiryu is very upset, this feeling of being interrupted in the middle. Is it the damn Marine? World saw Kizaru wearing a marine coat? I was furious in an instant, and now I see people from World government and Marine. World couldn't help but want to kill. He forced a sigh of relief, Momo 50 times faster. Suddenly head towards Kizaru in an instant, the speed is outrageous. Kizaru put aside his cynical attitude and said, it's terrible. Mr. Burndy. World? The old man just appeared, you launched a sneak attack? This is not very good. So, have you ever learned? Lightspeed kick? Mr. World yo? World cursed secretly, this Kizaru really owed it too much. Armament Haki's fist is unabated, and he is going straight to Kizaru. Kizaru escaped with a flash and appeared behind World in an instant. Sweep and kick to World. Bang! The heavy blow hit World's waist in an instant. World hurts, I was kicked directly by Kizaru and smashed countless rubble continuously. Kizaru absent-mindedly said, I said don't sneak attack, Mr. World. World jumped out and couldn't help vomiting blood. He stared at Kizaru like a torch, bloodshot. Kizaru rubbed his chin and said, it seems that you have consumed a lot of energy before? It seems that if you want to clean up, the old man doesn't need to spend too much energy. Kizaru is quite satisfied with the current results. Playing a tired World is much easier than a full World. But just before Kizaru's words were finished, a bloodthirsty flying slash rushed toward his face. Kizaru quickly flashed over, it's dangerous, you almost got shot? Shiryu of Rain. So, you have to be an enemy of the old man? The old man kindly helped you clean up the world, don't thank you, forget it. I want to be an enemy with the old man. Stop giving it to me, just pretend. You yellow-skinned monkey. World smashed the rock next to him with his left hand. Even if the physical exertion is a lot, I will kill you, Marine. Now World no longer cares about Shiryu of Rain, and the target has changed to Kizaru. Now the situation has suddenly changed to a triangle pairing. Everyone is an enemy to everyone. Rain Shiryu also did not regard World as a temporary teammate. World also regards Shiryu of Rain as an enemy, but only temporarily sets Kizaru as the first target. Kizaru felt a headache. In any case, he is Marine Admiral, and these people on the opposite side are all pirates. From a standpoint, everyone is an enemy. Kizaru tilted his mouth and said leisurely, Rain no Shiryu, or let's work together temporarily. First solve World and then talk? Well, you are also from Marine. Yuji Shiryu responded with a sneer, Kizaru, you are really fantastic. Find out, I am now the captain of the 2nd Division of the Whitebeard Pirates. It's the enemy forces with Marine. Obviously Yuji Shiryu doesn't eat Kizaru at all. What kind of person is Kizaru? He still doesn't know. Fish in troubled waters like Grandmaster, if you want to choose. Rain of Shiryu would rather choose to cooperate with World to kill Kizaru. Now I have completely joined the pirate power. Shiryu of Rain. Kizaru didn't expect this bloodthirsty guy. Will it become so loyal to a pirate force? Of course, I want to assist Luo Tian to sit on the throne. As for Marine, is destined to be swept into the dust of history. Shiryu of Rain had already decided to assist Luo Tian with all his strength. But it doesn't matter if Kizaru can do this now, I'll know at that time. Their captain Luo Tian has already begun to plan the next step, killing an admiral of headquarters. At that time, it will be successful, and it will definitely cause a worldwide sensation. Kizaru frowned. I wondered why Shiryu of Rain was sneering? Shouldn't. The current situation should not be very beneficial to you no Shiryu. Is there any backstop? Or there is the support force of the Whitebeard Pirates? However, Kizaru never thought of it. At this moment, Yuji Shiryu thought of. To kill them Admiral of Headquarters. If you think of this, you will definitely be shocked in a cold sweat. World roared. Hey, Momahua expanded the 2 bullets 100 times. Hit Kizaru and Shiryu of Rain together in an instant. Does this idiot really think he has the strength to deal with the 2 of us together? Yuji Shiryu cursed secretly. I feel very speechless for Yuji Shiryu's practice. Seriously suspect that this world cannot understand the strength gap. Just attack 2 people at the same time. Not only is he no longer an opponent, but now he has to attack Kizaru at the same time. It's terrible, Burndy. World, worthy of being world destroyer, courage is commendable. Kizaru was also a little surprised. Anyway, at present, there is no one who can threaten him. Just have fun. Boom, boom, boom. It was originally a triangle situation, but it was instantly broken by World. Becoming a 1-on-2 is not a 1-on-2. Shiryu and Kizaru of Rain have no cooperation. 0. For flowers. Also beware of each other. Prevent the opponent from suddenly stabbing in the back. World had already consumed a lot of physical strength, but now it is attacking 2 strong men at the same time. The rate of physical exertion is once again greatly improved. He was already enduring his exhausted body and was forcibly fighting. When World was about to hit Kizaru with a punch, Shiryu hit World directly from behind, and immediately flew flesh and blood. Instantly disrupt the attack rhythm of World. Kizaru also spotted the opportunity and shot a laser, penetrating World's chest, and World was hit continuously for an instant. Even the entire armament Haki defense was almost unsustainable. You can't do it, Mr. World. Kizaru sneered. This kind of combat mode is his favorite and can suppress a strong man. Kizaru felt very refreshed, just while Kizaru was still raising his hand. Shiryu suddenly changed direction and swiped towards Kizaru. Sure enough, the pirates are all untrustworthy. Fortunately, they responded quickly, otherwise they would be hit by Shiryu of Rain again. I didn't talk about cooperating with Marine. Find out Kizaru for me. From the beginning to the end, there was no such thing as cooperating with Marine. Suddenly launching a sneak attack? Isn't it normal? Sky Cloud Sword. Kizaru also used his strength and drew out the Sky Cloud Sword. Puff, bang, quickly hit with Shiryu in succession. Two weapons, dozens of fast confrontations per second. It's dazzling. Damn it, they're so strong. Kid was unwilling. He should be the one who shows off his skills now. As a result, it took a few shots in the early stage. In the end, they all evolved into a spectator? But he can't be beaten this way. Unswervingly said, in the future, I will be stronger than these people. One Piece is the only place where Kid can sit. What four emperors, what Luo Tian? Wait for me, lousy, I will defeat you one by one. Being behind temporarily cannot break Kid's competitive spirit. And Kira next to him said, we will find a place to practice a certain distance. That Haki has to be a master, otherwise it would be too bad for us. I think so too, Kid. Kira agreed. In this battle, Kira also discovered that Haki was too important. Absolutely not, otherwise every time you play against the strong in New World, you will suffer too much. Swordsmanship is amazing. Shiryu of Rain. After Kizaru fought, he gave high praise to Shiryu of Rain. Swordsmanship of the great swordsman level is very rare in the entire world. No matter who it is, as long as the swordsmanship reaches the level of the great swordsman, he will not be unknown. They are all big names. Mutual each other, your strength can pass, Kizaru. Shiryu was also shocked by Kizaru's swordsmanship. Kizaru, who only knows how to use sparkling fruit all day long, didn't expect swordsmanship to be so powerful. He was able to fight swordsmanship against him, but you are facing Marine Admiral, don't think that you can compete with the old man? Reign of Shiryu's words, Kizaru will not be regarded as unheard. It must be given a little color. Kizaru accelerates his attack speed, not only the use of swordsmanship, but also the ability to incorporate sparkling fruit. Block. 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 The sound of the weapon's impact was so fast that people thought it was a sound. Shiryu is also desperate to counterattack Kizaru swiftly. Knowing that Kizaru is starting to gain strength, then he can't keep a bit of it. Otherwise, once you get caught a little chance, you will be injured instantly. Admiral of Headquarters, each is a monster. Even though his Shiryu of Rain thought he was already very strong, he did not think he was stronger than Admiral of Headquarters. Captain Shiryu, should he be able to handle it? It should be no problem. Looking at the current battle, Captain Shiryu is no weaker than that of Kizaru. It's all a close match, so there is no need to worry about it. Do you want to inform the regiment? Let Captain Luo Tian send the captains to support? I think someone should be sent here, except for Captain Shiryu who can deal with all the enemies. None of us can provide any help. Then call back, report the situation and say the Marine has sent Admiral over. Yes, that's right. The people of the Whitebeard pirate group were also worried that the situation could not be controlled. The captains of the squad must be dispatched. Now the situation is getting chaotic. If you don't have enough troops, you won't be able to get the head start. Don't say the Whitebeard pirates are in a hurry. On the other side of Beast's pirates, Ulti Peggy Wan is also anxious. Their people have not come yet. Sister, do you want to call and remind you? Peggy Wan asked her sister Ulti if she would like to call back. Don't call back to ask, it's not good. Governor Kaido will really go crazy. Especially Sasaki, he will definitely fall into trouble by then. Someone should have been sent, probably on the way. It's some distance from Wano, not so fast. Ulti is also anxious, but now I can only wait for support and can't do other things. If they were two brothers and sisters, they would not be in a hurry. Mainly now it is like an ant on a hot pot. The battle over there is going on fiercely. They are the 6 volleys of Beast's pirates, can't even join? You can also join forcibly, but you can't beat it. It might as well not join. Knife. Chapter 117. The strong arrived one after another. Reign of Shiryu and Kizaru are constantly fighting swordsmanship quickly. Cut through the sky like a whirlwind. Although Kizaru is inferior to Shiryu of Rain in swordsmanship, Kizaru relies on sparkling fruit ability. It can be evenly matched with Shiryu of Rain in swordsmanship. They are so strong, it's terrible. I have never seen such a fast swordsmanship confrontation. I don't know how amazing the swordsmanship of Hancock, the world's most powerful swordsman, Eagle Eye, will be. Anyway, the gap between us and the strength of these people is too big. The terrible thing is that these 4 emperors, Marines are so powerful when they are dispatched. There are many more powerful like this. hidden in the distance, the pirates who came to watch the battle tremblingly could only talk quietly at this moment. And somewhere over the sea, the flames, the first of the three plagues, were flying to the battlefield at a rapid speed. Toothless pterosaur form, flying at full speed, can also reach a speed of 100 meters per second. Usually Shiryu and Kizaru fight again and separate from each other. Old man, admit your strength, Shiryu of Rain. Kizaru also affirmed the strength of Shiryu of Rain. It's really strong, and most people can't take Shiryu of Rain at all. Even if Admiral of Headquarters is dispatched in person, there is no guarantee that Shiryu of Rain will be taken 100%. Because Shiryu's combat effectiveness is very close to the Admiral level. This is equivalent to the strength of Marco, who played against it before. This kind of combat power, without a period of confrontation, there is no way to tell the winner. If you really want to fight life and death, Kizaru is confident that he can kill Shiryu of Rain. At that time, it will take at least half a day of fighting. In such a short confrontation, there is no way to tell the winner. Yuji Shiryu disdainfully said, "You don't need your acknowledgement, Kizaru. If you are acquainted, get out of here quickly, otherwise." Rain Shiryu said this, staring at Kizaru with ferocious eyes. I can see that Kizaru's heart is a little hairy. It's terrible, Shiryu of Rain. Or after joining the Whitebeard pirates, did you become more stylish? But you might not figure it out, the old man is Marine Admiral. Do you really think, 3, 2, 3, are you able to deal with the old man? Kizaru directly countered Shiryu's irony when faced with Rain. There must be a limit even if it is in the device. However, even though Yuji Shiryu said so, he also knew that the situation was a bit bleak. From the previous battle, Shiryu of Rain wanted to injure Kizaru with great difficulty. And World also recovered some temporarily at this time. I was hit by Shiryu and Kizaru in succession just now, and I was hit hard in an instant. In fact, World already has an idea to retreat. It is estimated that today, there is no way to solve these people. Jin, who was coming at full speed, had already seen the island and the ships docking around him. The strong players present are very sensitive to nerves. Such a violent breath is fast approaching, how can I not feel it? So they all looked over. Both Ulti and Peggy Wan breathed a sigh of relief and finally came. Although it had been guessed before, it might be Jin who came over. But if I don't see anyone, I always worry. Now that I saw Jin himself, I was relieved instantly. Is that the head of the 3 plagues of Beast's pirates, Jin? Sure enough, reinforcements from Beast's pirates are here. There is still a bounty of 1.39 billion Baileys. The first of the 3 plagues, the confidant of Kaido, the 4 emperors, Beasts. Beast's pirates' top cadre is the leader of the big board. That is, Beast's pirates is second only to Kaido's henchmen and subordinates. This is also a big man. Will there be any big people coming here? What's going on today? How come one after another monsters keep appearing? The pirates around all screamed in exclamation. It was really shocking. This was the second in command of the Whitebeard pirates. It is second only to the existence of Kaido, although Shiryu's combat effectiveness is comparable to Marco. But no one would regard Shiryu of Rain as the second in command of the Whitebeard pirates. This is the difference in status symbolism. Marco is the only person who can serve as the second person in the Whitebeard pirates. Now that the flame cinder has come, it has caused such a huge sensation, it's terrible. The big pirates keep appearing one after another? Marshal Sengoku is also true, and he didn't tell the old man in advance. This mission will be so troublesome, there will be so many big pirates. What a headache. Kizaru didn't feel beautiful anymore, and now the second in command of Beast's pirates came over. Will there be other 4 Emperor's pirates who will continue to join the battlefield? Kizaru felt too difficult to deal with. Today's tasks are constantly escalating. Rain Shiryu also saw Jin coming. It turned out to be Jin. It seems that Beast's pirates is very concerned about this batch of materials taken away by World. Otherwise, I won't send Bingji over. Although this shipment is also important to the Whitebeard pirates, it is not so important. But look at the look of Beast's pirates. I want to come to that batch of goods as something important. After arriving, Jin exited the toothless pterosaur form and glanced at the entire battlefield. Ulti and Peggy Wan came to Jin's side at the same time, telling him everything from just now to the present. Yan also saw World, who was seriously injured, and Yuji Shiryu and Kizaru who were facing each other. In general, his arrival has broken the current deadlock. The whole scene has become more and more weird again. Yan walked towards the center of the battlefield step by step. Everyone looked at Jin, including Shiryu of Rain and Kizaru. After all, it is now even more incapable of doing it at will. I don't know how Jin will act when that happens, so I can only choose to wait and see first. Jin knew what his purpose was. Directly to World, he asked, "Go ahead, where did you hide those Beast's pirates' goods? If you tell the truth, I will kill you right away." "A whole kid, do you think he'll tell you? World doesn't eat him." As for what killed him, such words have no effect at all for his World. Jin began to slowly draw out his katana. Since soft ones are useless, then come hard ones. World took a combat stance in an instant. This guy who just arrived is not easy. World has to work hard to deal with it, it's terrible. So I didn't come together to deal with the old man, so don't worry. Otherwise, this mission would be too unpleasant. Although Kizaru is not afraid that Jin will join in to fight him, but he is also afraid of trouble. But looking at the situation now, it's pretty good, not too bad. Yuji Shiryu cuts, you should take care of yourself, Kizaru. You are the only marine here. Kizaru bowed helplessly, planning to deal with it next time. And when everyone thought they would start fighting again, Doflamingo ran in midair on the line. The first person I saw was Diao Yin Apu, and he was shocked. Isn't that 7 warlords of the sea, Doflamingo? Now even 7 warlords of the sea is dispatched? With the words of Dian Yin Apu out, people began to see Doflamingo one after another. You really got it right just now. Sure enough, there are strong people coming, but it's too unexpected. The one who came turned out to be 7 warlords of the sea, Doflamingo. But whoever comes, why is it 7 warlords of the sea, Doflamingo? Is he sent by the world government to support Marine Admiral Kizaru? After all, 7 warlords of the sea is still one of the organizations under the world government. Really, it may have come to support Marine Admiral Kizaru. Some pirates have already begun to speculate about the purpose of 7 warlords of the sea, Doflamingo. In fact, people from Beast's pirates, Whitebeard pirates, or Kizaru are all skeptical. On the contrary, the Supernovas already think that Doflamingo is the person sent by the world government. The Whitebeard pirates felt that the situation was out of track. Just forget about Beast's pirates, the head of the 3 plagues. 7 warlords of the sea, Doflamingo followed. In fact, before, they felt that they would just come and clean up world. It's a pity that everything is counted, and it is impossible to count that it has become this situation now. I have to call back. Captain Shiryu alone, there is no way to deal with it. We may not all be safe in the end, it's better to call back and inform. All the boys of the Whitebeard pirate group know that it has become very troublesome and dangerous now. The most shocking one is Kizaru. Curiously asked, Doflamingo, Marshal Sengoku asked you to come over, or? This is still Kizaru did not say, but I believe Doflamingo will definitely understand what he means. It means to ask Doflamingo if he was sent by 5 elders. Hey, of course not, I came here to see, this legacy of the old age, the last struggle. Doflamingo's words are full of disdain for World. The meaning is obvious, World will not survive today. You bastards one by one, already irritated me completely. World has never felt so angry. These people, all of them are considered to be him. World is a soft hoof. When he came, they all said to clean him up, World. I look down on people, and I won't look down on it like that. He, World, was the big thief of the prestigious New World decades ago. These little ghosts were still playing in the mud back then. World jumped up, Momo was 50 times faster, and instantly rushed towards Doflamingo with an acceleration. He, spider's web wall. Doflamingo opened his right hand, and a huge spider web formed instantly. World hit the spider's web wall with a punch, but failed to break through. Successfully defended by Doflamingo, World, your strength is not enough. Even my defenses can't be broken. Doflamingo sneered, mocking that World couldn't even break his defense. World gritted his teeth, he himself knew that his attack strength had begun to drop. Now it's so hard that even some of the broken spider webs of a little devil can't be broken. Continuously fighting, there is not much time to recover. In addition, the age is indeed older, and the physical strength is not as abundant as in the prime of life. Doflamingo will not let World go, from this guy, the good things that ruined him. He was already planning to disaster him, 5 color strings. Doflamingo pulls with his left hand suddenly, 5 fingers popped out of 5 long threads, and the wind swept towards the World. World was also a little unresponsive by this sudden blow. It's too late to evade, then it can only harden the defense of the whole body armament Haki. 5 color strings slapped World, and even World felt a pain. He knew that even the strength of armament Haki had dropped. We must retreat. If it is delayed, we really have to explain here. Jin looked at Doflamingo, although this guy has a cooperative relationship with Beast's pirates. But once he comes, he will snatch his prey. This Jin can be regarded as not seeing zero. Then he said, Doflamingo, didn't you know that you took my prey? Jin exudes a strong aura. Doflamingo put away his attack, Kabuto put his hands in his pants, and walked around at will. Bian responded, it's Jin, since they are all prey, it would be a disaster to him together. Doflamingo didn't want to conflict with Jin either. After all, this guy is Kaido's right-hand man. It has a pivotal position in Beast's pirates. He, Doflamingo, is not afraid of Jin, but the beast Kaido behind him. Then no need, I came here personally just to clean up the world. Jin can't eat the Doflamingo set, what should we solve together? He doesn't want face, just one world, he did it himself, more than enough. What if there was another Doflamingo? It seemed as if he couldn't kill World. World is going to curse, what is it, really think he is a soft hoof? Can you assign it at will? Can anyone come and kill him? When he stopped fighting Kizaru on the side, Shiryu of Rain couldn't be regarded as not seeing. The famous sword Thunderstorm slowly withdrew his eyes sharp, and said, you guys. Clarified for me, this person offends the Whitebeard pirates, then it should be left to me. As for you, where do you come from? Yuji Shiryu found these people and didn't know the situation. World was the first to snatch supplies from the Whitebeard pirates. He hasn't spoken yet, he just came to snatch it, what are you kidding me? It's terrible, So old man, I have to say a few words. World is the criminal who escaped from impelled down. The old man came here only to arrest him, then various pirates? Can you please leave? It's very difficult to handle things like this old man. For Kizaru, it is necessary to say a few words. Marine catching pirates is justified. No arrests have been made for these people. Kizaru is already considered to be a lot of face to these people. These are all big pirates. If it is arrested, the credit will be great. Although they may not be able to beat them together, the momentum on the lips can be weakened. Otherwise, the color of Marine would be lost by his Kizaru. Immediately after the flames, Shiryu of Rain, Kizaru, and Doflamingo were 4. The aura of each person is constantly rising. This is terrifying. The senior cadres of the 4 Emperors Regiment, Marine Admiral, 7 Warlords of the Sea, gathered together. I suspect that when these few are combined, they can all become a new 4 Emperors pirate group. Impossible. That is the 4 Emperors pirate group. Obviously the combat power is not enough. But in any case, these people are big and famous people in the sea. But how do they deal with it in the end? Looking at their appearance, they all don't give in to each other. You are stupid. Didn't you find that they are all targets world? That is, this world is the center of the storm, and the problem lies with world. As long as this world is still there, they will not give in to each other. After all, they are all big people with a head and a face. If you give in on this kind of thing, the loss of face will be great. I will be misunderstood and be weaker than others. However, these things are beyond our control anyway. We should come here to watch the show. Yeah, that's right, it's just like watching the 2.2 play. The pirates who watched the battle from a distance also expressed their own opinions. But it's just their own opinions, it is impossible to determine the will of the people in the field. Kira felt that the situation was getting worse. At this time, I still stay here, and the level of danger is increasing. Then he asked, Kid, or let's retreat first. We can no longer intervene in matters here. If you intervene, it may cause trouble. Kid also feels that the situation is getting more and more wrong. It just didn't say it. Now that Kira said it, Kid's heart was somewhat shaken. Since you can't intervene anymore, it's better to retreat. Look for opportunities in the future. After all, I just arrived at New World not long ago. The foundation has not yet stood firm, just when Kid and Kira were hesitant. On the other side, Dingy and Apu has sneaked away slowly. If the situation is wrong, the first thing that comes to mind is to escape. If you don't wait or run away, it's really too late. Now that there is strength, there is really no need to do so. But the problem is that the strength is not enough. Those people now come out at random. Can clean him up, still stay there to die. His AP is not stupid. Similarly, Drake originally planned to see if he could find a chance to join the Beast's pirates or the Whitebeard pirates. It now appears that this has not been achieved, can only wait for the next opportunity. He still has an undercover mission that hasn't been completed. If you were killed here, that is a great loss to naval headquarters. Already waiting for the time to retreat quickly. As long as you see the opportunity, then quickly escape from here. Chapter 118 Kizaru Yin Everybody's Hands. At this time, World was still worried about how to retreat at that time. Now we have seen the opportunity. Now these people are opposed to each other. It was his chance, but a bit surprised him, that was that these people turned out to be all his targets. It seems that his world still has great value, but it's not this kind of value. It consumes a lot of money now. If you want to leave, you have to get a hit. Otherwise, waiting for these people, they will all react. It became very difficult for him to retreat at that time. Let's temporarily recover a little physical strength. One thing is also something he has to admit. That is, he is really old, and after only a few hours of fighting, his physical strength has begun to be unable to keep up. I think fighting of this intensity back then was commonplace. Just when no one wants to take the lead, suddenly a voice broke the deadlock. Toot toot, Kizaru also looked at him for a while, as if it was uploaded from him. This is a bit embarrassing, but still take out the phone worm to answer. As for answering the phone, what should I do if I am attacked? Sorry, Kizaru is really not afraid of being attacked. He also attacked others. Moses, this is Paluzalino. Sengoku's voice came from the phone worm. Kizaru, what's the situation now? This is currently what Sengoku cares about. After all, there is no battlefield broadcast, so it is impossible to really understand the current battlefield situation. It can only be like now, call over and ask. This is also calculated by Sengoku, relying solely on Kizaru's combat power. This time is enough to clean up world. It is a pity that Sengoku could never imagine that several powerful pirates have gathered on the battlefield today. Kizaru rubbed his hair and glanced at Shiryu of Rain, Cinder of Fire, and Doflamingo. Feels troublesome, helplessly replied. Sorry, Marshal Sengoku. The situation is not optimistic. It is estimated that this task will not be completed. What's the situation? Can't be done. Don't tell me, you are fishing in troubled water again, Kizaru? Marshal Sengoku, don't talk nonsense. I have been fighting with all my strength. It's just that the opponent is too troublesome. What kind of numbness is not troublesome? Just world, you will not be able to clean O2. Don't make me funny, Kizaru. Kizaru's wretched expression hadn't been for Sengoku to be one level higher than him. I really wanted to quit. But when World heard this, he was so angry that Sengoku B*********D. Whatever you say, there is only one world. You still can't solve it? Who do you look down on? Kizaru could only continue to answer. Marshal Sengoku, you should listen first. What is the current situation on my side? Sengoku heard this and knew the situation there, so he must be a little bit optimistic. At present, the people here mainly have beasts pirates, the first of the 3 plagues, including the 2 Vali's 6 sons. The Whitebeard pirates are Shiryu of Rain, and 7 warlords of the sea. Doflamingo is here. The goal of these people is the world. I feel very embarrassed, old man. None of these people is simple. When Sengoku heard this on the other end of the phone worm, the tea in his mouth almost spit out. He did not expect that a world would cause so many people. In fact, it's not just these people, but what does the people behind these people mean? And why is 7 warlords of the sea Doflamingo also there? These are the problems. If Sengoku doesn't figure it out, you will feel trouble sleeping and eating. I also knew that if Kizaru was asked to complete the task, it would be impossible. There is no simple one where people are currently. Cinder of Beasts pirates, Shiryu of Rain of Whitebeard pirates. As for Doflamingo to be determined, after all, it is 7 warlords of the sea. It also belongs to the world government. It is the current situation, an admiral is dispatched, and indeed some combat power is insufficient. Sengoku did not dare to touch these 4 emperors pirate group too much at this time. Marine is now at the critical handover moment, including the next world conscription. No accidents are allowed. There is really no way, so Kizaru can only retreat first. Taking a deep breath, Sengoku replied, Kizaru, it's up to you to see the situation. If you feel the situation is not right, then retreat temporarily. Sengoku's meaning is also very obvious, that is, don't have violent conflicts with these pirates for now. Let's wait for Marine to stabilize. I understand. Kizaru finished replying and hung up. Seriously, Kizaru didn't want to continue the mission. Go back and rest early, that's the business. Kizaru didn't cover up these conversations, so they were basically heard. Kizaru, you don't need to stay here anymore. If you want to stay here, don't blame the knife in my hand, you're welcome. Usually Shiryu intends to let Kizaru out first. As for the rest, it's his own abilities. Kizaru showed a wretched expression. It's terrible, Shiryu of Rain. However, the old man wants to leave and stay, it's not what you said. Although I can leave at any time, Kizaru wants to stay with these people and play for a while. World instantly realized that this was an opportunity. Immediately a reflexive sprint, Momo's ability burst out. Leave at full speed. Everyone present is guarding each other. As a result, I was stunned by the operation of World. This old guy said righteously before that he wanted to kill all of them. The results of it? When something went wrong, he immediately turned and fled. World intends to gather more strength after escaping this time. To destroy these 4 Emperors pirate group as well as Marine. Although, the Marshal told me to leave it alone. But are you running away directly in front of the old man? Isn't he too distracted by the old man? 8-foot mirror? Kizaru always thought that as an admiral of headquarters, few enemies would escape from him. If you really let World just slip away like this? Then Kizaru can't be a joke. A flash came to the sky above World. World looked up and saw Kizaru swept and approached quickly. His eyes widened suddenly, and the yellow-skinned monkey in front of him was quite fast. Momo, 100 times faster. World can only explode desperately, combining its own and devil fruit abilities with each other to explode at the greatest speed. Otherwise, it really can't match the speed of this yellow-skinned monkey. Speed up instantly? But the old man can still be faster than you? Kizaru was indeed a little surprised, but it was only a little surprise. As long as the speed does not completely exceed him, then there is nothing to worry about. Kick at the speed of light. Sweeping World's head with 1 foot, the speed is so fast that people can't see the track. World was kicked out by Kizaru in an instant. Kizaru still has an indifferent attitude. World flies all the way, continuously knocking over countless rubble. Just when Kizaru was careless, a blood-red slash hit his face. Kizaru immediately put away his cynical attitude. Pulled out the Sky Kongyun sword, immediately launched a counterattack. Files. The impact of the weapon caused a strong wind to blow up the dust. Kizaru also saw the attacker at this time. It was Shiryu of Rain? Just about to speak before opening his mouth, another slash came in an instant. In this attack, Jin held the samurai sword and slashed across it. Now Kizaru has no choice but to defend against Jin's assault again. Can only helplessly turn into a streamer to avoid the attack. It's a pity that Jin's attack speed is so fast that Kizaru can't avoid it by reacting again. Even if he escapes successfully in the end, he still gets wounded. No expression can be seen on Kizaru's face at this moment. If you know Kizaru well, you know it. This guy is already very angry. Now the waist has been chopped out with a bloodstain, and blood flows out of it. It can be said that the series of connections just now, even if Kizaru is Admiral of Headquarters, cannot be avoided in all. Just after attacking World, it seamlessly connects to Shiryu, who resists the rain. Then Jin's attack also arrived. Kizaru was able to get out of it, it was already very powerful. None of these people are weak. Jin took the samurai sword back into the scabbard. Slowly said, Kizaru, it's between the pirates now. If you still insist on not leaving, then don't blame me for being rude. Take you as the first target to kill. What a terrible tone. The first of the 3 plagues of beasts pirates is the scorching smoke. QG. Plus. Kizaru sorted out his clothes, and Kizaru also knew that there are rules for pirate circles. Forget it, Kizaru didn't plan to continue, and it was really troublesome when he was besieged. Kizaru arranged the clothes and said casually, "We marine, but received this shipment plundered by World. But there is an important piece of information hidden." Kizaru didn't intend to just end it. Even if you want to leave, you have to give these people a blockbuster. The people at Beasts Pirates scolded that Kizaru is not something. Of course they are what Kizaru said, including Doflamingo is also violent. If it weren't for the identity of 7 warlords of the sea, I would really kill Kizaru directly. Man-made devil fruit, if it is completely exposed, it will definitely cause a bloody storm. Doflamingo has always kept secret of this man-made devil fruit project very strictly. It is divided into several levels. I was worried that someone would touch this secret that day. Rain Shiryu's eyes are piercing. It seems that the people from Beasts Pirates and Doflamingo care about this very much. If he can get it, it will definitely be a great achievement to go back then. At the same time, Yuji Shiryu is also thinking about how to finally win this benefit. From the pile of rocks, World climbed up with difficulty, and the whole head often shook. Don't look at Kizaru's random strike, but the attack power driven by the ultimate speed. It is also very scary. Damn it, yellow-skinned monkey, it hurts, World kept rubbing his head. The pain was so painful that even the line of sight was a little blurred. Can't I still barely see, now those few have begun to stand together. It doesn't matter if the head hurts or not, you must leave quickly. Otherwise it's really too late. These guys, no matter who vacated their hands, in his current state, he was not sure that he could cope with it. Wipe the blood from the corners of his mouth. In fact, World wants to run away again, and now Shiryu, Jin, and Kizaru can't hide it at all. After all, it has been stolen by World just now. What if you let him sneak away? Can't be more embarrassing. Suddenly another phone rang. This time it's not Kizaru's, but Rainy Shiryu's. In an instant, Shiryu of Rain attracted everyone's attention. Moses, I am Marco. I received an answer. Received. Does Captain Luo Tian have any new instructions? Call back at this time. Shiryu of Rain can only think of what new order Captain Luo Tian will give. Yeah, I just need to get back the supplies belonging to our Whitebeard pirates, and don't worry about the others. Luo Tian, he has his own arrangements. Marco passed on what Luo Tian had previously confessed to him, and passed it to Shiryu of Rain. 327. Is it this way? Then I know how to do it. Yuji Shiryu is also a sensible person. Since I have already explained it, don't care about the others. That is sure Captain Luo Tian has his own plan. As for the others, it may not be possible at this stage. It is the Marine Admiral's hunt that needs to be carried out first. Yuji Shiryu and Jin looked at each other, and they all understood how to deal with this matter. That is, the Whitebeard pirates took back their own, and Beasts pirates also took back their own. This is a relatively unlikely plan to conflict again. In fact, just now, when the younger brother of the Whitebeard pirate group called back, said Marine Admiral Kizaru, 7 warlords of the sea Doflamingo, Beasts pirates flame embers have passed. It's nothing more than a few possibilities. The biggest possibility is the man-made devil fruit. Regarding this, Luo Tian really doesn't care. This kind of thing has very big side effects, and the success rate is only 10%. Rather than relying on devil fruit to improve combat effectiveness, it is better to improve basic combat effectiveness. Yuji Shiryu said indifferently, the one who should be out now will be out. Our Whitebeard pirate group's materials, who dares to have an idea? Then don't blame me for being impolite. At this time, Yuji Shiryu said this to knock those who shouldn't have ideas and cancel them. Peggy Wan approached Jin's side and asked in a low voice, now their Whitebeard pirates' combat power. There is only one Shiryu of Rain, shall we? As a pirate, as long as there is a chance, where can there be no ideas? Peggy Wan's idea is that Jin will hold back Shiryu of Rain. Then he and his sister Ulti can take possession of the things belonging to the Whitebeard pirates. Blame it for being here, the Whitebeard pirates' combat power is not enough. Jin bowed his hand and motioned to Peggy Wan to stop the topic. Now that the Whitebeard pirates chose to take back only their own things, then there is no need for their Beasts pirates to be in trouble. The current situation of the entire sea is unclear. Once the war with the Whitebeard pirates continued to expand, it will definitely be targeted by others. Now in Wano, there are many rats that have not been cleaned up. There is no need to put Beasts pirates in a passive position. Chapter 119 Akainu vs Aokiji. The hunt begins in the end. World was also killed. So far this farce has also come to an end. Rain Shiryu led his team and returned to the territory of the Whitebeard pirates. At this time, I was sitting in the sun basking in the sun. And everyone in the Whitebeard pirate group is also holding a banquet. Yuji Shiryu came to Luo Tian and sat down, poured a glass of wine and drank. Then he said, Captain Luo Tian, this mission was successfully completed. But it seems that there is a secret among the supplies of Beasts pirates this time. This is what attracted even Marine, I suspect. Luo Tian drank a glass of wine and replied, it's nothing more than artificial devil fruit. What? Man-made devil fruit? Beasts pirates is in control, does this technology? Is this too threatening? The squad captains who were drinking on the side were also shocked. Did not expect Luo Tian to throw such a big melon, it is still a super big melon. Devil fruit is very rare, this is a fact that the sea has always been recognized. Now one pops out, devil fruit can be artificial? Then you can't jump out of thousands of demon fruit power? If this is the case, then finally beasts pirates, who else can resist its edge? Luo Tian then said, you don't have to worry about this. They can only make zone artificial devil fruit. As for the real devil fruit, there is no way to make it. At the same time, these man-made zone devil fruits still have big side effects. At this time Robin asked curiously, then Luo Tian, do you know how beasts pirates master this ability? Robin also asked, many people's voices are very curious. How did Luo Tian know it, and at the same time knowing it in such detail? Other people also showed curious eyes. It is really too attractive that Luo Tian brought up the topic. But Luo Tian feels nothing after thinking about it for a while. He answered, the key person to make artificial devil fruit. The former Marine Scientific Force scientist worked with Vegapunk and Vinsmoke, Judge as colleagues. I was arrested for causing a scientific weapons outbreak in Punk Hazard and escaped from the prison ship. Back to Punk Hazard, secretly researching and developing the raw material SAD of artificial devil fruit Smile. And abduct children to conduct giant experiments, in cooperation with Don Quixote Doflamingo. For those with Logia gas fruit ability, a reward of 300 million berry will be offered, and M-Guy will send current. 3 secret experiments were conducted on Punk Hazard Island. 1. Conduct experiments on the development of giant soldiers on the island, through the forces of Don Quixote Doflamingo, one of the 7 warlords of the sea. Children are abducted from the surrounding area and lied to the children in order to treat the growing disease. But in essence, children are used as experimental subjects and they continue to prescribe drugs to observe the maximum upper limit of the dose. When the maximum dose is reached, the child will explode and die. And Don Quixote, Doflamingo also sent their subordinates to assist Guy Saw in the experiment. 2. Make artificial devil fruit on the island. All the man-made devil fruits made by Guy are zone devil fruit. And Guy Saw has reached an agreement with Kaido and the 4 emperors to provide him with a large amount of zone artificial devil fruit. Help it form a huge army of orcs. 3. Create weapons of mass killing on the island. Guy will compress the H2S gas that has attacked Punk Hazard. The poison gas monster, Slim, created is also called Dead Kingdom. The man who lied to himself said that he had purified the poisonous gas. After that, the video was sent to the big pirates and black market middlemen in New World through the videophone worm. Let it watch the weapon of mass killing that he has developed, which is actually the land of death, Smile. By letting it eat the devil fruit of the butterfly fruit hexagonal newt through high technology. Let Smile kill all enemies with poison gas, so that all the forces in New World can watch the power of its weapons. If these people are satisfied, we can provide them with a large number of such killing weapons. Doflamingo is the middleman for all these people. While drinking, Luo Tian told the audience about the source of the man-made devil fruit just like telling a story. The members of the Whitebeard pirate group, compared to Luo Tian, had completely different reactions. In any case, there is a 10% success rate. As the number has accumulated, there must be hundreds of zone demon fruit power. Unexpectedly, that Doflamingo colluded with Kaido so deeply. Should we take some action? Luo Tian heard that everyone started to move around. Marco saw that Luo Tian had something to say and wanted to continue, so he said, everyone, be quiet. The captain still has something to say. Now Luo Tian's position in the Whitebeard pirate group is supreme. Everyone also became quiet. Luo Tian felt that the time was almost time, and said, prepare for a big gathering of all members. According to what I said before, get started, Joes and Bikita, follow me, ready to hunt. You all intercepted Marine's support team at sea. Diamond Joes clenched his fists excitedly and said, it's finally about to start. Last time Marine caused great losses to our Whitebeard pirates. This time we changed to us, and we attacked Marine. Jinbei knows that Admiral of the Sea Army is strong, and it is definitely not that easy to kill. Asking the question of concern. If Akainu or Aokiji knows that they can't beat them, they will definitely find a way to escape. Captain Luo Tian, do you want to add more captains? What Jinbei said, there are also many people who are beginning to think about the combination of combat power at the time. According to Captain Luo Tian, the captain will lead Joes and Bikita together to encircle Akainu and Aokiji. And they used to intercept Marine's support troops. Those admiral are really not stupid and will always choose to be tough with them. But I saw Captain Luo Tian's confident appearance. All suddenly. This is their Captain Luo Tian. The man who inherited the strongest position in the Father's world. Kill Marine Admiral? It's not as simple as eating and drinking. Luo Tian, how about us? Is it going to stay at the base camp or stay with you? Nami didn't seem to hear how Luo Tian would arrange her and Robin shyly. Follow Marco and them together, so there will be a good time to take care of each other. There will be no need to keep people here to guard. It just so happens, you can also take a look, we are all gone, someone will jump out. It's okay if you don't jump out, then wait for hell. When Luo Tian said this, he showed a fierce gaze, but he would not show mercy to those ants who wanted to jump. At the same time, Naval Headquarters Marineford. A very serious thing is going on. Even before Kizaru dispatched a mission, it seemed irrelevant. Now the matter about the new Martial Marine has been arguing. Both Akainu and Aokiji will not give in to each other, and neither will let anyone else. Aokiji does not agree with Akainu's philosophy, and Akainu also does not agree with Aokiji's philosophy. Aokiji believes that letting Akainu lead Marine will cause a lot of trouble to Marine. Akainu believes that with Aokiji leading Marine, Marine will become more and more disproportionate. Others don't dare to interrupt too much. Many people at naval headquarters support Aokiji, but Akainu is recognized by the world government. Even Sengoku keeps mediating from it, but it has no effect at all. In the end, Akainu and Aokiji finally decided to fight 3 days later. The winner inherits the position of naval headquarters, the loser shuts up completely. Many Marines, people at the general level, are also secretly talking about it. Regarding this duel, it will be even more powerful in the end. After all, whether it is Akainu or Aokiji, the fighting power of these two is very strong. Yamato is terrifying. For a long time, no one knew who the two of them was better. But on the surface, Akainu actually feels more powerful. Because Akainu likes to fight on the front line and is not unscrupulous against the enemy. It's the famous cruelty in Marine. You can also kill 100 by mistake, and never let go of a typical representative. Aokiji is more easygoing, and anyone who sees Aokiji's shots also knows his ability to freeze. A terrifying power that can instantly freeze dozens of nautical miles into ice. In the past, Admiral's promotion to Marshal was not as powerful as this world. On the contrary, Kizaru, who is also Admiral of Headquarters, doesn't seem to care much about these things. For Kizaru, whether it is Akainu or Aokiji, it doesn't matter who is the Marshal. It does not affect the daily leisurely work, so it is also very straightforward, whether it is world government or naval headquarters. Neither considered Paluzalino Kizaru's problem. It is impossible to consider Kizaru for the position of Marshal. Just let him be an admiral, and go out to clean up the pirates when something happens. Different from the others at Marine. One person seemed very excited, that's the Marine Admiral alternate. At this time, I was talking to myself alone. It's finally about to start, I don't know if Luo Tian is ready over there? It's me, I have already passed the anger with Sister Yi. She is very willing to support me as admiral. I don't know whether Luo Tian's hunting operation can be successful this time. No, it should definitely succeed, he is Luo Tian. The combat power is so strong, the world's strongest, there is absolutely no problem in packing an Akainu. Momoshage didn't know why, and suddenly became full of confidence in Luo Tian. Luo Tian's ultimate goal is to push it to the rule of celestial dragons. And Akainu can't stop him at all, even the entire naval headquarters can't help it. When you try to become an admiral, you can better help Luo Tian. The power that admiral can mobilize is much greater than a vice admiral. Although Momoshage is a candidate for admiral, to be precise, she just belongs to vice admiral. It may be more convenient than vice admiral. Time slowly passed. On the way that the world does not know, the hunting operation that is about to begin is about to begin. New world, Punk Hazard. Here, Akainu and Aokiji are facing each other. Akainu still disdainfully said, Aokiji, if you honestly give up the position of marshal, then you are still Marine Admiral, but if you insist on competing with me, then don't blame me, you'll be welcome later. Akainu didn't think he would not be able to beat Aokiji. Sakazuki, your behavior is too radical. Many things will hurt many innocent people. Our Marine's duty is to protect them, not to destroy the enemy blindly. It doesn't matter the safety of their lives. Aokiji also immediately dismissed it, and his philosophy absolutely disagrees with Akainu. So this time, Aokiji intends to do his best and will never leave any room. This is an important moment for the position of Marshal Naval Headquarters. Akainu rushed up with a roar, then see the real chapter under your hand. Come on, Akainu. Aokiji also rushed up at the same time. Ultimate's magma and Ultimate's freezing collide together instantly. When the two of them shot, they did their best, and they didn't have the emotion of being a colleague in the past. The two of them did not have any emotions, some are just different in their concepts. The Whitebeard pirates are all coated on the seabed. Marco looked at his current location. The report said, we are now close to Punk Hazard. There are also several military ships nearby. They are all large military ships and belong to Admiral Luo Tian. Let them start to act, and I took Joes and Bikita on a small boat, and the coating approached Punk Hazard. Let Marco be ready to intercept the reacting marine in the outer waters. Luo Tian believes that naval headquarters will not surprise Akainu or Aokiji. Then the hunt will begin at that time, and Marine will definitely dispatch a large force directly. Luo Tian and his group of 3 finally landed on Punk Hazard Island. Here the sky can already appear very clearly, the fiery red and blue sky on both sides. Diamond Joe's has already begun to move around, obviously full of excitement for the battle that is about to begin. Asterisk. Captain Luo Tian, Akainu and Aokiji have started a decisive battle. Should we rush forward now? When Joe said that, Bikita beside him couldn't help it, and he wanted to rush up now. Luo Tian can calculate the power consumption of Akainu and Aokiji. At the same time, they also used Devil Fruit's awakening power at the same time. The two had just started fighting for less than a day. For Admiral-level powerhouses, the consumption of this period of time is not too big at all. Luo Tian responded, there is no need to worry. Let them consume more time, now their state hasn't declined. Wait for the two of them to decline, then we will go straight up. At that time, Energizer will kill with one blow. I didn't intend to give Akainu any extra time to think. After all, if Marines over there support the top combat power, just Marco and the others can't resist it for a long time. Especially Sengoku, Garp, and Kizaru. On our side, Marco, Shiryu and Jinbei of the Rain can compete. Maybe Jinbei can give more play to its advantages in maritime operations. There is a reason why I didn't bring Jinbei over. In addition, Marco and Shiryu of the Rain are both powerful enough to stand up to the admiral level combat power. As for the others, don't worry. We, Joes, you and Bikita drag Aokiji, and there is no problem at all. Just buy me enough time. At that time, the Red Dog will let him feel the power of Shock Fruit again. With full combat power, Akainu? If it can turn the sky, Luo Tian counts him as great. At the same time, several people headed by Sengoku. At this time, Sengoku didn't know why and felt extremely upset all the time. I don't know what the reason is. Crane sees Sengoku's worries. Asked. Sengoku, what's the matter with you? Sengoku doesn't know what to say, this feeling. It is a very strange worry. Explained. I feel that this time, the duel between Aokiji and Akainu will be dangerous. It's this very strange feeling. Ha ha ha, Sengoku, what are you worried about? The two of them are Admiral of Headquarters, what can be dangerous? Alright Zhao. Don't you think that they will kill each other in the end? Don't worry, even this fellow Akainu dare not really kill him. Otherwise, even if he wins in the end, it will be difficult for him to become the Marshal of Naval Headquarters. On the contrary, Garp was very open and didn't care too much. Still eating my own senbei, thinking that I have applied for retirement. You can enjoy Qingfu in the future, however, you can also use Naval Headquarters to teach new Marine soldiers. But Crane is more sensitive, can make Sengoku feel this kind of danger without warning. Maybe it's really not a good thing. He closed his eyes and opened again. I think we should send a military ship. More stationed in Punk Hazard waters. This can also avoid uncontrollable situations at that time, and Mengyu will respond in time. Considering these points, Crane can think of the best plan at present. Sengoku stroked his chin, thinking about the method proposed by Crane. I was worried before that too many Marines appeared around Punk Hazard. May attract the attention of some pirates. It may finally affect the decisive battle between Akainu and Aokiji. But now I have to reconsider this issue. Don't worry about being discovered by the pirates. Just ignore the dangers that arise. Finally, he said firmly, send 10 military ships to Punk Hazard. Never allow any accidents. Call Kizaru to come together, then we will go there together. What I am most worried about right now is the Whitebeard pirates. During this time, they are too quiet. Luo Tian, this little devil, is absolutely impossible to be so quiet. There is absolutely a conspiracy we don't know. At this moment, Sengoku's attitude is particularly resolute. Do not allow any accidents to happen resolutely. Many Marines also nodded again and again. Speaking of the Whitebeard pirates, they definitely have a psychological shadow. Especially the pressure Luo Tian brought to them. Chapter 120 Luo Tian playing Akainu. At this moment Akainu and Aokiji are two. I have completely ignored everything. Only the other side is in the eyes. There is only one belief left, and that is to defeat the opponent and get the position of Marshal Marine. Luo Tian and Diamond Joes, as well as Bikita, have been standing still, waiting for the opportunity. Luo Tian locked Akainu and Aokiji through observation Haki. As long as the state of these two people declines. Then immediately attack without hesitation. 3 hours passed again. Luo Tian immediately opened his eyes and said, prepare to start doing it. As soon as the voice fell, Diamond Joes and Bikita immediately cheered up. The three rushed out together. Both Akainu and Aokiji were in a high-intensity battle, and no one was quickly approaching at all. The magma and ice are constantly changing, and the climate of the entire Punk Hazard Island. Logia's awakening ability burst into full force. Has the power of terror to change the environment of a sea area. Just when the two hit each other, suddenly a reflection of light hit Aokiji. Aokiji's spirit mastered, knowing that this was a sneak attack. Joe's was diamondized as soon as he appeared, and quickly slammed into Aokiji. Aokiji was still on the way to recruit Akainu, and couldn't immediately defend against Joe's attack. The whole person was directly hit and flew out, on the way to fly backwards. Bikita is also ready to attack Ching. Qianwei dances wildly. All the pedal tricks that he hits kept falling on Aokiji. Aokiji was injured in an instant. Originally, when fighting against people of the same level as Akainu, I had to go all out. Now they have been repeatedly attacked by two people, and these two people are also not weak. It is the top combat power of the Whitebeard pirates. Aokiji rolled several times in a row, spitting out a few mouthfuls of blood. Gloomy said, Whitebeard Pirates 3rd Division Captain Diamond Joes, 5th Division Captain Foil Bikita. It seems that you Whitebeard pirates have planned for a long time this time. But don't think it depends on you, Admiral. Aokiji now sees only Diamond Joes and Foil Bikita, these two people. Don't say the two people unite, can they beat him? Not to mention that there is an Akainu next to it, even if it is consumed now. It is not that these two people can shake. The corner of Joe's mouth rose up and said, Aokiji, don't you think we are the only two of us? Aokiji furrowed his brows, and quickly spread the sight of Haki to perceive it. Sure enough, with a dazed expression, he quickly looked up at the sky. Pupil shrinks, he opened his mouth and said in shock. That is, Luo Tian, the new captain of the Whitebeard pirate group. Trouble. Aokiji really feels a lot of trouble if there are only 2 diamonds, Joes and Bakita. Then there is nothing to worry about. As a result, Luo Tian personally dispatched now? How terrifying is this guy's combat power? Only when I have fought Luo Tian personally, I know. The strength that is like an abyss is not bottoming out. Sakazuki Akainu, who was on the same side, originally planned to increase his attack on Aokiji. But 327 didn't respond just now, and Aokiji was knocked into the air continuously? I saw that the person who attacked Aokiji was the captain of the Whitebeard pirates. At the same time, he heard Diamond Joe's voice and looked up with Aokiji. Akainu was as shocked as Aokiji. The whole scalp is numb. Here comes an extremely dangerous figure. Now both he and Aokiji may be in danger. If Luo Tian is alone, Akainu has the confidence to unite with Aokiji. Can still handle it, but now the Whitebeard pirates has 2 powerful squad captains. This situation becomes extremely unfavorable. There are people on Marine who observe Admiral's lifeguard. Once he or Aokiji are in danger, Marine can definitely react immediately. But Akainu felt something was wrong. That is that Luo Tian's eyes have been locked on him. As for Diamond Joe's and Foil Bikita, they are staring at Aokiji. Akainu was wondering whether this Luo Tian came to kill him specifically. This is not impossible. This time the Whitebeard pirates' operation was too secret. Marine has not received any information. Didn't find the Whitebeard pirates. Any weird move? So this is the most terrifying. I didn't know any movement of the opponent, and I was caught off guard just like this. This is of course, Luo Tian conveyed this order, only to spread among the team captains. As for the others, no one knows. Ordinary as usual. It can be said that this time the Whitebeard pirates' action was a surprise attack. But Akainu couldn't help asking, Luo Tian, tell the old man. What is your purpose? Luo Tian looked at Akainu with his arms around his chest and sneered, haha. What, Akainu, I shouldn't be called Mr. Sakazuki. It seems you are nervous. I came here this time without any important purpose. Just kill you, don't be nervous. Listen, this is human words? What does it mean to come here without any purpose? Just kill him. Now Akainu is so angry that he can't wait to kill Luo Tian right away. Isn't it too special? Aokiji's eyelids jumped too. Sure enough, this Luo Tian came here with a purpose. This purpose is not simple at all, to kill Admiral of Headquarters Akainu. Akainu then roared and counterattacked. You are a pirate, what is your weapon? The old man is Marine Admiral Akainu. Do you think you want to kill the old man? Can you kill it? It happened to be here, just to repay the grudge you had last time at Naval Headquarters. Let you die here, even knowing that Luo Tian's combat power is very strong and terrible. But there is no word fear in Akainu's mind. Luo Tian's expression changes. Interesting, then show me how you dance, Red Dog. Don't let me down, or I will just break it into several pieces. Luo Tian said as he slowly descended his body, fall to the ground. Luo Tian stood there, looking at Akainu calmly and talking, come on. Go to hell. Luo Tian. Dark Hound. Akainu's right hand directly turned into a giant magma hand, and he shot a giant magma dog head against Luo Tian. The explosive magma blasted toward Luo Tian with a fierce flame. Not bad, but Luo Tian watched the magma dog's head keep approaching. Luo Tian uses the special abilities of Thunderfruit's ability form in his body. Let your cell cycle speed up, and then apply a slight electric voltage again to activate the cells throughout the body. Squeak. Luo Tian disappeared in an instant, and the speed was so fast that people could not see clearly. It can be said that it was a matter of an instant. When it reappears, Luo Tian is already behind Akainu. How is it possible? Akainu is now playing tricks and it is too late to accept them. Suddenly felt that Luo Tian appeared behind him, completely horrified. Luo Tian appeared behind Akainu with a wicked smile on his mouth, then lifted his left leg and kicked Akainu. Damn it, damn. After being hit by this sudden attack, Akainu rolled on the ground several times. Just now it was the time when the attack was stiff, and it was impossible to make a defense at all. Luo Tian looked at Akainu's angry appearance, and said with a haha. What's wrong? Red Dog, didn't you say you want me to be buried in Marlene fodder? What is your appearance? A hole, less arrogant. Akainu's left and right hands all turn into magma, aiming at Luo Tian as to continuously launch a fist of magma. Too slow. Luo Tian's body is on the spot, constantly flashing around and avoiding. All the attacks of Akainu can't touch Luo Tian's tail at all. Akainu, how is it possible? Aokiji was stunned by the scene in front of him, no matter how it looked like Luo Tian wanted Akainu in a play. Ha 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 ha. Our Captain Luo Tian is the strongest, Marine Admiral is a fart. Diamond Joe's is too excited at this moment. Akainu was completely anxious and roared loudly, a hole, why can't I hit it at all? Damn it. Bakita calmly said, although I saw it last time, Marine Admiral is not Luo Tian's opponent at all. I saw it once now, and it was also crushed in such a calm manner. Akainu attacked continuously for nearly a minute. The countless horrible fists of magma covered the ground and raised thick hot smoke. After Akainu attacked for more than 30 seconds, Luo Tian has instantly moved to the sky above Akainu. Since Akainu has completely killed the Red Eye, he only knows to attack desperately regardless of the situation. Hope to use large-scale destructive magma to damage Luo Tian. That's why I completely noticed that Luo Tian had already disappeared within his attack range. Haha. Know how amazing the old man is. After Akainu attacked, he felt that Luo Tian must be under such a terrifying attack. It should be seriously injured, so he said with a smile. After a few seconds have passed, Akainu suddenly felt above her head. So he slowly raised his head and looked at it. In an instant, Akainu's eyes shrank to a small point, his face was full of horror, and his face was sweaty. How is it possible? Under such a terrifying range of attack, he escaped intact. Damn it. Unforgivable, Luo Tian. This is the biggest insult that Akainu has ever received since Admiral became the highest strength of naval headquarters, every time because of Luo Tian. Go to hell. Meteor volcano. Akainu's green veins violently roared, his hands turned into magma again, replacing them with a more terrifying attack. The massive explosion of the lethal meteor volcano exploded, and volcanic bombs continued to hit Luo Tian. Luo Tian looked at the Akainu below and was on the verge of losing his mind, so he said. Are you starting to become angry? However, I saw, Akainu aiming at myself and shooting magma volcanic bombs. Luo Tian flickered in the air, still avoiding all the magma volcanic bomb attacks. Damn it. The old man doesn't believe it, he can't hit you all the time. Akainu Gurren. This time Akainu used his big move, Akainu Gurren. Let's hurry, stay away from here, it's too dangerous here, it's dangerous if it's spread. Bikita quickly reminded that it was indeed too close. Luo Tian looked at the huge magma hell dog and rushed towards him. This time he was not evading, but raised his right foot armament Haki to harden. Luo Tian kicked the middle part of the magma hell dog. Get me up. Kicked the magma hellhound out, and finally flew to a place nearly a kilometer outside Punk Hazard and landed. Akainu saw her attack and was so easily bounced off by Luo Tian. The teeth were almost broken, and he said angrily. Why my attack doesn't affect him at all? Is there such a huge gap between my strength and him? Akainu couldn't accept the fact that from the beginning of the battle to the present, he had the kind of defiant attitude towards Luo Tian. Thinking that the other party is just too arrogant, as long as Akainu can inflict a heavy blow on Luo Tian. Can kill Luo Tian's vigor, but the facts are completely different from what you thought. Luo Tian looked at Akainu, his eyes slowly widened, and his figure disappeared instantly. Where are you looking, Akainu? Luo Tian, who appeared in front of Akainu, spoke. When Akainu was still looking up at Luo Tian in the sky, Luo Tian suddenly disappeared and was already in front of him when he appeared again. Slowly put his head down, looked at Luo Tian, and said in surprise, Why are you so fast? How is it possible? Akainu is even more unacceptable, Luo Tian's speed can become that fast. Compared with the last time in the battle, it has accelerated a little bit. It is terrible. Can humans really reach that speed? The corner of Luo Tian's mouth showed a smile. Can Luo Tian's speed at this moment not be fast? Utilizing the special abilities of Thunderfruit's ability, it forms an accelerated cycle of cell activity. Stacked together, the speed of formation can naturally reach so fast. As long as the speed is fast enough, can be invincible. Then, Akainu, you have been attacking for so long, so you should change my attack power and get on. Luo Tian made Akainu attack so it feels interesting enough, so he has already planned to make an official shot. It's just a damn pirate, what is it? When Akainu heard Luo Tian say this, it seemed as if he was trying to get Akainu to him before, and his face was full of violent veins. Luo Tian swiftly shot himself, hitting Akainu's stomach with one knee. Damn it, cough. Akainu felt that his entire belly was about to rupture, and the corners of his mouth were bleeding. It was so painful that it was unimaginable. Looking up at Luo Tian, he couldn't understand why, it was just a blow, and he felt like he was hit hard. Then guess I will attack there next time, Mr. Red Dog? Luo Tian looked at Akainu's embarrassed appearance and felt very refreshed, so he planned to play Akainu again and said. Damn B***************** D, big squirt. As soon as Akainu condensed his left hand great eruption to attack Luo Tian directly hit his left shoulder. The attack was interrupted, and Akainu screamed again in pain. I was attacking the left just now, so this time on the right or the left? Luo Tian said again after attacking Akainu. Damn it. Wrong, Red Dog, it's still on the left, haha, should. Still wrong, this time on the right. Luo Tian is always there every time. When Akainu is about to strike back, he directly kicks up and interrupts the attack of the Scarlet Dog. Dignified Admiral of Headquarters Akainu, at this moment, he is completely played by Luo Tian like a clown. In fact, Luo Tian knows that as long as Akainu calms down and responds, he will not be passively abused. Akainu is in an irrational state, and even observation Haki can be used correctly. Aokiji was shocked to see. The result of the match was completely beyond his expectation. Even if Akainu is unbearable, nor should it be suppressed by Luo Tian like this. It's terrible, Akainu is the same as him, Admiral of Headquarters. Compared with Luo Tian, it is not the same as fighting in the same rank. However, Aokiji also discovered that Akainu's fighting state at this moment is very wrong. Playing too anxiously, I'm about to lose my composure. I can't even see Luo Tian's movements. Aokiji found that if he perceives with all his strength, he can barely capture Luo Tian's movements. But Akainu obviously just couldn't catch it. That can only show that Akainu has lost his composure. As a result, observation Haki did not perform properly. You have to go there and support Akainu quickly, otherwise it is really dangerous. Diamond Joes and Bikita, how can Aokiji go alone to support Akainu? Joes. Aokiji, you don't want to go anywhere. Akainu is dead today. Bikita also ridiculed, if you can, it's not just Akainu. Even you Aokiji, our Whitebeard pirate group, want to kill you together? Aokiji listened to the taunts of the two men. There is no confusion. Instead, I keep thinking calmly about how to deal with the next situation. First plan to probe and ask, you Whitebeard pirates, come over to the captain and you too? I didn't hold on to hope. I could tell anything of course, Bikita and Joes, you can understand, this Aokiji is talking about them. However, they're Whitebeard pirate group, but they were all well prepared before they started dispatching. Even if you are known by Aokiji now, what can you do? The corner of Joes' mouth whispered sarcastically. Ha ha, we, the Whitebeard pirates, are all dispatched. As for the others, of course they all intercepted you Marine in the past. Because they came to hunt Admiral, Captain Luo Tian and two are enough. Aokiji couldn't stop sweating when he heard this. All the Whitebeard pirates are dispatched? Is this preparing to start a large-scale war again? But there is one more horrible thing. I thought that the Whitebeard pirate group would dispatch some important personnel. Unexpectedly, all of them would be dispatched directly. This time Marine was really going to be caught off guard by the Whitebeard pirates. The combat power that was originally lost has not been replenished. The loss may be even greater this time. This Luo Tian is definitely Marine's biggest nemesis. Now I can only pin up hope. I hope Marshal Sengoku can react a little bit more quickly, and don't let the Whitebeard pirates be completely caught off guard. This will reduce the loss, and he must find a way to solve the two people in front of him as soon as possible. Then go to help Akainu and resist Luo Tian. Finally work together to retreat.